devil's dog this is! I know karate!
Welcome to All the Scottish Trouble Queensland.
They'd actually thought, like,
You need
I
that
don't know
shit.
about electricity and that.
Yeah, that's it.
The energy gurus, really.
Not more energy gurus than we can do.
They're
We're just
Power
saying how good
Rangers.
your guys' setup is, and even the way you're talking about it. Like you're like, yeah. Well, for one, you've got mic stands. Ours is just us.
Yeah.
Ours is
Mine
just
is always just like... my face like a babukaki.
ours is just us sitting on a sofa with a fucking mic in our hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you can hear my heartbeat. When I
Yeah.
get all excited, it's like rattling off my rib cage and shit.
I don't think we even have pop shields on both the mics.
Yeah, you've only got one. It's like, who's got the spittiest lipstick? You want it or do I want it?
How
I
hydrated?
think I'm alright, you have it.
And then yours has got just the fact as well when setting up. You was like, have you got the levels all right? We don't even know what that means.
We're like, look at these wavy bits. My wavy bits are different from your wavy bits. Why is that?
That is all.
Try
I
it
look
there. Try it there. Maybe it's just you move your face differently.
Yeah.
So don't hug it. Point it. Don't grip it. Look at it.
Suck on it.
It's just how we're playing it by ear.
We are really.
That's all we
playing
do.
it
To
by
be fair, but we just make it sound better. I think.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
You guys' ear is.
Ross,
pretty
like, you got
good.
levels right, and I'm looking at the
Slightly
squiggles,
younger,
like,
so you
yeah,
know
that's-
cooler shit than us.
Yeah. That's all it is. I know the words.
Squiggle.
Well, we've
These
been,
squiggly
It's not
bits are
squiggle
really
anymore.
excommunicate.
It's not squiggle anymore, man.
we
It's spikes.
oh yeah, it's spikes. I think that is the proper term.
Spiky, yeah, but
Yeah.
afterwards, like if you're a real pro, you have to add the wiggles. You get your spiky bit, and it's like this is what it looks like as a wiggle. Would you like to bend the wiggle? Yeah, I'm gonna wiggle it. This end is gonna be less wiggly.
We've been having a problem for the past 3 weeks as well, haven't we?
Yeah, it goes like.
Yeah, what
it's
happened
such a-
to the
it's like-
audio?
So what's happened is.
It's not even like a fucked up thing. It's
Shall,
like
shall
a
we?
crazy.
Shall we introduce who you are?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. We can do that.
We're some of the most up and coming of all podcasters.
Oh,
But they ain't coming up on more than us. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's starting from a different point. We're still at like 6 followers. We are on the way up. We're comer uppers.
I think you're selling us short there. We've got a few more than that.
Yeah, we're also probably one of the fastest growing. Think about how
We're pretty deep in.
percentage-wise, what is 8 to 6?
We're pretty deep in. I think
We've
we've got
doubled.
23 episodes recorded.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
quite good.
we're actually smashing it and no one's appreciating it. I know it's not that funny, but at least come on.
Yeah. At least
It's
when we
like
did
it.
video,
No, it
like,
fucking kills me when I watch it.
oh, I appreciate it.
It fucking cracks me up. Like I'm in tears sometimes, bro. When you did that fucking dip bit.
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh,
Oh,
mate.
we were stood outside sight,
I
and
was
we watched
crying.
it, and we were just.
We were both crying like fuck.
You kept dipping for the rest of the night.
I liked it.
You did. I didn't mind it, but I also
Well-
was just having flashbacks of that hit on YouTube, being like, "Yeah, and eventually you get a nice dip, like a nice
Yeah, burn a hole
groove,
in
permanent
you."
dent left in your gums." And I was like, "I don't want that."
When you're truly a dip black belt, you will become the dip.
That freaked me out, and so yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, my dad used to tell me about Gurkhas
Go
that
on.
would do beetle nut, and eventually you'd have dudes with like whole. Like, think about the lowest part where you can put your tongue in the front of your teeth.
Yeah.
Like that would become a hole.
That's
like,
just an extra
Some
part,
dudes
though.
stretch that as well, like a freaky thing nowadays. But they
That's
had
so
natty
weird.
ones from like fucking basically chew.
Ew.
That is
Yeah, anyway,
so
this is meant to be an introduction. We are severely ASD, ADHD, ADD,
One of them.
whatever one it is.
etc. So we can't focus.
No.
But we also try to do podcasts. So let's check that out.
Yeah. So
Whatever the opposite of ASMR is.
we should probably say what we're doing. What our podcast is.
Yeah, go on. Tell the people.
Dressing up, I thought. Like,
Yeah, it is.
an
It's just a
an
fancy dress.
excuse to get fancied up.
No, so we're Sam and Jan from Browsing History, and we do a history podcast where I autistically spend time in between work writing notes on history subjects. I try to tell Jan the story, and then we just shit talk back and forth.
Yes, basically, like, Sam went to me, I wish I was still in school. Why can't I do work and research? And I was like, I wish I was still in school. Why can't I just chat shit and control figures of authority? Let's do it.
Yeah, and then we added a green screen and some video and started wearing costumes every week.
Because it's part of the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a fun time.
We
It is.
got
I like
into it.
Yeah, we
That's
did
the
get into it.
That's our biggest mistake.
But then, like I said, recently we've been having problems with our recordings, where our video
Yeah.
is good, our audio is shit. I thought it was the tempo and the speed, the whole thing being slowed down, because my laptop isn't enough
Yeah.
RAM, enough memory. So recently it started fucking up all the new recordings. I did find out today when editing though, it was just the pitch. So the reasons the video has been fucking up, I've been speeding up the tempo to get the sound right, and that's speeding up the sentences. Then
yeah,
it's
so
not
it makes
syncing
it
with the
a
video, so
shorter
that's why
thing,
we've
yeah.
had shit audio on the video and good audio
It's actually
separately.
pitch.
But then it's actually just the pitch, so it should all sync up now with this new Miracle episode. But I can't guarantee anything because I don't know what I'm doing.
So yeah, we didn't actually explain. When you play it back, this was what I was saying earlier. It's like not just a glitch. It's not like I didn't save it. It's all corrupted and goes me.
Yeah.
It's the same shit that we're recording, but really bassy to begin with,
Yeah.
and it progressively gets much faster.
We actually
it's
sound.
like cone shaped,
Like a drum and bass track.
Yeah, it's like a
That was the first
exponential
episode
speed up.
of
We're like,
that, yeah.
how are you doing? Yeah, what a good episode.
It doesn't do that as much anymore. That was the first time it did that. Now it's just
It's
us.
not the same thing, innit? But
Now
it's
it's
like
just us
pitch
sounding
rather
like
than-
Barry White.
Yeah.
For once we sound masculine, we should just release it as that.
That's what I was hoping. I
Yeah.
thought you'd do that anyway as a favour. But yeah. So we're going to have to come up with a story. I smoked 23 cigars this weekend. Hey everybody. Today we don't buy that history. What the past is.
So yeah, browsing history. That's what we do.
Yeah, shout out, hit everything, subscribe everything, and then if you have access to a Russian troll farm,
Yeah.
if you have 4
Yeah.
million hits a day in
Yeah.
you, why not? Just spread some love and slaverize people and have 25 phones running and listen to it all at once. That's the only way around the audio thing. Actually, I just remembered. You gotta have 6, up to 6. Anywhere around the territory, 6, 5, 6, 7
Yeah.
iPhones, laptops,
Yeah.
TV, smart TV,
Yeah.
running the podcast at once on different logins.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, Johnny Smith's listening to it, so's Billy Smith. So everyone off the same Wi-Fi.
You're talking
is
about the
loving
rhythm,
this shit.
not fixing it. This is just gonna get more hits.
No, it fixes it.
I don't know.
Fixes it.
Trust
If
me.
you give me 18 views at once, you're gonna fix it. I'm going to Pentecostal. We really want to help that sound. You're going to have to give us the hits. We need 25,000 hits this evening, or the roof is never going to come off.
I see where you're going now.
Preacher and a pimp.
Well, anyway, browsing history is fucking sick. So
Cheers, guys.
Go on,
Thanks, man. I'm
watch
glad
it.
you've been really supportive as well.
Watch
Yeah,
it,
you guys
listen.
have been really helping us just feeling more pumped about it, and the fact that
Yeah.
you guys have got a podcast as well. It's awesome. It's a really good
sick.
community to start.
We only really started it because of you guys.
Yeah,
really. I
they-
feel like we
Aw.
kind of I saw you'd start posting about it, and I was
And
like,
then I
oh,
showed you as well.
yeah, and then you were like, oh yeah, my mate, this guy I used to go to school with, like
Yeah,
Sam, he
yeah.
started a podcast, and I was just like, oh yeah, I know Sam, like from CSA. So,
Yeah, that's it.
so yeah, then I just started watching it, and then we kind of just went like, fuck it, should we actually do it?
Yeah.
Like, so we've kind of been talking about it for a while, and then like,
No, I said fuck it.
Well,
let's
yeah,
do it.
you said
You was
fuck
like,
it.
maybe we'll do it tomorrow.
I'm a busy man. I'm busy.
And
I
what
have
else?
things on.
That's pretty much how we
Stroking
went.
my ego,
Yeah.
and then what? Am I the whole black belt of the whole podcast?
And then we, that's
No,
pretty
thank
much
you,
our
yeah,
attitude.
really cool.
That was pretty much our attitude to everything. We've probably been saying that we've been doing a podcast. We've been saying this for at least 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then we never actually
it was
did
different
it.
ideas back in the day. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's only
yeah.
just come a major thing.
We
And
hit
become
the good
accessible.
idea.
No, I
But
like-
actually, it was more for us. It was more our mate Hamish. He wanted to start a podcast about daily shit that's happening that week, and then release it. And he
Yeah.
had this space where we'd go up to his offices. We'd sit in a cushy little spot. He'd film it. We'd audio record it. We fucked it up a few times. We only had one mic when it
Yeah,
started,
you
and
and
there
him
was
did
3
it a
of
couple
us.
times, and I come
Yeah.
once. But
Yeah.
there's a fitness influencer that works out the same space. So there's a full
Yeah.
Olympic hack squat.
Yeah, it's
Not
pretty
hack squat,
good.
what's
It's
it
good
called?
hang.
It's like a squat rack with a wire.
Yeah.
Smith machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get such a pump, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine we were in the togas back then, bro. I'd have been double the size on screen.
But yeah, we was doing that with Hamish, and then life happens, and he couldn't do it anymore, and we were like, oh, let's do a history one. The first episode we did with Hamish, I was like, yeah, I'm up for that, but do you mind if I do a little bit of a history thing at the end? For some reason, I always wanted to do a history podcast. I
Yeah,
think it's because that's what I listen to.
Yeah, I fucking love history.
And
Yeah.
at
But,
one
like,
point, we like because of your interest in history, it come up about where you live. We're looking over the river from.
Oh
the
yeah,
balcony.
yeah.
Did you know?
So
just down
the
there, the spot is that, and then
Yeah.
we were talking about it in such depth
yeah.
that the people that were with us was like, yeah, that's fucking cool. You got like a
Yeah,
chemistry and also like insight.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
sick.
Not to blow our own horn, but like you're into like your facts and like
Yeah.
learning history, and I was
Yeah.
like. Been so into conspiracies, I've had to learn around the conspiracy. Like, oh yeah, that's the point when the banks was all changing over from silvers.
That's pretty much how it works. Yeah. And yeah,
think
so
about
that,
their ball bags and that. You're like,
Huh?
they had the leather armour, it was really futuristic. Like, imagine the stank. the butt sweat.
That's what we were saying, weren't we, about the
Yeah.
Romans? Because I don't know if you guys know. So like, we're all from Medway, but this is one thing that always pissed me off with local history that we didn't even get taught this. Do you know there was a huge battle when the Romans first invaded England? When the Romans first came to England, there was a huge battle between the Romans and Celtic tribes called the Battle of Medway.
No way.
Yeah, there you fucking go. Do you know
What
what
the
I mean?
fuck?
Yeah.
And
I
not
had
only
no
that,
idea.
it was like some huge epic fucking Lord of the Rings battle, thousands upon
shit.
thousands.
And it wasn't just like a
pretty
little.
close to like the first stand, basically.
Yeah, it was
'Cause
the
think
first
about
stand
the
of
shape
Celts versus Romans.
England at points at Europe, where the Romans would have come
Yeah.
from.
Yeah,
Dover, Canterbury, Medway has always been the big conquest, the first three you
Yeah.
have to make if you're coming south. Obviously, the Vikings
Yeah.
did it different and took a load of northern shitholes. So it's gravy's tasty.
no, they did. They,
Yeah,
they,
so
they hit Kent
this was
first,
like-
but you're right.
They were the last of the actual English people, and then the Romans extincted them, and they become like French hybrids.
It was wild as
fucking
well. It was a
sick.
fucking cool battle, like really cool. Like,
Yeah, man. Why don't they teach us that shit?
Yeah, you
like,
know what I
don't-
mean?
Like, I loved history anyway, but like, there's so many people who would have found that interesting. That,
yeah, innit?
Like they were
fought
getting
fucking
taught like some
Romans.
bullshit they don't care about. They're like,
Yeah.
oh fuck this.
It's like the whole Will Adams stuff as well. Literally,
Yeah,
man,
I
that's
knew the
crazy.
link road, and that was it.
Yeah, there you go.
Why is this called Will Adams Way, and then you don't think about it?
Yeah,
again
I
for
like-
the
I'm
rest of
like
your
Google.
swaying around outside the Star and I look across and see the memorial there.
That's
That's like
it,
the only
yeah.
other time I ever think about like Will Adams being a person other than just
That's
the
it.
name of a road.
Yeah, you know the name and you know, oh, he's from about here. What did
Yeah,
he do?
that's it.
Fucking know. And it
I think
turns
a
out he
couple
was
of
the
our-
first ever fucking European
Yeah, man.
samurai.
I remember googling
Yeah.
it when I was like 15. I walked past my memorial. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I keep seeing it.
Yeah.
And I like googling it. And I was like, what the fuck? I was
Yeah.
like, why does
He's
no one
like,
talk
sick as
about this?
fuck.
This is
What,
like
real life
awesome.
enemy happened
Yeah, he's
from
I was like,
here.
he did what? All
I
right.
think the
fuck.
first time I knew about it, I was a little kid and I got touched up by the mayor. No, I'm kidding. He had a chance. But no, I was doing some like Medway
You had a
youth.
pretty kid though.
No, I wasn't a kid. That's
Still
probably
got his
why.
phone number in case I need a favour.
I was like part of some Medway Youth Parliament thing. I only went to that one open day. I think afterwards I was like, yeah, fuck that shit. But he gave us a tour of the like Medway Council when it was next to Gillingham Park.
Yeah.
And we went into the mayor's office, and man's just had fucking samurai swords everywhere. And that's
shit.
the only time
Oh,
I perked
cool.
up
So
and was
they
like,
were-
"Yo, what? You got katanas, bruv?
Yes, imagine like
Gold
the
ones and
Japanese
shit."
must see
Oh,
it
mate,
completely
that's
different.
Yeah, it was man for a 9-year-old, 10-year-old kid. I was like, "Who knew you had an armory, cuz? You fighting chavs off?" Like,
Yeah, it's like, oh, I
Mez.
didn't know it was like that. I want to be a mayor. That's what the big necklace is about.
Yeah.
How dare you to snatch it? I got wakizashi in my boot.
That's exactly what I was thinking, cuz.
That's
Oh,
the
mate.
sickness. But
Yeah.
also, like, talk about like Medway. We're quite selfish in that way that a couple of the episodes are just like we need to get this off our chest.
Yeah.
This is like
Yeah.
this is one of our favourite things. Like Will
Oh,
Adams,
yeah.
for example. We
Yeah,
have the
yeah.
episode on Will Adams for
Yeah.
anyone that isn't like.
I think that you can tell that with all the subjects we cover as well, though, because
Yeah.
we'll do like we've got I think like 3 or 4 episodes about Japan.
Yeah.
This one.
Let's get karate clear. Before we do any more episodes, 50% of our episodes are going to be about what karate really is.
No, here's the one which makes you feel a little dirty. We got 6 episodes about American history,
Yeah, true.
and we
But
got
that is-
7 on the way.
I fucking love American history though.
It's
Same, like,
It's
same,
so like
same.
We went to the
And-
museum, didn't we, just to see the America. We were
Yeah.
fucking well pissed off we couldn't find the America room. It was all fucking closed off. We'd been up to
Where
see
was this?
British
British
Museum.
Museum.
Oh,
We've been up
really?
to see Graham Hancock.
Yeah,
sat and
yeah,
watched him.
gangster.
I fucking got our
Yeah.
fucking minds blown.
So
Yeah.
good.
And then we was like, right, we'll go to the British Museum because it's just round the corner.
Yeah,
And we went in there like, yeah, sick. We queued up for a bit as well.
Yeah,
Walked in there, walking around. We went to like a couple of little rooms or something. it's a fucking America room, man.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, it goes this way, and we went through this door, and it was like door was closed.
Ah,
I was like, fuck.
Go around. Oh, we can go around the other side. I'm looking at this map, like fucking
Finding the back
tourists.
door.
By the way,
Look at this museum, like what the fuck?
by the way, the maps there are shit.
Oh, are they really?
You're like looking at it like, where the fuck am I? Like, that doesn't look like that. Like,
It was like, oh, we go through Japan to
Yeah.
get to so and so, and then we get to the other side, and it's fucking shut again. We're like, what the fuck? And then it's just like closed up to fucking.
yeah, and then I think like the
whatever time. I
Roman bit was
fuck.
shut as well.
Oh,
and then,
fuck off.
Yeah, and then the only other bit I wanted to see was like it was like Viking shit. And I was like, yeah, let's go see that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when I got there and that was shut, I was like, fuck this place, man.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
fucking going.
We literally
man.
went like Japan, China, and then like a little bit of Asia somewhere, and
Yeah.
then
Like,
that
but
was
like
it. That was all we got.
the Japan bit
And
with the
North Korea
samurai.
was also completely shut off. And the people that had come to visit already were locked in. They were Asian history tour. That reminds me of the V&A Museum, bro.
That's a good
I
one.
went there by accident because it's like free, innit? I was broke trying to press a bird.
No, but that is a good
Just
one,
like,
Rob.
Bounced my card on dinner, like, and then it's like, what? Walk around a park, see a duck. Museum. Went V&A Museum. Everything was shut except from all the samurai armor.
Oh,
They
sick.
had swords and armor just
That's
like
the
all
best
down this one section.
Nice.
I think it was like limited time or whatever.
Nice.
But yeah, that's cool. That's the first time I learned they're like just wrap shit around wood.
Yeah.
It's made a whole mosaic.
So I think one of the reasons we probably like US history, this is what I've always lied to
Oh, yeah,
myself and
Trish
said,
descended into museum madness. Sorry.
it's because it's fucking, it's easy, because it's short.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
true.
Yeah, there's
Everything
only a couple
before-
hundred years, and it's
Yeah,
like,
everything
oh, sweet.
before the 1600s is myths and legends.
Yeah.
And it's like it hasn't got any of that spooky attachment. So like kings and queens is all
Yeah,
like an
yeah.
imaginary thing. What you got the divine right?
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
nowhere.
you
You're
shit like
blooded
that.
to this
Yeah.
whole thing. You're like a mystery.
Yeah, it's
fucking
like it was
wizard.
literally just people like trying to fucking
Yeah, it
work
was
their
a-
way to the top. And
A bunch
fuck
of
her at
geezers
night.
got given tents, sent to another continent, and then turned around to the biggest empire in the world and went, actually, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
We're going to go our own way. Like, come on, man, that's
Right.
right. Not one of us here is a royalist. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
We're
But also
probably-
how powerful they've become in like modern culture.
Yeah.
English
yeah.
speaking world is controlled by American media.
Well, we're the
so
51st
it comes
state.
up more, and you're like more interested in it
Yeah,
Yeah.
as well as that. And yeah, exactly.
They empire everything. They are
Other
the
than
empire.
Israel,
man.
where they
But
got
now
it
China
right.
are taking it, aren't they? So-
yeah. Bloody China.
Yeah, that's the whole changeover.
Yeah, that's it.
It's as if like the Ark of the Covenant is moving.
Yeah.
It's left Israel and the West and like Abrahamic
Yeah.
shit, and it's gone straight into capitalism.
Yeah.
It's so fucked. I love it though. So I think we're so short. It's just like easy to get hold of it. Like,
Exactly.
And like our attention spans are also shrinking because
Yeah.
of that. Like we do like long form podcasts. Like both of
Yeah.
our episodes are at least like hour and a half
yeah.
on your, like average. But like the thing that we're consuming is less than 10 seconds.
Yeah, like
It's
TikTok
like,
videos.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
episode, I know about this,
Yeah.
and the next thing is a completely different subject. Today I saw a lizard, and the lizard was cool, and this
Yeah.
is this type of lizard. Next
Yeah.
thing, did you know? If you want to be better at shopping, shop it in 10 seconds.
Yeah,
so our
yeah.
attention span is also shrinking to absorb all this information
That's a
at that
big
speed.
thing.
I think
That's
that's what is
crazy.
actually wrong with everything.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
like access to information or phones or anything. It's like the way we absorb it.
Oh yeah, see, I always
Yeah,
dislike
true.
the way people give people shit for spending too long like just on their phone. Well, motherfucker, I'm reading. How about that?
Yeah,
right now,
yeah.
I'm reading a
Yeah,
book
I'm
from
always
the New
on,
York
like,
Museum, or I'm reading
Or you're down
some
a
fucking...
Wikipedia rabbit hole
Yeah,
somewhere.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Like,
Or even just getting into it in the comment beef.
Yeah.
That's like you read like 12,000 words just to find
Yeah,
out
yeah.
where you're going to come from, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, you're a single mum anyway, bitch.
no, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong at all, bro.
But it is a lot, like it's like heavy. I think books are working out. So what do you think of that whole theory I was talking about the other week? Well, give me another week and I'll finish the book about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can actually think things over. But now it's like, I see this guy I trust because he told me about moped engines, and now I actually, what you said was bullshit, and I'm on this side.
Yeah.
So there's another like side effect of it.
Yeah.
But it's also like consuming information in the way that we consume.
Talking about
commodities.
consuming, that's one of the reasons I
Consumerism in
started
one way than one.
a podcast as well. Was so
Spend some of this money. Let me get the best camera.
no, not at all. It wasn't that. It was like more.
Follows you around the room, that dude. It's like a robot man.
I was getting sick of like, cause I play a lot of video games. I watch like not loads, but you know, I'm
Yeah.
watching movies and TV shows with the missus. And fucking that weird squeak there. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
He's heading to the penguin from Toy Story.
I just swallowed a
Wheezy.
squeaky
Yeah,
toy.
Wheezy, I'm like,
Yeah.
I've got too much test to even do that pitch.
I think it's because I just chain smoked 2 cigarettes, so dying over it.
That's a good one, though.
It's a good wheeze, isn't it? But no, I was
Well,
getting...
obviously you had to defer from the actual point. Viewers at home, let us know if you did it. Are you a squeaky furniture man?
Yeah, so I was getting sick of just consuming shit. That was it.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, you know what? I want to quit because you're a musician, right, Kieran?
Yeah.
Like, so you get to do that. The only creative outlet I had was sort of like trying to strangle people and punch people.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want something soft zen. We've spoke about this.
Soft-karma,
Miyamoto
heavy karma, soft
Musashi.
zen, yeah,
Yeah, like Musashi
balance.
teaching. That's it, balance. So I was like, I want a creative outlet because I don't just want to consume. I also want to create.
Yeah.
And that's also one thing.
Yeah,
The
it's
reason
cool,
I
innit? It's
started
just
the podcast.
it's cool just fucking around with something, like not having anyone tell you how to do with it.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
You're like, what is like? We can just do whatever the fuck we want, like cutting bits out, adding bits.
Yeah,
what the fuck,
that's
like,
it.
It's just and then just like putting it out there and being like, if anyone gives a fuck to listen, like it's such a weird thing.
It's punk as fuck.
Yeah,
Isn't it, bro?
yeah, it
Like the
feels
true
like
punk
fucking-
ethos of like
Yeah.
when it
I
first
did-
came about.
One thing I did underestimate though with it is like, I thought more people listen to podcasts
Yeah.
than the amount of people who actually listen to podcasts. Like,
Yeah,
people don't listen. Like, you know, oh, do you listen to podcasts? No.
Really?
Yeah, like the amount of people, especially on site. I don't know.
Oh, okay,
I don't know
maybe
what
it's
You are quite intense with the questioning. Have
Have you watched it yet?
You are like a savage. Like people think you see like a loan shark, bro. You come walking towards him and they're like, "Fuck, he's gonna ask me about that podcast." I haven't watched it.
What do you
Shit,
think? Anyway,
shit.
Carl, say
Trying to
what
cram
you
it.
was gonna say.
Yeah, trying to cram a quick 30 seconds in. Like, oh yeah, I'm just at the bit where you said this, and this. Like,
The
Yeah.
influencers that hold the phone in your face. Anyway,
Yeah,
mate,
yeah.
we're trainers or not trainers.
Yeah.
It just does one of them every day. Doesn't get no work done. Typical
Literally.
Sparky. I was going to boot the drywall in and then they'll fucking go and interview a couple of chappies about my podcast. It runs at 2:40 though. This podcast is hitting you at some like serious hurts. It feels solved.
I don't even do the whole like trying to get people to listen to it, but I will sort of bring it up in conversation that I'm doing shit for it. Do you know what I mean? Oh, man, I've just been chilling at home.
I don't tend to say like, oh, my podcast has just released an episode. I'll just be like, oh, I'm just like researching or I'm just looking at something for.
Oh, I've been
and then
spending
like,
a few
oh,
hours.
what's that for? And you're like, oh, I'll do a podcast. And then it's
Yeah,
like,
there
it feels
you go.
more natural
Yeah,
rather
that's-
than
I
trying
do
to
the
be
same.
like.
But that's also like
You just
the-
go straight in like a
fuck that,
fucking
I'm
full of
all
the
in.
jams.
Have you fucking listened to it yet?
He's like,
or not?
listen to my fucking
You're a fucking
podcast.
letdown. Disappointment.
I thought I was gonna
fucking
get a
listen to
fucking
it
silver
now.
YouTube medal this week.
Mate,
Do you know how much time I've spent making this thing for you? Listen to it.
anytime
I
I'm
literally bought you a smartphone the other day.
fucking mad.
Oh,
Anytime
damn.
I'm with just the boys and like not Ross, they're like, fucking hell, Ross needs to calm down with that. Man. He's like doing my head in. He just keeps asking me. He's like, oh, fucking listen to it. Fuck off.
Yeah, Sam's quite good on the social, so I'm completely like,
Yeah.
I pretend it's not going on because that's like the genuine thing as well. That's why we're saying we're weird about it. Is like because it's like a real thing.
Yeah.
It's like saying to your mate, "Come round and listen to
Yeah.
me and my mate talk. We have some conversations. Honestly, come round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
shut your mouth. But listen, it's a weird thing. It's like
Yeah, it is
it's
true.
not like I'm really good at guitar. You can see that's good. You can pay to listen to that.
Yeah.
It's just like a different thing altogether. So I don't know how to deal with that. But Sam's really good on the socials, so it's like it is like a brand. It's just the podcast. Post a picture of us.
Yeah.
And then sometimes will tag me like the odd one. I've asked him not to, and he's still. But my manager is also getting a bit fronty about it.
Is he?
Yeah, my modelling contract is in.
Oh fuck! I thought you were your actual
I
work
won't be
manager.
getting a Grammy this year or next year.
Well, that's one thing I worry about. Like, I've been playing around little stand-up stuff, and if I ever get like booked on a decent show ever, and someone goes, "Yeah, well, we listened to like a handful of your old episodes.
Yeah.
You said this,
Yeah,
this,
and this.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we've already written it off.
Yeah.
So that proves the purity again.
There you go.
The love of the game, dog.
Love of the game.
We were racist early, and we're never gonna make it.
It wasn't that. I was thinking it was probably more homophobic than racist. I think we've been quite good on the racism.
I'm not phobic. Spiders. This is rude.
It is just rude, isn't it?
Yeah, because that's another thing. Like that's funny.
Yeah.
It's like with your boys, you're rude to them, you disrespect them, and make jokes out of
Yeah.
pretty normal things.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
mum's got black hair. Your dad's got fucking blue eyes. What is he? A blue eye?
Yeah.
Like it's just fucking fuckery for the sake of fuckery,
Yeah.
and that's like weak jokes.
Yeah.
But they're easy to come by. If you're
Yeah.
fucking sat there half an hour and a half, like all worried about like this has got to be interesting.
Yeah.
It's a mug anyway. Like it's like But it also shows, like, you see them as humans. They're like your mates. You're picking
of
on
course.
little things about them because
Well, that's why I've
they're
never liked the
people.
term punching down, because
Yeah.
it's fucking retarded.
Yeah, it's like me. If the only difference between me and you is that you're gay, so I'm gonna say we're gay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So they're still they're bros. I don't mind gays. Just to be clear. If I've ever offended any of them, I apologise. I didn't mean to, but also you helped me see with 100 eyes.
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna make it.
Good.
So no matter what.
This is after I took you to the gay club last week.
Yeah, well, I've been to one before as well.
Yeah, no, I knew that, but you know what I'm saying.
That
Yeah.
was a traumatic experience. Not in that way either. It was the bouncers.
They were
Bunch of
rude.
cis white males, and I'll tell you, they throw their authority about.
Toxic masculinity all up in there.
Yeah, they were very toxic about the way that I was doing, like what do you call it without incriminating yourself? I was self-medicating, and I also had some medication for later, and they got all of it. And I even had a magic trick.
Yeah, he did. They
I
took
had
your
a
bat
cane
off.
that popped out of like a little fucking, like, it was like the size of a like, do you remember old camera film holders?
Yeah.
It's like that, but then you flick the switch, ping, it turns into like a walking stick. I used to do little dances at work, I used to scare people with it. I used to like set people up, so like boshed them in the head. But like they've fully put it on me because they just wanted to kick me out because I'd come straight from work. I was wearing dirty clothes. And I found everything in my bag that I brought straight from work. And then that baton was in it. Like, it was a deadly weapon. And I was trying to convince them, like, try and kill me with it. Like, beat me over the head with it, please. Just don't be saying this shit and calling the police. Just let me go and take my shit. That's my favourite fucking prop. None of it. Took everything. Lucky I didn't take the fucking bag.
Of medication.
No, they took everything out of it.
Oh, okay.
I was allowed to take the actual
Oh, okay.
bag. It was all in.
Oh,
It still
that's all
smelt that way, so a dog would react.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like so it's the second best time and the second time I've ever been to a gay club.
Oh, nice.
Sam kind of smashed the stand up.
Oh
that
yeah,
time.
yeah. That was
First time, shit. Second time, okay. Second time, 6 out of 10.
Where was it you played?
Soho.
The George, wasn't it called? It's like
Well, I should have
he
guessed.
holds events in different pubs.
I
It's
should have
called
guessed.
something.
Yeah, there's like this whole comedy circuit, which, man, like Kieran, I know you said you want to try it
Yeah.
out. I'm just fucking trying it out. Let's try it out together.
Yeah.
We should get you doing it.
Kieran's kind of
But-
a twink though, I think.
Well, here's the thing, right? I should have recognised this like Facebook group, which and the guy who runs it is an absolute legend, hero, really nice guy.
Yeah.
Like gave me some good pointers and tips and like really bigged me up and that. But I should have noticed it was called G&B Comedy, and I thought nothing of it. And then we got there,
Gays and
and it
bitches
was
is still
definitely a gay bar.
Oh,
and we
shit.
were like, okay. Or a couple of my jokes, like especially the opener, isn't maybe going to go whatever. I'll worry a little bit. And then when we get there, and the logo for the comedy like show, because they do various ones over London,
Yeah.
is a clown.
Decent butts.
Is a clown fucking with rope around its hand and a ball gag in his mouth.
shit.
And I went, how did I? I didn't realise.
Really? I didn't clock that.
Did you not clock that?
No.
Yeah, bruv. It was a big picture next to the brick wall, and I was like, oh, well, maybe I should have figured. But it wasn't like that. Like it wasn't down in the basement, just like everyone's a gay comedian
Yeah.
and that.
How did the set go? Was it good?
No, it went alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went alright.
Yeah.
It was nice to do because obviously that first gig, you guys came and a few people came, and I'm pretty sure it was just us guys was half the room.
Yeah.
So like that
Yeah,
I'd
was
already
yeah.
set the tone early on.
that's it, and it was a big confidence boost to
applauded
give
the
it a
word
go again.
homophobic.
Yeah.
So then to try it again when there's the only person in the room was this fucking chucklehead.
Yeah.
It was nice.
I had a similar thing with music. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the last few weeks, the first gig we went, loads of the family come down to that, and all
Nice.
my friends. So like it was like half the crowd were like people we knew.
Yeah.
So then it was like quite comfortable. But then it was the next gig where we did one a couple of weeks ago, and it was like we didn't know anyone there, and it was just like
Yeah.
it was like nice getting, and then everyone was like still dancing. That's like, oh sweet,
Fucking
yeah. Like,
yes.
it's wicked because you're like, okay, cool, like you have got it. It's not just your friends being nice because
Yeah.
like, man, these are shit, but we got to dance because otherwise they're going to be pissed off. Like,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I
But
did
yeah,
that
it
with
was nice.
Sparky in as well. Oh, if people come and watch me.
yeah.
I go to shit if someone watches. I don't understand. Like, it's so weird.
They had fucking.
So I even tell them I'm the bollocks. Come watch this. And as soon as they watch, I'm
They had photographers on site the other day, like for some fucking. I think it's for the builders, but it's like obviously still a construction site, and like making everyone put like every bit of PPE on, like, be in the back, and like just hold there a second, and I'm like hanging off a fucking podium, like sweating, like fucking hurry up, you can't. My hands are shaking, like fucking.
Surely a good photographer will get it in motion.
Well, you would have thought so.
You know what I
They're
mean?
like proper setting up like little like flashlights.
Nah, fuck
and
off.
I said to the site supervisor, I was like, I don't want to be photographed. He's like, yeah, that's fine. Just like tell them when they come
Here's a
round.
paper bag.
When they ask, just say no, it's fine. And then they just, I'm just up a set of steps and they're just taking photos of me. I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
You cunts.
Fucking.
I
paying
have
for
witness
it.
protection.
Yeah, I wasn't paying for it. I'm a famous podcaster, bro.
You know what I mean? We're some of the most influential people within
Medway.
a 500-metre radius.
I would tell them that you're in witness protection, bruv.
Yeah.
That's why you can't get photoed.
Yeah.
This is a good tip
'cause
as
he's a
well. One of
massive
these
knob.
little 10
It's the tash. Does it give it away?
Yeah, people know I'm a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
I wear it right on my fucking face. At least the beard is popular. It's like, if you're going tash, you're going tash.
Yeah, you're
Dedicated
going for it.
to fuck it. It's cold at the end of your tash up. See what the fuck happens, bro. Your life will change.
It's them first couple of days as well where you like shave the goatee bit.
Yeah.
And you're like literally just tashed. There's like nothing there, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then it starts going through. You're like, alright, now it looks cool again. Like,
It does look cool. Like
yeah,
I
no-
prefer just attached. Mrs. won't let me go down to it.
The white belt weigh in is do it in November.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
like grow
That's-
a beard
yeah.
throughout like autumn. November, start knocking it down, like going stubble around the edges. Keep your moustache long, so
Yeah.
when your beard comes in. My moustache always grew slow, so I'd keep like my moustache and grow the beard underneath to make it more length. And then I did that over November, and then when I shaved it like with a razor, everyone's like, "You're like a pilot." Like an old World War II guy, and I was like, oh.
Tell me more.
What was that sketch show that used to have the old RAF pilots, but they spoke like
Chavvies.
Oh yeah.
they spoke
The guy
like chavvy,
from,
but like from
Yeah,
the
it's
old
got
time.
stripes
Yeah.
and shit. Like
Yeah,
that on
bought
the
you
top.
grapes and shit. Heard
Yeah,
you broke your leg and shit.
Yeah, I've seen that sketch on like the old
who is that?
reels.
Armstrong and Miller.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
it. Armstrong a minute.
Yeah.
They're
Why did that
fucking
come to us
beasts.
at the exact same
Don't know,
time?
that was weird. Don't do that
My
again.
lord.
We done that on the
Yeah,
last
someone
fucking
do it later.
episode as well.
Yeah, don't do
We
that.
both said something about why do you like them? Is interesting, but we both said it exact
Yeah.
same time.
Nice.
Freak.
Weirdo.
I don't like that.
I was here first.
Get out of my brain!
That's what it feels like.
Oh, we was talking about that telepathy thing.
Yeah.
And
I think I heard you guys
yeah,
chat about
I
this.
wanted to go into it then on that episode. I got rudely overspoken by everyone. But
it was a party. You can't.
Yeah, that is horrible when someone overspeaks you.
I saved the
What
go.
are you saying? No, you can see it in my eyes. I wanted to do it twice. Alright, quit.
Go on about telepathy, bro.
Yeah, I was going on about there's a couple of times where I've had like a weird feeling. Where
Yeah.
I went, oh, something don't feel right. And I've like straight away gone to call him.
Yeah.
The first time I called him, I thought, oh, it feels like Kieran's not alright.
Sorry,
Called
can't talk. There's a disturbance in the force.
him.
Oh shit, he knows.
His mate answers the phone, and I'm like, shit, is Kieran alright? And he's like, oh, he's just being sick down the toilet and that. He's like throwing up. Because he was like obviously too pissed. But
Yeah,
I
it
was
was,
like,
it was the
I was
first
like, oh,
time,
that's a
first
well
time I'd
weird-
gone to a party and I got fucking wasted.
That's wild.
it was really weird. It was like just a weird feeling. Can't even explain it. And I phoned him straight away. And the next time I got it, I'd broken my ankle, so I was
Yeah,
off
yeah.
work. And his first day that he was riding his bike to work,
Okay.
motorbike to work, I woke up. I'm like, oh, I've got a weird feeling. Phoned him. He's just fallen off his fucking bike.
Oh, fucking because you rang him.
That's cool.
I can't talk like that.
He had his knee on the deck and his fucking phone in his hand.
No, that is wild though. That's fucking spooky, bro.
So it's
We've
like
known
twice
each
as
other
happened.
ages, innit? I remember you saying like from young, like
Yeah,
toddler
well
age.
young. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Toddlers.
like, it's kind of like siblings
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
pretty much.
But maybe if you're not like blood relatives, your body makes up for it. Being like, that's like tribe, bruv. I've got magic from my tribe.
I can honestly say that I don't get the same feelings back. I have no idea.
That's because you don't have the power.
I just,
He's
Well,
clearly,
I
Ross has
read-
clearly got the power.
Yeah, I read something about like it was about love. So you obviously haven't got the love there for.
Oh, damn.
no, you're right.
Feels.
That's it.
I fucking
But I
his
do
everything.
have Restepa.
But also, you get to start sentences with "as an empath." Like, you can really kill the Karen gang.
Yeah, it's true.
We had a bit of a disagreement in the boardroom earlier, didn't we?
What was that about?
Fucking Illuminati code.
Oh, fucking QR code. I was like, we're trying to come up with some stickers.
Yeah.
So we just
So
go
I want
like,
to sticker bomb London.
Yeah,
Just on
cool.
the
fair.
tubes, lamp
Great
posts.
idea.
we go around London all day for like
Are you
work and shit
sending a
anyway.
tag 10 foot?
No.
it's like it's fucking everywhere. As soon as I noticed it once, he's fucking
Everywhere,
absolutely
yeah.
everywhere.
That's how it works, isn't it?
Yeah.
He does
Yeah.
it once.
Excellent.
I noticed East London eggs. I know he's been around for a few
Yeah,
years
he just
now.
does like the
Eggs.
actual Friday.
Yeah. They're pretty
Yeah, it's
good.
cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good.
Because like, if we can get like stickers.
But yeah,
And
then-
the QR code, you're right.
Yeah,
like,
so we
with
put a
that.
QR code to a link tree, and
Yeah.
then that's got like Spotify, Amazon.
Yeah,
When was the
Instagram,
last time
Facebook.
you used a QR code?
I've never used it.
I've
either.
The
never
other
used a
day when
QR
I
in
went
my
into a
life.
restaurant, because you have to now.
It's a certain type of person.
You don't have.
Yeah, but like we still wanted the
Liberty.
we still wanted the sticker to say like what it was like.
Yeah.
Like the podcast, and then with all like the social badges underneath it, but then just the QR code just in case anyone was like, oh yeah, I do kind of want to listen to that or whatever, rather than like scanning it to find out what it is, if you know what I mean.
No, that's the best way to do it as well. It's like, so I made little, for when we were at the comedy shows, little fucking cards to give to people who start like chatting to me,
Yeah.
like, oh okay, oh how comes you going to? Well, I do this podcast, or and having a QR code on that is definitely we fucked up on not having, because who the hell is nobody?
Yeah,
of
no
course
one's
they're
gonna
gonna
type it
but
in.
nobody
No one's
wants to
gonna
type
type
it,
it in.
but they'll happily pull out their phone and go blip blap.
Yeah, and then
But
it's
no,
just
if
done.
you're actually interested, if you're not just doing a thing to do a thing, you remember phrases that you Google. Do you know what I mean?
I do get what you mean, but I think
Our
the
name
QR
isn't
code
great
is
for
easier.
it. You can't find us on YouTube automatically.
No, you can't,
Even
can
if you
you?
like podcast, history podcast, it doesn't come up.
Yeah,
No, it
when we
doesn't.
when we
Browsing history is
type
a
in our
phrase.
name, our first episode
Doesn't
comes
matter.
up, but like the page doesn't come up.
Yeah.
When you search pages, nothing comes up.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But yeah, no, on Spotify it's really easy to come. I wrote the wrong thing as well. I wrote
And
the
it
wrong
still come
because
up.
it's like I
Oh,
don't
that's
actually
good.
know still.
That's
So I
why big
definitely
time
wrote the wrong
players
thing.
now. Aren't we?
Yeah, that's a good one.
But
We
yeah,
don't
no,
get
It was
that.
good because I was like, just all of the stuff or something. It's called like some of
Yeah.
the things, and I got it all the wrong way around. And I just like, made up my own
Yeah.
version, and it still come up. So that's what people do. So, oh
Yeah.
yeah, mate was telling me he did a thing and did the bit. When they're bored, they type it into Google.
Yeah.
I don't think the QR thing is as like
Yeah.
efficient.
I think it's
It
good. I
depends.
think
It
it's
might
good,
take
mate.
them straight to the page though, and then they go, "Oh, I'll follow that," or "I'll like that."
Yeah, that's what I'm
Or-
saying,
it
that's
is
what I'm
a
saying.
force
a
to
habit.
straight
That's
to
also
that.
a certain person.
Yeah.
None of us do that.
No.
Yeah, true.
You see QR codes
Yeah.
everywhere, and it's
It's
like
true.
it's simplifying life, and we're just not into
Most
it.
of the chavvies who have come up to us and spoke to us, like, oh yeah, we're really enjoying it. We like your podcast. Aren't the type of chavvies who would do that either.
I was on a
Yeah, true.
alt-right forum. And Ryan popped up and linked it, so I can't get my obliques look in this toga.
But yeah,
But I have been trying, like,
didn't
meme
know what
pages.
I didn't know what I was doing with the fucking QR code, but Kieran's like, Kieran's one of these guys. He's like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
He said yesterday about getting the QR
Don't
code
start.
sorted. So I was like,
How do you even get one made?
this is the thing. I don't fucking know. I'm
No.
a fucking retard. So I was like, he's a bit younger than me. He's a bit more in the game.
Yeah.
So I was like, and he
Fair
goes,
then.
oh yeah, my band's got one. Da, 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 da.
Okay.
I was like, oh, so he must know how to do it. I text him like, well, no, we see each other this morning. And he's like, I was like, did you do the QR code? He's like, oh, I couldn't work it out, so I asked my mate, and he was going to get back to me.
Notice how he leaves out the time frame here, by the way.
Go on.
You're like,
Also notice
that
how
sounds
much
like
he
that's over.
believed in
He
you,
sounds like that's
bruv.
over a week. So
No,
you
no,
mentioned your QR codes at like 4 in the morning,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Fucking
all right.
hell.
When
Oh,
that's
no,
when we
that's
meet
when
for
you wake
work
up,
and stuff,
though,
yeah.
yeah.
And we're like, all right, yeah, cool. I'll have a look at
Well,
that.
he's a party animal now. On my way to central London.
Yeah, proper. And I'm like, all right, I'll have a look at QR codes, and then I'm like, oh, I'll do it in a bit when we get to site. And then you get busy on the site, and then you get in the van on the way back. You're like, have you done that QR code yet? You're like, no, I was at work.
I was with
didn't-
you, bruv.
I was
with
at
you
work.
at
I haven't done it. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm driving home, and he's like, yeah, right. And then I'm driving all the way back to like Faversham, and I'm like, fucking knackered by the time I get back. The last thing I'm thinking about is a fucking QR
Of course,
code.
of
And then
course.
I'm like, all right, let me have a quick look. And the first thing I try doesn't work. I'm like, no, can't do it. And then I go to sleep, get up in the morning. He's like, you done that QR code yet? I'm like, oh, fuck off! Like, just on my back. Get
No,
off.
it's good. I like that's getting shit.
But it's
done.
good because it gets me. It
Yeah,
gets me to
that's
do
getting
shit.
shit
But
done.
it's like fucking. I'm gonna do it. Just not in my own time.
And I think you reel me back as well. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I just want to
Yeah,
go.
you
I
get
just
so
wanna go, I just
stressy
wanna
about
go.
things. I'm like, bro, chill. Like, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Like, oh, okay.
Relax.
I think we've
Yeah,
got
that'll be a real diplock back.
no, we've got like a weird
Pull faces, and he hopefully gets it in.
we got like a weird one where we're both sort of more Kieran's way with it, but then I've
Yeah.
got a little bit with the get go with Ross, but I don't give you shit about it.
Yeah, no, but I feel
Yeah,
it.
you should try
I
that.
know you're disappointed deep down. I don't care, but I know.
I'm hitting you with that father shame. Like,
But yeah, that's it. It's like make your
Yeah,
own
he's
way
not-
in
he's not
life.
angry.
But if you're gonna do this, well, you'll learn your lesson. Nothing's a real full sentence. So tell me, you
Just
know,
fucking riddles.
I'm Div. Tell me, like, you're being James the First right now. Oh, you got me deep, man. But yeah, that whole thing about like, oh, I'll do it in a bit. I'll do it in a
Yeah.
bit. Like, even just that making that QR code, I don't even keep up with my company phone of like tracking where I am and like
Yeah,
you're supposed
yeah.
to just be like job done, did that.
Yeah,
Fuck
well,
off.
Like it's not complicated, but I've left it so
Nah,
long
still fuck
that it's like intimidating. I've
Yeah.
got like 300 to be like, here, job. This is the address. This is what
No,
I
that's
left.
bullshit.
Like, but you get paid for it.
Well,
But,
yeah,
um,
but I just hate that.
I don't
whole,
even
like,
do that. So I thought of the concept of, do you remember them Apple glasses was meant to come out?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
oh, no, reality, you
Yeah.
see everything and play on your glasses. That with an AI in it that is you if you were organised. And at the end of the day, it shows you like, see what we could have got done.
That's pretty good, actually.
And it deletes it in front of you. We didn't get none of that done, bitch. You're supposed to email her, and now look, ding, 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 midnight. You're like, ah.
You got an app idea there, cuz that might get jacked.
Patent pending. No, jack it and sort my life out. I'm never going to get it organised.
Might as well use it,
Glasses
bro.
to organise that.
Oh, mate. You're
But yeah,
rip-
and then we ended up discussing a white QR code or a yellow QR
What?
code. And
Oh, you were getting well stressed because it weren't yellow, and I was like, "Who gives
no,
a fuck?" whether it's
basically,
yellow?
I went, oh, if you ain't gonna do it, I'll make the fucking QR code.
Go on.
So I sat there and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Nah, Google it.
And I
Right?
found some
Surely.
stuff.
pretty
And I went on and I was like, oh, okay. And then it said, oh, you can add 5 links. And I was like, going through all the pages, adding all the links, boom, boom,
One
boom, boom, boom.
QR code.
And then downloaded this QR code and made the background the same colour as like our logo for
Sick.
a podcast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, put it all together. Yeah, sick. Sent it over to him. He's like, yeah, cool. When I go scan it, and it took him to it. Basically, when you scan the QR code, it took you to like a white page with some blue writing, and it just had all the links for all of our stuff.
Oh, okay.
It looked like it was from a fucking old Windows.
It
It
looks
did
like
look
yeah,
like it was from the
links,
90s, but I was like, okay,
like
you
link
scan it,
tree.
and then
Yeah,
your
it
thumb
was
is
about
your
click
thumb
the
is on that
bio.
page
Yeah.
for literally seconds
Yeah,
while
yeah,
you
yeah.
Only
choose
fans.
which one to click. It's
Yeah.
like, don't matter what that page looks like. He's like, nah, it looks shit. You need to get a different one. I was like, you fucking do it then. And he goes and does it all, and he comes back, and it's a white QR code, and it looks shit.
I was like, "It's a white QR code.
So
Who gives a fuck?"
What
Well,
you really should have done is just been like Chat GPT.
Yeah.
Make me a QR code for this website, blah blah, business card.
Done.
Then go on about your business with your glasses on. Hey yo, AI, this is something you can be doing in the background. So I'm sure he knows. He is.
He's
one.
already doing it.
I
He
can
is
see
one.
where you guys are like struggling with both of that, because that is like, yeah, that's a shit
But
one.
wouldn't it be nice to have that was your only struggle?
I'll
Our
struggle
voices are coming out Barry White boys.
every fucking week.
And then lyrics at the end on speed.
We spend all this time fucking fixing up rad costumes to look dope for the century that we're doing in history.
And I didn't even turn the camera back on.
Oh yeah, that was last night. You fucking tit. Yeah, that was
half
last
of one
night.
for your boys.
So we've only got half of last,
We've got 23 and a half videos on YouTube.
half of next week's episode on video, because after the piss break you just forgot. I was like, yo, hit record. And you was like, yep, got it.
I figured out on the way home I was supposed to stop it as well.
Did you not stop it?
I think I went over there, looked at it like, got a beer out the fridge, left it running, then you're like, make sure you press play. Went over, pressed the button, everything like changed a little bit, and I was like, that's definitely the button. So it's actually just recording like dead space, or we're outside like, man, you sure you're gonna make it? I'll make it. Oh, podcasted me up. And then, alright, cool, get back, game time. Press the button. Bing, stop.
Fuck's sake. We looked rad last night as well, bro. We looked sick.
Yeah.
What was you wearing?
I didn't watch
Native
as well.
Americans. It was just
Oh,
as Indians. It was so fun.
Nice.
Everyone was like, "You're fucked, didn't you?" And I've like got used to the hangover. I ain't that bad anymore.
Yeah.
But my eyes had like massive black bags.
Oh shit, yeah, of
Fucking
course.
wanker, you're cunty, didn't you? And it wasn't until later when I did a picture of myself that I was like, "Whoa, fuck." And then I was wearing eyeliner last night. It sort of leaked around my face and made me look like I got like a fucking inch and a half of black bag. And then when I washed it off, I was like, "Oh, you better. You had a bit of lunch." It was bad. And then I just like woke up in the morning all fucked up. And when the possibly the episode's gonna come out, whatever, well, half of it at least.
Yeah.
I had like Native American, like as if I was a horse that had been painted.
So handprints. It's like,
I got
like
dressed
red
in the
and black
dark that,
handprints on
and
his body.
someone was like, "You're alright, you got a rash." And I pulled my shirt and it was a big red handprint. Like, oh yeah.
Half my face was red, like the top half. But I cleaned that off straight after we were done.
Yeah, it's water soluble. You can get to
Yeah.
it, but
I
if
ain't
you sweat
fucking
into it, it's difficult.
I wasn't going to go to sparring the next morning like with fucking red face paint on. Like, oh yeah, I should have.
At least you got that kind of job though.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
You're like
that's
a
true.
tattoo artist. You turn up fucking looking weird, and everyone's like, he must be good.
Yeah.
This weird motherfucker
the
just
guy.
crawled in with a red forehead. He's gonna be good.
It's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Do need to wear war paint more to work then.
But yeah, one of the boys today was like, every Friday you come in looking like you just come back from Burning Man. So I was like, oh yeah, sorry, I got makeup. Oh yeah, I'm fucking smashed. That's literally every Friday. So
Yeah.
I can't save myself.
We
So I
don't
get
get
home
that
as well
far.
and I'm
Well,
like,
sometimes we
pissed,
do.
and I go fucking shark eyes,
Yeah.
do another fucking 3-4 cans. Now I'm just like 2 hours later I wake up at work 4 o'clockers. You know what it's like in Central, bruv.
We had to
Fucking
put
get
you
in
on
the
a
van and die.
We had to put you on a 4 beer limit for a couple of episodes, but I think we forgot.
I forgot. I put myself on it, and I got no self-respect.
And then you found the Moretti, and that.
Yeah.
that
Yeah, why
that
did
is
you
a-
say Moretti's fuck you up weird?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like they're not even like a decimal point of a percentage stronger. They're like,
No, they're like exactly
a normal
the same.
beer is like 4, and that's like a 4.2 or something.
Wait,
It's like
4.6.
yeah, so a normal one must be like 4.3
Yeah,
maybe. I don't
something
know.
like that.
Let me check a cause actually. There might be 4.
Mm.
But 0.6, come on.
It fucks you.
But yeah, no, it's like I think it's the brewing method or something because I'm bad on
Yeah.
ales and that as well. I get like a 3-day hangover on that.
Shit.
And I get weird. So I think it's like the wheats. They got the ergot in them, and I'll turn into a witch. But
It's
yeah,
like getting
what,
the dancing fever and shit.
Yeah.
but the way I described it is like it's like an Italian beer, innit? I was
Yeah.
fine on fucking with the French beers and the Belgian beers up until halfway through, and the Italian switched sides on me.
Motherfucker.
I bet you loads of people don't even understand that joke.
Nah.
It's about the
Go.
Italian hitch,
That's the type of shit he's always on them ones.
hitting them subtle ones.
It's like our first ever episode. You hit me with this one, which I fucking love, and I always use it when like people talk about our podcast and they talk about our chemistry and that. I always go like, this dude's he's a fucking genius. He's a nutter and he's a wreckhead, but he's a fucking genius, right? And I tell him the joke you made on our first ever episode, where you're like, I'm talking about dates and in history, how some of these dates aren't correct, and you were like, fuck it, that's all history. We can't go by that anyway. Fucking, they're dicks. I was never a fan of Pope Gregory anyway. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. Playing
Because
along,
some
playing
people
the
think the
podcast.
12th isn't on the 12th.
Well, as case, yeah.
That's how I know about Gregory.
So then later on, I'm like, okay, I just chuckled at it being nonsensical, and then later on, I'm like, keeps going around my head like, what the fuck was he going on about then? And I googled it, and obviously it's the fucking Gregorian calendar, and
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
it is.
Pope Gregory invented, and I was like, bruv, levels,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
And that's
I
how
just-
the
and
Dark
every
Ages
person-
didn't happen.
That's what I was reading. Was it New Year used to be April, didn't it?
Yeah, it's like spring basically.
And that's why I think you call people April Fools now. Because when it
Yes,
first
yeah,
switched
yeah.
over, it
Yeah.
was like only on the.
Oh, shit, no.
A lot of people didn't like go with it. They went, nah,
Yeah.
fuck that. We're staying how we were. This new time is stupid.
That's it.
And then on April the 1st, they would celebrate New Year, and everyone
Yeah.
would go, fucking like idiots, basically.
That's it, because
And
that
that's
was
how
all the
April Fool's
pagans
Day.
would still
Yeah.
celebrate it in
Yeah.
April, yeah.
That's so crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
But
And
from
that-
I think from an early age, I was thinking about like the deck in December and all that shit, and going,
Oh, really?
well, that don't belong. That don't
Yeah,
belong
exactly,
at the
like
12.
hexagon,
and
octagon.
Oct,
Yeah,
oct is
October,
8.
ain't that
Yeah.
eight?
I remember
Oh, I never
when we
thought
like
about that
learnt
before.
shapes and shit, I was going octagon. And then when we learnt the months, I was like linking it up, going, well, I thought Oct was always 8, but October's 10.
that's-
What
that's-
the
I
fuck?
don't
I remember
know,
thinking
looked
that
at
really
that.
early on, but
Did we
never
have like
like.
a book or some shit that said that? Because I had the same shit.
Probably,
It has
we
something
might
to
have
do
done.
with July getting slotted in. Yeah,
Yeah.
to make
It was
everything work.
Augustus.
So that one of the Julius.
Was it not Augustus as well?
Maybe
Had
yeah, he's
August
another,
put
yeah.
in.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, so
Ju-
Julius done
Julius
it, and then
Caesar,
Augustus
and it was
wanted
July,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they've crammed 2 months in. So they fucking.
But then how far after these emperors was Pope Gregory making the Gregorian calendar? Because he's obviously the
Well,
dude
there
who
was a
decided to
Gregory
slot
like
him
every 50 years.
in. Yeah, but
For
Gregorian
1,000
Gregory.
years. I don't know which one it was.
Okay.
I think it was Gregory 4, Gregory 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a masterpiece of like fucking mathematics. What
Yeah.
it did, made it all fit. But that's the problem with mathematics. They made it fit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a third is something in real life to us. One thing turned into 3 things. In like proper Arabic numerals and stuff, it's 3.33333, and the 3's never end.
Mm.
So that's like a glitch in maths. Same as like the calendar is like we've got a leap year that is meant to only be like 4 hours and 6 minutes longer, but we add a whole thing every 4, and it kind of makes up for it.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
So it's like the way they say like, oh yeah, well, June 1st wasn't this hot 20 years ago. So yeah, June 1st was 3 days ago. 20 years ago. You know what I mean?
Maybe
it's like the mathematics is flawed.
Maybe no sun this fucking summer, is there?
Well, I got a good old sunburn.
It was about a week where it was good.
Yeah, it was like they called it the heat wave. They didn't call it Indian heat wave like they usually do.
Yeah.
They still put fucking red shit all over the fucking map on the news though.
Yeah, it's just they
global warming.
chemtrails.
Yeah,
and the
it's
sun could get through. But do you think the sun's changed colour?
I don't know. I don't look at it enough.
Well,
every time I try and look at it, I'm like,
And that's another thing. Yeah. Big old fucking thing in the sky you're not allowed to look at. Come on, grow up, everyone.
Just look at
around.
It.
You're under control. But no, I remember. I think it might be a memory and nostalgia thing. As a child, I remember everything being orange and yellow and red in the summer. It was like really warm.
Yeah.
And now, like everything's blue and white and bright, like a LED right in your face.
So, yeah, I kind of get what you mean.
Yeah, it's all the chemtrails, bro.
That's it. Or they swapped the sun out.
Or is that
they changed the bulb
for an LED one?
Gone from like the old
energy efficient
to an LED. The LED, yeah.
No, they've gone to one of them fucking shit ones. You know, remember between normal light bulbs and they went to the energy saving ones.
Yeah, the weird coil one.
Yeah. But they was always like, well, fucking shit. You turn them on and he was like,
yeah, it takes ages. The light and then it's dull, and then it's like bright. 20 minutes later when you turn the current off.
Yeah.
It's no good for a kitchen light. I'm here for cheese and cheese only. I want to trip over the dog. Yeah, they've done that to the sun for sure.
You reckon?
Weather control.
Yeah, because like it's like a firmament.
Well, you weren't believing me that there was a thing like with the weather manipulation when we done that tsunami one.
It wasn't that I didn't believe you. I was just like, why the fuck are Dubai shooting rays into invisible shit in the sky to make it rain when they live next to the fucking sea?
Yeah.
Like, but did they not just get their water from there? That was all I was questioning.
There's definitely weather.
Yeah, why didn't you boil the sea?
Yeah, you've got the biggest bucket.
That's what I was trying to say. I was like, it's actually a thing. That's all I was trying to say. It's actually a thing. Look it up.
Yeah, because this happens every time. Someone will call you a mug, like the UFO thing's big at the minute. Everyone's admitting it. All the military admitting it.
So weird.
Everyone has seen this shit.
But then
like, you're crazy for so long. What else are they doing?
But the people who
and chemtrails is a big one. It's like that's not even possible. Okay, I admit this is what we're doing. Like 5 years later, after calling you a retard.
Yeah, I went on.
Everything must be like that.
I went on chemtrails when they were popping about. I was like, bollocks. And then they're like, yeah, this is one. And I was like, oh, fucking hell. All games are on now, bro.
At that point.
Actually, I think the most.
Zeitgeist.
Yeah, of course.
I think like the third one come out in like 2011 or so.
Yeah.
And that rocked my world.
Yeah. I remember watching the first one. It must have been really like close to when it come out.
Yeah.
Same.
It came out in 2008, and I was close to the end of school.
That was deep on 9/11.
So I must, I must have been literally like a few months after it released, and I remember watching it. And just like fucking. Wow. It took a while to get through the religion bit. A couple of times.
I enjoyed that.
The first part, I just really struggled with
astrology, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like until you figured out what they're getting on about, it wasn't like.
But when he got to part 2, done the whole 9/11 thing. Obviously, remember 9/11 happening, so it was a bit more like in touch with the way and the way his voice was. It's very monotone, like. Yeah. And then like the third bit about the money, I was just like, fuck. Then when I went back and watched the first bit, I was like, I get it now.
I got. I think that's what sold me was the George Carlin skits at the front.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking, they're putting Carlin in, boy. I'm sold. You know? Carlin said it.
That clip just keeps going round and round and round now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You're all in the game.
That's it. Because it's also very obvious that I'm in a. It's a big club and you ain't in it. Like it's all so ridiculously obvious now.
Yes.
You know, even fucking everyone's noticing it. Do you know what I mean? Like someone who wasn't into conspiracy shit or ever never even thought about it, they'll have a conversation with you about it. They'll say they're into it, and you're like, yeah, because it's so fucking obvious now.
I think it's like
Epstein was the big one for a lot of people.
Yes, that woke a lot of people. Obviously,
a lot of people I know are still like
don't believe anything.
Don't believe like
you gotta believe
still just that, like so many people don't even question shit, and I'm like I can't. Like, I've given
especially
up.
the younger generation. Like we got a few lads that work with us.
Yeah.
They don't know shit.
Yeah.
You say something to them like maybe like a joke that we'd have like maybe said about an event that happened like 10 years ago or something.
Yeah.
But quite big events usually as well. Like they'd never heard of like the tsunami and shit like that.
Oh, fuck off. That's a huge
and, like, one geezer, Liam, who used to work with us, we was like, oh yeah, 9/11, blah 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 blah. And he was like, it was a Sama, wasn't it?
It was a what?
It was a Sama.
Well,
I was
technically, he ain't wrong.
So
I
that's
reckon.
like-
I reckon it was Osama, but they just knew. They knew and they
Yeah.
took advantage.
Yeah.
They
There's
clearly knew.
too much sketchy shit going on there.
There's
with
some
that.
dodgy shit.
But like, it was the way he said it was. He didn't say it because of like any conspiracy.
Yeah,
he said,
yeah,
'cause
yeah.
that's what he was. Oh, Twin Towers, Bin Laden, and that
Yeah,
was it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no further thought went into anything.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, but
There's so much more to it.
yeah,
There's so much more to all of them. Like every single one's got a little nugget of truth in it somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for one, from like, I'll bring it. I think I've already brought him. I brought him up to you guys earlier. Motherfucking Alex Jones, right?
Yeah.
For hilarious geezer.
Yeah.
Would love him or hate him, whatever your opinion is on him. He's a great entertainer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of that, all the conspiracy shit he talks, right? For years, he's been saying about like, there's a fucking island they take the
Yeah.
paedophiles go to, famous paedophiles go to. They get all these young people, they're massaging them and shit like that. And people would be like, yeah, no, that's crazy. The whole
Yeah,
Pizzagate
yeah.
where they try to
Yeah.
slander that sort of idea of conspiracy theories and human trafficking.
Yeah.
And then Epstein gets nicked, and then he suicides in quotations
Yeah.
in prison. Do you know what I mean? And everyone's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, hold up. Turns out
Yeah, hang on a minute.
he's throwing shit at the wall, but some of it is fucking stuck. Do you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. I just think that's the scariest thing. I think when I'm looking through a load of these theories or talking to people about them, and they sort of tell me like a new one that I wasn't aware of.
I also like making some up. That just
Yeah. But it goes to that point where you go like, they'll tell you this theory, and straight away you go, that's fucking mental. No way.
Yeah.
Then you look into it. Then you go, oh, actually, some of that's possible. Then
Yeah.
you look into it some more, and you go, actually, and then like just as you come around to start believing it, it fucking comes true.
Yeah.
Like, or there's a story out in the media, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
No way. You've gone from literally going, that's fucking bonkers crazy, to it's a thing now.
Yeah.
And so like now when people are saying, here's a new one, I'm like, right, okay, straight into it.
Maybe.
Yeah,
it
all right,
is.
that's probably right. Yeah.
Well, a perfect example again. I just mentioned him. But fucking Jones again with the frogs being gay.
Yeah.
Turns
Yeah.
out the
Yeah.
frogs are
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
turned
exactly.
gay.
Yeah. It's
So
Like,
that's
fucking
the point
crazy.
they tried to prove when he comes on Joe Rogan.
yeah.
Is that slow down?
Yeah, yeah,
Now I
yeah.
know what you're saying. You
Yeah.
said it in such a crazy, awesome way that everyone's fired up. But Google that. Bring your research. He's got all these papers, and it's like, no, exactly what he said is true.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
just said it.
He said it like
Yeah.
a wild man.
Oh, you fucking great frogs! Wait, what? So it's a chemical in the water. The frogs are being feminized, which results in homosexual behaviour and like gender confusion. And, it's all true. But if you say the fucking frogs are gay,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
are we doing out here when the frogs are gay? I can't get a straw in Subway anymore, but you can have a fucking gay frog.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
So what's his sort of like emphasis on that? Is he saying it's if people are living in the same area that it's going to turn people gay?
I
Is that
don't
issue
know.
with
Well,
it?
it's an
or-
overall thing.
It's an
So
overall thing of the feminisation.
if it's coming
of
out the
massive
rain,
males.
it's going into the rain,
Yeah.
into the groundwater.
Yeah.
Everything we pump fresh water from is based on this source. So eventually, it doesn't matter now. It probably is fucking now. Like, look around. But it's
Yeah.
like estrogen. You're giving the women the pill and that.
Yeah.
That estrogen's going somewhere.
Yeah.
We're like the Earth is like a cell. Is the whole
Yeah,
theory.
yeah.
There's it's one big thing. Everything gets recycled.
Yeah.
Is that whole thing about man's taints and being smaller nowadays true?
Yeah, because I looked at my taint, I was like, that's a big old gooch. I've got a motherfucking double Cumberland for a gooch. This must be true, because I'm fully loaded with tests every day. I'm lucky I don't drive that much, because my roid rage, road rage. I have a natural roid rage. My gooch is like a giant, my gooch is bigger than my dick. Bigger than my arse cheeks. I'm sitting on a gooch, god damn, it's like a solid, like sinewy space hopper.
Like a baboon's ass.
Yes, big
Yeah.
old red cushion.
And like my chest also opens up and like exposes like a red centre
That's
when I'm fully
fucking
tested
sick.
up.
Yeah, they look
It's
gross.
like, it's like
red
crescent
chips,
moon.
bro.
It's like bouncing around on the gooch hopper.
Gooch hopper.
Looking for my fucking supplements.
That's got to be one of the worst animals I'd ever want to fight. Is a mandrill, a baboon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
That's on my top list of never fight.
Fuck
Like the
that.
man,
They're
you
so
know the
scary.
colourful face motherfucker.
Yeah, man, with the blue
mandrill.
and the
yeah.
man.
But that
He's
doesn't
my
distract
number
from
one.
my
Don't
point.
fight
Fuck
that
that.
animal.
Where they're blue, you don't notice that they're built like a fucking Klingon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got
It's like a
Klingons
distraction,
forward,
like,
their
oh, look
forehead
at his
ain't
face.
natural.
Yeah.
They're fully built like a fucking terrifying monster.
Like I've seen an Indian chavvy on the internet like have a boxing match with a small little macaque or a small little monkey.
Yeah.
Good
And
video,
they
great video.
do
Google
work.
it.
Yeah.
But and I'm up for that scrap. I'll wrestle a bear like young Khabib did. I'll do all of that, but I won't fight a baboon.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah, because that's like the best parts of a monkey and the best parts of a tiger.
And yeah.
It's like
literally,
face,
it's like
it's
a
fully
hybrid.
tiger, but it's on this little crazy muscle body
Yeah.
that like weighs a shitload and is strong as shit.
And I always thought, because of its height, I'd just throw a round kick at it. But then you got to think, all it's got to do is turn to the side and open its jaw, and then you're just kicking into its fangs.
But
Yeah,
not even
man,
that.
and
The
massive
fact that it's
teeth
a
at the front.
sphere
Woo.
means it doesn't bend when you kick it. Like the kick only works on things with legs.
And at any
So it's got little hoppy legs.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like moving in their like hands anyway.
Well, I'm hoping that
so
the
you
height
kick it
attack's
and
going
all
to be a
the
head kick.
it doesn't absorb it. And also, it's quick.
It is quick.
It's dodging fucking shit in these. Like it's grabbing onto little vines and that. Its
Yeah,
brain
you're
is
right.
working fast. It
And
could probably like fucking Muay Thai catch your kick.
Yeah, probably.
Takes the step, scoops it. You're
Does
like,
the little
shit,
trick.
and then he's like,
Just
teeth come
munches
out,
on my
bang,
shin from there, yeah.
And all your good shit's on the inside of your thigh.
Yeah.
You're dead.
And when you're fighting them, you've always got to be really aware that you don't just fucking pick you up and hang you over the edge of a cliff like that and start singing.
He gets a vineyard.
Some banana, squash banana, na, 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 na.
But my thing as like a true athlete is like I'd defeat any animal because they would be disqualified because they're
Well,
not
here's-
gentlemanly about the rules. So I beat a bear, Queensbury,
His
DQ
like,
first round. I'm still dead, but DQ.
have you seen those videos of talking about you fighting a bear? Have you seen those videos on the internet? It's an old game show which happened, I think it was in the United States, and they did like animal versus people,
Oh shit.
and it
no.
was some of the greatest things in the world. Like there's an orangutan and a geezer having a tug of war.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
bet the
yeah.
orangutan
Favourite-
bosses.
Yeah, it does. It's
Ridiculous
fucking
how
great.
strong
Just
they are.
yeah, man.
Like so, the geezer is they're on like opposing platforms. I think there's a loop so his arm doesn't get snapped or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, but so they're not directly in front of each other. But the way that just the basic science of it works, it's a tug of war. Yeah, and the geezer is fucking wretched. Whole body, 2 arms, pulling, leaning into it, and all sorts. And the orangutan is at the other end, holding the rope by one hand, munching with the other hand. Just like, and then after a few like big tugs, the orangutan's like, "Oh, get the pull forwards a little bit." And he's like, "What the fuck is this?" Gives one yank back, and the geezer goes flying.
What's his name? We can all pull about a bit. What's that boxer frock?
But yeah, it's crazy how fucking strong they are.
Oh man,
Have you
mental.
watched Chimp Empire? on
Yeah,
Netflix?
great
Oh,
show.
Sound interesting.
Holy
A
fuck!
fucking great
Sounds
show.
kind
That
of
is
like great
so
rape
good.
man.
Oh, I love a great ape, bro.
Oh,
Just
it's
chill
so
with apes
good,
all
Get
day.
on my Instagram.
Have you-
Every single video
Yeah.
will either be a funny martial arts or fucking great apes.
Yeah, if you
The
go
odd
that,
Mongol and cowboy
Your
one.
algorithm's
my
fucked.
algorithm is
All
just
apes.
monkeys and jiu-jitsu.
Mine's just
videos
people
and
getting
shit.
fucked up, like,
Oh, really?
like skateboarding accidents or people getting
Yeah,
kicked in the
yeah.
head and shit like that. Like, it's crazy.
I
Shit.
get a lot of bulldogs as well, actually. Bulldogs and orangutans is just
Yeah.
my fucking
It's your
real-
culture and heritage. Literally, your culture is bulldogs. Your heritage is great apes.
But what's that? Oh, what was it you mentioned a sec ago? It was to do with the people versus animals as well, but it's gone from my head because that's how
They're
it
just
be.
fucking. It's a different gravy,
Yeah,
You're
I need
saying-
and
to watch
also
that, though.
DQs.
but your uncle fought a bobcat or some shit. Not your uncle, your granddad.
My granddad fought a while, like a bobcat in Singapore, whatever their bobcat is.
That's
But
a
my
good
dad's
fight.
boxed a bear in a
Yeah.
circus
Yeah,
in Germany. Like it was like quite far east. It was obviously a British military base.
yeah.
Fucking slyly checking out the commies. The circuses around there was all like fucking Russian Eastern Bloc style.
They're fucked up.
So they had like
Yeah,
all the
that's
animals. My sisters have ridden elephants and all that before it all got banned.
Nice.
And he boxed a bear because he was like a boxer and a judo guy in the regiment.
Nice.
So everyone there was like they all decided we'll go Thursday. So like as soon as they brought it out, would anyone challenge the bear? They're like, he fucking way thinks he's on. He will do it. And the bear had like these like leather, like
This is
what's
fucked
his
up
name?
but awesome at the same time.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
you know
I
what
know,
I mean?
it's
Like, it's-
horrendous. But like the Freddy Krueger gloves without the claws, it had like these leather things that were holding his claws in.
Yeah.
And then on the top of that, like horsehair boxing gloves.
Oh, mate.
And that was it. And the feet were like fucking fully wound up with like these weird
Of course
shoes.
they were.
But other than that, and the muzzle, he just let him in there with
Okay.
a bear.
Yeah.
And for weeks, my dog didn't like him because he smelled like a bear. he had that bear stress sweat on him.
God
So
damn.
that smelled like an angry bear. But yeah, I don't know how it ended up. He don't really fulfill you with that bit of the story, so I'm
No, he
guessing it
doesn't.
wasn't so good for
He
him.
got knocked out.
But yeah, bear's strong as shit. And it doesn't matter if you're hitting the liver or not.
Really?
Well,
So-
who knows where the liver is? He tried his best.
Yeah.
What's your answer to our question we had on the one the other day then? If there was a lion, tiger, gorilla, and
Oh, I
a
googled
bear,
this while you was having a conversation, and I think I found the actual scientific answer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What is it? What
So the bear
Bear.
beats the gorilla.
bear. What, yeah.
The bear beats the gorilla. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, personal choice. I'm going gorilla just because it's an ape, right? But factual
Gorillas
wise,
suck.
bear beats the gorilla.
They're
Tiger beats the
vegetarians.
bear.
When was the last time you seen a hard-headed vegetarian?
And I can't fault that. I think that's all.
No, I think the bear wins, man.
What
I
beats
don't
the
think-
bear?
The tiger.
No.
Yeah.
Nah,
I
The
agree
bear's
with the tiger.
skin's loose. A tiger's like an ambusher.
Yeah.
He jumps on his back and it's a fair fight and it's a scrap, but he doesn't get the better of him with his like one hits.
No, I think the tiger's got to. We're talking like the big ones. I don't know which ones they are. Fuck it, let's give him a
Could
man-eater, the Indus Valley fucking
Yarn
tigers.
Walker tiger they call them, the big
Yeah.
ones, because they look like this guy Yarn.
Okay, but I think a tiger takes a bear. I honestly do. And as
I
much as I
think
want
it
to
would be
support
the
the
best
gorilla,
fight,
Yeah,
but like
that
you're
would be
backing the bear.
unreal.
Who goes out first?
who goes out? The gorilla goes out first.
I said that.
Unfortunately,
He's a vegetarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
What about you put
No,
alligator
he-
in this
bruv,
bitch?
No, I think he beats a
Gorillas eat
lion.
monkeys.
I think he beats a lion.
No, he
Gorillas eat
doesn't. He
monkeys.
doesn't.
Yes,
a,
they
lion,
do.
a lion
They
beats
all eat
gorilla.
monkeys.
Nah, gorillas are pussy.
They snack on monkeys. Every ape snacks on monkeys.
They're like big fucking vegan crossfitters. You
No,
can
they
see
all-
it in their eyes.
They all snack a munch. They all munch
They're
a
all
monkey.
staring at the floor when I turn up to the zoo. That's what I'm saying. They don't want the eye contact.
But yeah, I think the bear beats the gorilla, but bear loses to the tiger every time, man.
But what about if we threw a saltwater croc or a big alligator into this mix?
I just think it'll get it can't turn quick enough, can it? Like with all that
What, a
shit,
tiger
man.
or a bear? Or
An
a
alligator,
crocodile?
like
Oh.
But I think it would chill. It'll wait.
they just wait until someone goes near it
Yeah.
and see if it's dead, and then
So
gets it.
tiger and bear, whoever's the winner out of that versus an alligator, basically, he comes up from the swamp like dun dun dun.
Yeah,
and
they-
it's a
they-
boss fight.
And the fucking bear forgets about it.
Yeah,
and
the
he's,
bear
like, he's just strolling
slash
around
tiger
victory
is
parade, and everyone's
tiger.
like,
He's just doing
bear,
like the Conor
bear.
McGregor walk around the fucking
Yeah.
thing.
Walking
And the
straight.
fucking alligator comes out. He's like, what?
The
Oh, I
only
was talking
reason,
about the alligator. When they float around, they're not like level. They're like dangling
Yeah,
there,
they're
like
like
their
weird,
arms
aren't
and
they?
legs
Yeah.
are like fucking doggy paddling.
the only reason
Like,
I don't
imagine
think,
that, they're doing the Conor McGregor walk through the water, and all you can see is their eyes.
I don't think the crocodile or the alligator's got it, bro.
man.
I don't think they've got it only because I've seen the video of the geezer coming out and just bonking one from a frying
Yeah.
pan.
Donk, dink. That sound is
Yeah,
so good at that.
and just that alone, the fact that an old geezer can come up and go, donk, to a fucking...
That is such an accurate representation of that sound.
Right, so let's change the question. A game bred alligator. Let's get an old man. Because they're made out of fucking like triple leather.
Yeah, but no.
Dragon scale armour. And like, they
If
sold
Grandad can
everything
hit the
into
donk,
jaw.
if Grandad can hit the donk, a fucking tiger can hit the donk.
My granddad hit a donk on a wildcat.
He did, I know that's what brought this
The
up.
donk is better than animals. That's how we have houses and fire. So we've been
It's the
donking
donk.
shit. The donk. Don't question the donk, but alligator or bear. Brown bear as well. I ain't talking no fucking black bear
It's
shit.
why a kangaroo could never be in the mix because they're one of the greatest videos on the internet as well.
Do you reckon a panda is stupid enough that you could beat it?
Yeah,
I think I'll fuck a panda
yeah, I'll
up.
fuck them.
They
I'd
seem
like
like
ta-
they
you
ain't
know,
got it in them.
I'd
Yeah,
tap it
They're
on the
built
wrong
like
shoulder.
brown
They
bears,
are-
but they ain't got the pit bull heart of a brown
No,
bear.
they ain't got the dog in them, have they?
They ain't got no dog in them. If they do, it's what do you call them? The fluffy ones.
Yeah, yeah.
It's got the Pekingese in him.
Do you guys reckon you could take a fucking panda?
Nah, probably not.
No, come on, they are clumsy as fuck, bro. Have you
What?
seen them? They're adorable.
And they're inbred.
But well, actually, yeah, to be fair, I've never seen one get pissed off.
Ah, that's a good point.
So,
It's because they're mums.
yes, do they ever get pissed off, or is it just that they're so scary then they get pissed
I
off?
reckon it'd be tough to kick in the nuts.
Do you
I
reckon
was
they've
just
classified it?
But it's kind of like koalas where they're not their
No, they're
favoured
stress
diet
heads.
isn't good for their body.
They're stress
Yeah.
heads. You
Like, they're
take
so
away,
big. If they had like proper diet like a grizzly bear, they'd be
Yeah.
a grizzly bear.
but if you
But
take
they're like, this bamboo don't really work. Oh, nap time. They're
you
just
take
like,
the eucalyptus
fucking-
away from a koala, they freak the fuck out.
Yeah, they're gangsters.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's
They're
quite aggressive still.
self-medicating.
Yeah.
And they got chlamydia. So that's two
Right.
ways I'm like a koala.
So I was thinking, like you say, taking the panda, but like,
Yeah.
in what way? Are we just
Killing it. Hand to
you're
hand
killing
combat.
it? Yeah.
I'll give it
This
a
is where
go.
they fully back
It's
down.
where I struggle with humans killing
Oh, okay.
animals.
God.
It's just like
We ain't got the
we ain't got the
finishing tools.
strength. We can't finish it.
Yeah.
The only way that you're going to be able to like
Choke an
finish
animal
off a
out.
fucking is choke it out. That's literally
Yeah.
all we've got.
Yeah.
Because you won't be able to kick
I
it.
go
to
for the
fucking
eye
death.
poke and then fucking head rip. And shit.
I've choked a
I don't
staffy.
think
That dog attacked another dog once out in public, and everyone was being a fucking idiot. basically.
You're in a newspaper for that, actually. We
Well,
went there
sort
today.
of.
It's through Tesco's.
I incognitoed it because it was just a man. Because I just left as soon as it all finished. I was like, right, I'm off to work.
Yeah.
Photos of the back of his head. Man escapes after assaulting dog.
Basically, what happened? It was outside a local Tesco to me, and some idiot had left their little 3-year-old girl holding the staff outside the shop.
Fuck's sake.
And someone
Turned into a
else,
sled real quick.
someone else was coming by with a fucking beautiful young golden retriever guide dog in training, and they just walked a little bit too close to the staff, and the staff went and jumped on the golden retriever's
shit.
face,
Oh.
and then loads of people running over, freaking out. A couple of just geezers come out, and they decide the way that they're going to solve this is to fucking punt the staff in the head for some reason. And there's full-blown geezers,
too
2 or
late
3
for
of them, just punting a staff in the head. And I'm like, what? That's not helping no one.
that's-
Imagine the
what the
last time
fuck?
you got punted in the head, you clench your jaw.
Not only that,
It's to make it bite us.
staffs have got that lockjaw where their jaws just lock up.
Yeah.
So I went
You got to
over.
finger their butt. Sam went over and fingered this staff.
No, I went over, went behind it, stood over it, and fucking put a staff in an RNC and just started squeezing, and then it
Just
let
the
go.
opposite of the
And
jaw
I was like,
muscles.
right, laters, and then just walked off.
The jawbone's attached to the neck bone, so you squeeze the neck, and mouth opens.
It's like a puppet.
Then you finger it for spite.
I didn't use my finger.
I think I've kicked a dog before, but it was before it started biting, and that worked.
I think he was kicking dogs.
It was
He weren't angry. He was just asleep on his bed. And you kicked him.
He was in
It's
the
a
kitchen
homeless
when he
guy's
shouldn't
dog,
have
so you
been.
can't blame me. No, in Gillingham Park when Leela was a baby, because I was just thinking that guide dog in training, that's the worst thing that could happen. It's going to be scatty and weird.
Yeah, well, it was done
Remember
after
as an
that. It
experience.
was done.
So Leela's had some fucking shit ones as well. She's a border collie, so she's smart as shit as well. But in Gillingham Park one time, this Amstaff or Pitbull, whatever, as soon as he let it off the lead, made a beeline to us. And I was like, I don't care how this goes, pick my dog up. As soon as it was in rage, I was like, ah! Kick it out. Got it it weren't a full on bad kick, but it's kind of lifted his back leg up and he spun around, and then he started doing a circle. And then I had time to think, and I was like, whoever's dog this is! I know karate! I didn't say that. I wish I did. She would have responded faster. What the fuck are we doing with dogs, bruv?
What do you mean?
You should have an IQ test.
Yeah, definitely.
I was at a pub the other day, someone had a Malinois cross fucking, what do you call it, cane corso.
That makes me
Weirdest,
so scared.
hairiest fucking thing. But them two dogs, not only should neither of them dogs be fucking mixing, because they're like fucking finely tuned weapons,
Yeah.
you should not have that in a block of flats.
That is tragic. Someone created a fucking nuclear weapon.
Yeah,
In
I was
their-
like,
in their-
when the
in their
baby
flat,
did
bro.
shit, they was all upset at me, like, don't you fucking move from that pram. This thing will eat your entire head.
Yeah.
And I'll be sad.
Like a Malinois is literally bred to be a police or a soldier dog, and then some geezer's gone, let's put it with a cane corso.
Yeah.
Keep it in my flat.
Forgetting that cane corsos haven't been like Western society for long.
No.
They're like guard dogs for whatever the
Commies.
fuck
Yeah.
farms and shit like that. Like these, like shepherding dogs are quite good because they're dealing with livestock. But like the shepherd watcher dogs, like the Ovcharka and that, and the Caucasian shepherd,
Yeah.
they get, like you don't understand why they're switching because you're not a rural person.
No, of course.
Like danger and intimidation is different to these like breedings.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
brought
yeah.
up in mountains, different animals, different people, different
Sharp
things
movement
that
makes
they're-
them spook.
Yeah, not even that. Just like we could all be sat in a circle, we're all friends. As soon as you go for a piss and come back, and you're outside the circle, and you approach it outside his view, he's like
Yeah.
straight away,
Yeah,
just like
mate.
an instinct one. It's not even a sharp movement. It's just like you're out of the circle. I'm watching the circle.
Yeah.
Shit like this.
And then
And
someone's bred that
imagine
with a
what's
super
going on
weapon.
in the Malinois' head that is like terrorists, bombs, guns. Like, they've been fucking on that. Canine. That's what they are. Before Malinois, they just called them the canine.
That's so fucked.
Yeah,
And the
man, who's
nastier
breeding
they
that?
are,
Who's
the-
keeping that? Do you know what I mean?
There's a guy on site the other day. He come and gave us a hand. He was telling me about
He's
his
like,
dog.
I've just
he's
got this off my dog. it's a human hand. Do you want it?
It's like
My
the
Malinois just picked it up in the
postman's
woods.
gone to the fucking hospital. No, but yeah, he was telling me about his dog. I can't remember what it was. It was like some Russian shepherd thing, like, but it was huge. Like,
Yeah,
Off
yeah.
Charco
He
is
was-
what the
he's like
prison
this-
system used.
yeah, this guy's a big dude. Like, he was jacked, and his hands were fucking massive. And he was just like showed me a picture of this dog's paw in his hand, and it was like bigger than his hand.
Oh,
I was
fuck.
like, holy fuck! I was like, how big is that dog? And he like showed like a couple of photos. Mate, it's like a lion. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
these
fucking
are
ridiculous.
these old prison guard got dogs.
Yeah,
like
man, it's
the
crazy.
gulags and shit.
Apparently,
Yeah,
it's just
Off
like the
Charco, they're
softest thing
called.
you'll ever meet, but like fucking fuck.
Yeah, they're
that.
like have you seen a Malamute as well? They're like a
they're
Wolfly
like,
Husky.
yeah.
They're like that sort of shape and
Yeah,
fluffiness, but of this Caucasian Shepherd I was talking about earlier, like the guardian dogs of the sheep. It's like that sort of like face and structure. So it's got like these massive shoulders, and it's just like furry all over.
Monster.
And it's they get
Animal.
huge. Like every now and then you get like a ridiculous one.
Yeah.
That is like fucking 9 foot long and all that.
Yeah.
But like they're heavy dogs no matter what.
Yeah.
They're bigger than all the police dogs, all the retrievers, all the mastiffs you can think of, and they're like built for mountains.
Which breed of dog would you not fight?
Most of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say
true.
above anything like probably above knee height. I'm a bit like that. Fuck that.
Yeah. Even below knee height, like
Yeah,
staff
like,
below
still-
knee
yeah,
height. That's
yeah,
not gonna be
true,
a fun
yeah.
fight.
I would.
I am.
That would be like a
that don't
comeback.
count.
That would be like a revenge fight.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, I don't fight dogs, but a fucking Steph, I'll fight her every day of the week and twice on a Sunday because they're game. But yeah, bulldogs. Like my family's always had bulldogs. Like
Yeah.
you've had loads of bulldogs
Yeah,
as well. I proper wrestle with them.
Oh,
Like,
they get
down
they're
and
just
we like
fun.
swing our heads and
Yeah.
they're like fucking all up in my
Yeah.
business, and I'll start knocking their legs and they're just like they got so much attitude, like go, because
Yeah.
they're like baiting dogs.
Yeah.
So they just go and go and
Yeah,
go,
yeah,
and
of course.
they ain't got the cardio for it, and they fuck up, and you really got to slow the thing down, like don't die. But like,
Don't die, please don't die. I know you're struggling
love
to
that,
breathe
like
just
that
like
strong little muscle,
Yeah, they're
crazy
fun.
They're
fat
amazing.
seal muscle.
They're fun.
Wrestling
They're a lot
them
of
is
fun.
amazing. So I think a full-on fight with a Steph would actually be the business because they're like a fit bulldog
yeah.
size, aren't they?
Yeah.
Same height and width, but more
Do you know,
muscle,
so
more cardio.
back in like Victorian era, I used to have these NHB, these no hold bars fights and these bare knuckle boxing fights in like the same greens in the same areas in London where they'd also hold like dog fights. Do you reckon they ever did that? Do you reckon they ever went? They just went. I'll tell you what, how will
Yeah.
Matey do against
Yeah.
two doggies?
They probably did with
Yeah.
people like that were too good.
No doubt.
It's like you've ruined the boxing economy.
Yeah.
Now it's you versus a dog. He beats a dog. It's you versus 3 dogs, and then after that, if you win a bet,
Yeah.
just to get rid of him, like a real super talented
Yeah.
Prince Nazim travelling. He just turns up in town one day, and you're like, my top hat is too tall for this shit.
See,
Put him in with the dogs.
these questions are why I want a time machine. Because if they didn't happen, I want to make them happen.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that didn't fully get seen through.
Yeah.
And now we know why throughout history. So we're like, go back and be like, don't trust this bitch. Unified of fucking everything. Everyone's going to be sweet, but don't you dare trust this bitch. This princess in bit. And then the world will be better. But then you come back and then what?
Everyone's a fly.
That's the paradox. You can only go forward in time.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I've actually got a method.
Go on.
Like you lay down in your bed. You like maybe put on a podcast or scrolling. You just think sleepy thoughts. And then all of a sudden it's like hours later.
That's not time traveling, that's falling asleep, bro.
forward. Well, everything's time travelling. If you believe in space time, which I don't. It's a fucking Rothschild conspiracy. Space time.
What is your guys' favourite
Yeah, it's
conspiracy?
me. Pick
What
one.
is your guys' favourite conspiracy?
Oh.
I've got some favourites.
I mean, I like the 9/11 one,
Yeah,
but
I
I feel
do
like
like that.
everyone knows
Yeah,
the
everyone
9/11
knows
one.
Yeah, of course. That's because that's not a conspiracy theory, that's a conspiracy fact.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Obviously-
know some weird ones. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
You
the
go
weird
like-
ones are the
you
best
go
ones.
I
down-
do like
you
it.
go down.
Obviously,
some rabbit
I think
holes.
COVID was my most favourite because it was like happening at
Yeah.
the time. Like most of the other, by the time I got into conspiracies, I was looking back at conspiracy.
Yeah.
And nothing was really happening at the time.
One you
And
live
then like
through,
this
yeah.
one's like happened at the time,
Yeah.
and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
And like it feels nice now knowing that like a lot of the stuff I was saying was right.
Yeah.
But I stuck with it, and I was
Yeah.
like, right, now I trust my gut instinct as well. Whereas before, I'd have been a bit
Yeah.
like, oh, maybe I would have thought that was weird before the event happened.
Yeah.
So like, I know, like maybe
The
because you're
event.
looking back and you're like, it's obvious that it was obvious as that. But like when we got into COVID, no one was fucking being obvious with anything.
No.
were they?
That's it.
And like now, when you speak to people, they're like, "Oh yeah, of course we knew that wasn't going to work. Of course we knew that wasn't going." to. You're like, "You weren't saying
no,
that.
you
back
weren't
then.
saying that.
You
You
was
were
outside.
calling me like all
Yeah.
sorts
Put
of
cling
names."
film over your letterbox.
Yeah. He's outside at fucking 6 in the evening banging pots and pans
Yeah,
together.
that
Like,
fucking cringed me out.
houses."
How fucking strange.
That was
Yeah,
I
well,
was
Yeah, but like,
every
that
night.
question that you asked, what's your favourite conspiracy?
Yeah.
I was about to say that's like a invalid question
Go on.
because it like suggests that there's like a conclusion, whereas like you went straight
Yeah.
to COVID.
Yeah.
There's no
Ongoing.
bookend to that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, we're still
so
living
like, there's
it.
a small option of what's your favourite conspiracy theory? Oh, JFK. Here's all the
Yeah,
data we
JFK.
have on
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Moon
yeah.
landing. Here's all the data we have on that. 9/11. Whereas like the shit that's going on, what are they doing it for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Why
you're
are we doing all
constantly
this
trying to
shit?
overthink what's coming next.
Yeah,
and
of
you're like,
course.
Oh, what the
Of
hell?
course. Well, it's the power.
But it's
grid, isn't
always
it?
going.
Mm.
They planted
Yeah.
the seed and it just snowballs.
Yeah.
We either make it happen by complaining about it, people
Yeah.
pick up on it
Yeah, it's
and
true.
go against us and
Yeah.
do that instead.
Yeah.
So it's like they've just.
Yeah.
But what is it for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does this end?
You don't know because you're not in the. It's a big club, bro. You
I
ain't in
know.
it.
I want to.
I want to know.
Well, I don't actually want to be in the club. I just want to spar on the club.
I think the best I've ever came. So whenever we talk about the club and like what's next and everything like that, I always like there's an old. I don't know if it's the word term is metaphor. It might be wrong. You might be able to correct me on this. But like the whole idea that when we're trying to look at the world and what's going on global economically and everything that's happening, we're all trying to learn what an elephant is being described by a committee of blind people. So committee of
Yeah.
blind people got into a room, they're all touching up and feeling up and tossing off an elephant, yeah, and then they're coming back into the room and they're telling us what the elephant is. So every time you watch a conspiracy guy or even mainstream media in the news or even just a stand-up comedian who you find funny and is socially irreverent, they're just blind people
Yeah.
describing to you what the elephant is.
Yeah.
That
It's
I've
just,
always
got
it's
their
just
own
their
interaction
take
with
on
it
it.
yeah,
as well.
that's it. So I've always enjoyed that way of looking at it. But the way I feel the best description of the elephant I've ever seen or heard is the Adam Curtis documentary.
Yeah.
The Can't Get You Out of My Head one, the series.
Oh no, I was thinking of different ones.
Even
It's like
Bitter
all
Lake.
multinationals.
Any Adam Curtis documentary.
Well,
If
it's
you
like-
guys
it's
have
like
ever
the
watched
bottom of
it,
Is
It's like
that-
they say, follow the money.
fucking good.
It's
What's
like
that?
all
What
final
is the
supplements.
Adam Curtis?
Adam Curtis is like an ex-BBC journalist who like they buy a lot of his documentaries still.
Okay.
And he fucking nails it, bruv.
Yeah.
Like, Bitter Lake is all about how Britain and the British government created the Middle East and every problem going on with
Yeah,
the war in the Middle East and
Wahhabism,
everything
the
at the
Middle
moment.
East, the ongoing, never-ending terrorist thing.
Can't
where
get
they
you out of
invented
your
an
head is
enemy out of
like-
nothing.
Can't
You
get
ain't
you
got
out
a
of the
flag,
head
you ain't got a
is the
country.
history of the 20th century that we just
Right.
lived, and that's fucking mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And his most recent
Yeah.
one is the
Oh
history.
yeah, no, I remember that now. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you go like, and then in the 80s, blah, 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 like,
Yeah.
it's like all the politicians and all the prime ministers just in the last 10, 20, well, actually probably
That's longer
40
than that,
years
yeah,
now
it's-
because it was a long time ago. But since the end of the 70s, have just been giving away absolutely every little piece.
Yes.
It's all been sold away and outsourced,
And
and there's no one left.
really
in.
helps show you the elephant.
Yeah.
It's fucking that series in particular changed my
Adam
mind.
Curtis
I
is a
walked
beast.
around depressed for weeks. Like, I'm fucking seeing the elephant. I didn't
Yeah.
want to see it. You can't.
Yeah.
I think I sort of had that. I was reading a lot of stuff. I was reading fucking loads of stuff with the COVID stuff. Like obviously, I'm reading through like a doctor's report and not having a fucking clue
Of
what
course
any of
not.
the words meant or anything like that. Going
Did
away
you try
googling
reading
the
Klaus
words.
Schwab's Great Reset?
Yeah, yeah.
It's just full of fucking
Yeah.
lingo where to throw
So, like-
people off who don't know the fucking. It's like trying to read the Tibetan Book of the Dead.
Yeah.
You're reading it going, oh, I need another book just to describe what this
Yeah.
book's fucking
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, what
so
book was
much
the guy
going
that wrote
around,
this book into?
going around the
Yeah.
house is never getting to a point. And then because I was still probably maybe a little bit of doubt still. I was like, I think I'm right on most of the stuff, but still a little bit of doubt of whether I am actually like 100% on the right side here.
Yeah.
Then we went up to one of the protests in London, and there was we met at Hyde Park. There was so many people. I've never seen so many people
Nice.
in one place. We took ages trying to get out of the park. We walked down Oxford Street, turned onto Regent Street, walked down onto like the Embankment and all around like
Yeah,
House
yeah.
of Parliament shit. There's people as far as I
Don't
could
wanna
fucking
waste
see.
your gig,
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
and people were saying like it's estimated there's between 1 and 2 million people there. Like,
Yeah,
so they were
yeah,
doing
big
like
one.
these
And then
helicopter
the news
shots.
say there was 12 people.
650 people, BBC said, and I was like,
You
I was
fucking
there,
cheeky
Yeah.
and there was
bastards.
nothing. There was a global blackout on that protest that day, and I started looking to see like
Same as
what's the
France.
biggest registered protest in the UK, for instance.
Stop
And I think
the
it was the
Afghanistan,
Iraq. It was the Iraq War,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it was like 1 million people.
Yeah.
The student
And they're
protests
saying
are
that there's
fucking
between 1 and 2
terrifying.
million people here at this protest, but no one's reporting on it. And I went, no,
Yeah.
I was fucking there. And
Yeah.
I was asking people, I was like, did you see the protest the weekend? No one's heard of
No,
it.
no,
No
no,
one
it's
knew
not.
what was going on.
I only
Yeah.
knew about it because you were there.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Mental. And
But
that was my
Well, that's
turning
the same
point. I
as,
went,
like, France
no,
at the
I know they're
minute.
lying
Yeah, man.
You
now.
can't talk
So-
about it until it's out of control on the internet.
Exactly.
Well,
They want to ignore it until we've all seen videos like, what the fuck's going on in France?
Yeah.
And then they have to be like, oh, there's something going on in France, just to make
Yeah,
sure we
yeah.
don't know they're corrupt.
Well, it's like all these people,
they
all these,
underplay it.
Yeah,
all these
100%.
nonsense coming out. It's surely it's just that sacrificial lamb. Like they're chucking him out because he's so close to getting caught. Let's chuck him out so they don't look at the rest of them.
So,
Like,
Yeah, but even
one of,
that
do you know?
is
Do you know the big
It's the
story
same
that
as a
was?
submarine.
Do you know this Hugh thing, the
It
recent one
just
coming
Yeah,
out with
yeah.
this news presenter who was flashing his ass to some underage and
And it's not a bad ass for his age. I'm expecting a lot worse.
My boy's squatting.
and like that was going on for this whole week.
Yeah.
apparently during the... So do you know what the big news stories, what they reckon was sort of trying to be...
The NATO meeting was this week, innit? I ain't heard fuck all about that.
That ain't... actually, I think that has happened. I need to double check on that. But also, Boris Johnson has said... So they want the report for him getting done for the parties he had and that. They were like, yo, we need your old phone because we need to see the WhatsApp messages. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I forgot my old password, lads.
Yeah, I'd send that to Hillary Clinton. She smashed it with a hammer.
And he's like, yeah, I forgot my password, so you can't get in it. And so that's what's been happening this week. And then I've seen someone question, I think it was just some fucking random meme, like, do you reckon this whole story about Hugh, because it's a no story. Yeah, it turns out that it was not actually.
The police are saying that it's not even like.
His bum was out on webcam is the worst. Someone's got a print screen of his ass.
Yeah.
There's no other details.
And then there people are like, oh, so do you reckon this was to help hide Boris, like Boris doing this thing? And then someone replied, I think it was Twitter. Someone replied and said, yeah, he's actually known for having a phrase to do exactly this in the media to distract one, and he calls it throwing the people a dead cat.
Yeah.
So when you're seen throwing a dead cat, people are like, "Oh, you fucking wrong 'un."
And meanwhere they're running around there doing whatever.
Yeah, and that happens in the news weekly, like with the Titanic story.
The
Titanic submarine.
That was only 2 weeks ago.
And
that's why Biden's getting fucking impeached.
But then you start lapping it up.
Impeached.
Yeah.
You start lapping it up, and then it just goes away so quick. Yeah. And you're like, all right. I took my afterball there. Yeah. What was it actually? Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I never bit into that. I never bit into that Titanic thing. I was like, seems a bit weird.
I was in some.
Do you know what is weird, right? If you're proper into conspiracies, like the satanic rituals and the numbers, one of the guys on there, there's still a billionaire who actually owns a chemical company that is the chemical that went missing, ammonium nitrate, which is one of the most volatile, like fucking incendiaries. But he was related to one of the billionaires that died on the Titanic.
Oh really?
Well, that's wild.
And it's like a coincidental date as well. Gematria was.
Well, so
it's like all there, but also I was looking for it.
We were saying about that Gematria stuff before, and I was like, some of it looks really clever.
Yeah.
Other bits, it's just too unbelievable for me. It's like people are really, really fucking like scratching it, like clinging on to something, like for that to eventually make a number.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, this thing means 3, that thing means 3, that thing means 3. That means it's 9, so you turn it to 6, and there's 3 of them.
7 is 3.
Right, so I'm exactly the same.
How much did you get that?
It seems like
it's a stretch, isn't it? It's a stretch.
They're just clinging on to it to any date that something happens, they're clinging on to the date and the time. And
I think it's as simple as
if you divide anything by 3, it will become infinite because it's 3 and 3 parts over and over.
I think it's as simple as that, as throwing people a dead cat. I think most of it is like the Titanic story, like you said about Biden being impeached. So like the Titanic story, when that was popping off, what was actually happening? Well, at that point in time, Hunter Biden, Biden's son, was currently going through.
FBI, didn't
he was currently going through his court process for getting done for that alleged laptop, which was found of him doing coke and him banging hookers, which during the Biden-Trump election we were told was Russian propaganda, wasn't real, the laptop doesn't exist. Well, here we are fucking 3 years later, and the laptop is being used in court evidence to fucking indict the motherfucker, because it turns out it wasn't 100% real, it wasn't Russian propaganda, it wasn't made up, it shouldn't have been blocked by Twitter and Facebook, and everybody royally fucked up. If they didn't royally fuck up, they purposely fucking hid it from everyone.
Exactly.
So this is the last time we're going to try and be clever, but this ties into all the other things we're saying, like about the TikTok last 10 seconds, blah blah, your attention span, your consumption. It only matters when it's news. If you hear about it on the day it happens, it matters. Oh, there's a submarine underwater. Everyone's lost. I'm panicking for these people I don't know, but they're a million miles away.
2 weeks later.
But 3 weeks later, it was like there's no submarine. Everyone's like, oh well. It's just the story at the time. You have to be involved and emotional about it, and short term, just fast food. Like so. The laptop shit was real. But as long as they lied to you, now when it's all coming through,
it doesn't matter.
I'm still going to vote for him because
same as COVID shit.
I've never had a bag in the White House in the library.
People were forgetting how the stories were presented to you. And people forget the COVID timeline.
Oh, I've got it saved on my phone.
I've got it.
The Who's release, the World Health Organization. I've got their timeline of shit they said saved on my phone just to fucking remember the bullshit they fed us, bro.
I see some
the rules changed here. The rule changed branching out. We're all
Yeah,
branching
Just
out.
something cling
Oh,
film
but-
to hug your own.
Yeah.
neck.
Oh, but
fucked.
we're going with the science, and the science changes all the time. Well, actually, you're not going with the exact science because other scientists were saying this shit
Different
before,
stuff, yeah.
and different
And
before, and you were shutting it down. So you was never going with the science. You were going with what fitted your
The
agenda.
organisations,
They only
the
went-
initial gangs, WEF,
Yeah.
CDC.
They went with that Neil Ferguson's imagery,
Yeah.
the predictions and stuff like that, and there was like a
Turns
thing
out
the
he
other-
sucked off Bill Gates.
it turns out that he's
Sucked
not
all that
fucking
knowledge
very good
straight-
at modelling.
No.
He's like literally every
Hey,
single one that
shit.
he's been fucking
You want to see
tasked
his
with
runway?
doing.
You want to see his catwalk? Can't model worth a wank.
Yeah, every single one that he'd done was
photo
fucking
shoot,
like
wasn't
miles off.
Yeah.
And then they decided to use that guy, and only that guy,
Yeah.
all across the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that guy's actually turns out his shit. And all
turns
the
out
other
bullshit.
guys coming in, they was asking him questions, saying they were trying to use his modelling,
Yeah.
and they were trying to ask him questions. And he wouldn't send them like the codes and all this like fucking IT code stack stuff, and he wouldn't send it. And then when he did send it, it wasn't the same.
It was all dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
like, nah, don't work.
Yeah.
But it's the same as the mRNA or whatever, like the vaccine style. The guy that invented that, like, protested against it being like
he's on
used
Rogan
for
for it and
AIDS
all
Yeah.
sorts.
or
wasn't
like
he?
used for any therapeutic
Yeah.
use. It's not for that.
And then
It's
got
for like,
fucking
say
banned
you want
off
to make
Twitter.
the same
Yeah.
smelly cheese from France. You isolate the whatever's making the blueness, you inject it, and then you use this mRNA to reproduce it. That was his idea. He was like a pure chemist. And then when they started using it, he's like, no, it won't work like that. You can't use it
Yeah.
like that. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
fuck off. You don't know anything. When he invented it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So they've been-
he even come out saying, no.
Don't do it.
And they're like, fuck, what does he know?
But he'd already went and got one as well.
Yeah,
Stupidly.
yeah.
You're like, these are
What's-
the cleverest people in the world. And went and got it, and
Yeah.
then come out afterwards and spoke about it. You're like,
Yeah.
well, and I'm thinking at the time you're thinking, well, these really, really clever people are actually going and getting it. You're like, and all I've done is read a
Yeah.
few fucking documents online.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what am I doing? And
But
then they're
also
coming
think
out
about-
months later going, actually, that's
Like
fine.
the environment of the office world and the academic world is like you're in this mixed mash. Everyone's
Yeah.
as appreciated as each other. It doesn't matter how long you've been there, what colour, what race, whatever. It's like you all have to accept what the other one says. I take it on board and I understand it and I'm processing it. It's not like,
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah,
what?
what?
Shut.
Yeah.
So they're in that world anyway, so they're trained to it, they're conditioned to it. It don't take long to fucking brainwash someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, I know, like, I'm against this exact
And
technology.
then no
but,
one can see the Emperor's new
I'll get it
clothes.
injected into
Just
Yeah.
in case.
my fresh, because the hot secretary said that was cool.
Yeah, that's a mad one.
It's twisted. It's all the same everywhere.
My
All
favourite
the
is clones.
pedos
Though.
at BBC are all
Yeah.
like, "Meh."
Clones are my favourite.
Clones are good.
Clones are a good one.
Kanye and Jamie Foxx.
And the Jamie Foxx one I sent you the other day is a fucking hilarious one. And then Dave Chappelle was a clone when he came back. That was a good one. Because he was jacked.
Yeah, I think he's actually just in Joe Rogan's gym.
Yeah,
He was
it's
with
hard
Joe,
enough.
like, show me, Joe, show me.
But the clones are definitely
Benching.
my favourite conspiracy theory. Because the celebrity just falls off the planet for like
But it's not
a
even
couple of
clones.
months.
Yeah.
It
Remember
comes
the
back
Iraq
and you're like,
War,
clones!
where they're like,
Yeah.
we thought we got Saddam, we got his lookalike. We
Yeah,
got
yeah,
Saddam,
yeah,
we
true.
got his lookalike. Everyone
Yeah.
must have a lookalike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially Joe Biden, come on.
Yeah, Biden's wearing a
Look
mask.
at his
bro.
ears.
You've seen that?
Yeah.
I like the
It's
mask
so
one.
fucked.
Forehead,
Yeah,
look
the
at
mask
his
one, the
neck.
mask.
It's
Well,
so
here's the
weird,
thing.
isn't
So when it comes to that,
fucking weird.
I've got a fun story with the mask one. I listen to like a lot of like CIA and FBI podcasts and things
Yeah.
like that. And there's this really good one. I can't remember the name of it, but it talks about how a band who had a huge song in Eastern Europe and Europe in the 80s were like, which helped bring down the Berlin Wall. How there was a rumor that they were a CIA fucking
Oh, shit.
like prop.
But like
yeah.
us lot
Fucking
don't
hell.
know this song. But in Eastern
Oh, yeah,
Europe
so I've
and the
got-
specific areas, it's like the song of all songs.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Bohemian Rhapsody to these
Yeah,
dudes.
yeah.
You hear it everywhere.
Yeah.
It's the
I
most
brought it
epic
up
song.
to one of my Latvian clients, and he was like, and he grew up in Soviet,
Yeah.
like Latvia, and he was like, yeah, of course I fucking, what you,
Yeah.
of course I know that song, you retard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, alright, cuz, I fucking know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
fucking
so
psyop.
there's a whole documentary about that, and in that they tell a story about how one time one agent was having a meeting with the president. One top brass in the CIA was having a meeting with the president and was like, look, we want to start funding and putting into this thing of using masks, of
Yeah.
using these realistic looking masks
Turns out it's Slipknot.
to like to be like,
Turns
oh,
out
look,
they started a YouTube prank show.
just,
I'm an old man, but I'm good at basketball. Bang! CIA just dunked on your ass.
but using these masks for like operations and things like that. And the president was like, that sounds a bit like sci-fi, it sounds a bit science fiction, that ain't gonna work. Matey pulls off a mask right in front of him and was like, I ain't even, motherfucker.
Oh shit!
So like,
Yeah, I guess you're. Would have got away with it too.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a reverse Scooby Doo. I like it.
Yeah, that's it.
He
That's it.
Scoobied himself. Look how good my Scooby was. There were no mystery machine turned up and solving this, Mr. President. So maybe it's not sci-fi.
But like, just that proves, and that was back in like the 80s, early
Yeah.
90s. So just that proves, what are we, 30 years on?
Do you know what actually
Military
proves
technology
that?
goes up. Man, Biden's
Have you
wearing
ever
a
pulled
mask.
a
Conspiracy
ugly
fact.
bitch on a night out and she's got glitter on her face that throws the light off? You're like, she's really beautiful. And then in the morning you're like, what the heck is our frying pan? How do I get out my arm from underneath? What? And then you Google it, it's contouring. Everyone's been doing that. Like, surely, like films, makeup artists must have known about that.
You was
You don't
contouring
even
last
need a
night
mask.
for your Native American outfit.
No, wasn't as my real contours. I actually just removed a rib and a tooth. And I look chiseled and ripped.
That sort of goes back to what I was saying about the weather manipulation stuff.
Go on.
They were actually funding that between like 95 and I think it was like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like the government were funding it. They had a
Yeah.
program.
Yeah, because it makes women's
Then
arses
they just
bigger.
went, "Oh, we ain't funding it no more," and
Hell
stopped.
Yeah.
It's
But
working.
that was like,
They funded some wild shit though. Like, look at The Men Who Stare at Goats, that George Clooney movie. That's real.
yeah.
That genuinely happened. They
But now
funded
they're-
some psychics to be like, fucking finding shit. I'm gonna find it.
But
Blue
talking
Square,
about like
Osama bin
astral
Laden.
projection and I can't remember what they actually call it. But the CIA documents are like all the study that went into this is irrefutable. It's like peer reviewed, makes sense. The money went into it. The research happened. It is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like
EMF. Did you say that?
remote viewing is
That's
what I meant.
remote viewing.
But it's like the astral plane thing from the hippie side of things.
Yeah.
Basically, everyone's agreeing like, yeah, it's real. Yeah,
Yeah.
it happens. They
Yeah.
guessed everything, more or less 80% accurate. And when they weren't accurate, it was pretty close. We went to the wrong bridge, but there's a bridge
Yeah.
further down the river that's the right bridge. And shit like that.
The problem
Like,
is when people say things like astral projection, I start feeling like you're going to talk to me like a crystal chick.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to talk to me like a crystal chick.
Again,
Yeah.
I used to be a crystal chick.
You did used to be a
I'm a
crystal
reformed
chick.
crystal chick. Now instead of crystal, I say Jesus Christ.
It's true. He did used to fucking love a crystal. We'd bring him over my
Yeah,
yard
good
and shit. I'd be
though.
like, no, that's something my
Good.
mum
I
does.
stuffed one in my
geezer. What are you
bandana,
doing?
so I had it right there on my forehead, giving me fucking vibration.
Now we realise that that's all Satanism.
Well, some of them are, some of them aren't. God might have made half of the crystals. And the devil might have made some crystals. It's about really holding on to the
Sort of like
crystal.
Jedi versus Sith.
Give it a sniff.
Like
Wait.
Jedi versus Sith on that one.
Did you see that guy from Kill Tony the other day?
Which
with
one?
the pebble.
No, I didn't.
Oh mate.
Oh
it's
yeah,
this
he's
guy.
like,
He's
I'm
like,
not
tell me about
retarded or
something. He's
nothing,
like,
but I like the way rocks feel.
I'm not retarded, but I like the way rocks feel. And he's just stood there and he's like, I got a couple of these bitches. He's like, fuck it. He's like, they make me fall
This one
asleep
right
and
here
stuff.
makes me sleepy.
It was fucking
And Tom
brilliant,
Segura
man.
was on the panel.
Yeah,
And he
yeah,
was
yeah,
lost
yeah.
for words.
He
He
was
was,
just-
like that. And he just loses it again. He was like waiting to rip him, but he couldn't.
Oh, it's so
Of
good.
all people as well, the
Too
psycho
good.
Tom Segura.
Yeah. Getting into break.
Too good.
I think my favourite conspiracy, real quick, is the Graham Hancock sort of
Yeah.
younger Dryas, ancient
Oh, yeah.
civilization.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one.
Like, I fucking love that shit. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's
that's also in a
so
grey
much,
territory,
there
'cause
is
it's
so
like-
much creepy shit. And you're
Here's
like,
the thing,
right.
I can't believe I can't say favourite ones are ones I almost believe in. Like the Hancock
Yeah,
one is like very
yeah,
much.
it's like,
You're convinced,
that's-
you're
To me, that's
convinced
not
to
a
me,
conspiracy.
yeah, it's not a
that's the next
conspiracy,
step
but
in
I
the
think
stories.
I think I'd class it as a conspiracy just because everyone else thinks that's bullshit.
So
Yeah,
the
of
actual
course,
conspiracy
of
is
course.
I'm
It's
with
like
you.
a con-
I'm with you.
the
but,
current history is fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all the evidence is there for his
bullshit.
thing. The conspiracy is that they're covering that up.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
unwraps
yeah,
so
that's-
much though, doesn't it? It unwraps
I know
so
what you
many
mean, I was
lies
just being
throughout
like-
Yeah,
history.
yeah, no, yeah.
But like, yeah, that's the shit.
That's a
Yeah,
big
man,
scale
I
one.
fucking love
Because
that one.
if it comes true that Hancock's right and this and this, it literally unwraps everything that's been written.
Well, it changes everything.
From
It's
Egyptians
crazy,
onwards,
yeah, it's crazy
everything is just blown up in the air, and it's
And
like,
then-
right, what really happened then?
And then it even opens up like if what Hancock is saying. So if you went real extreme with it, if you go with exactly what Hancock is saying, in a way you're saying the fucking mud flood and Tartaria
Yeah.
was real and shit like that.
And
you
Noah
could argue
was
that
real.
because
Yeah,
do you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like,
And a one pigeon saved the entire
Yeah,
world. Noah was out here on a boat and he's like, what am I ever going to do? I know. I've got the greatest animal ever invented. Pigeon. Oh, no. You come back, like, there's trees still. There's trees, bruv. This way.
but then the Graham Hancock stuff you could even slink into like So if there was this older older
Atlantis
culture
shit.
before the Great Flood and all of that, then that goes into Atlantis. Then that goes
into Anunnaki.
and that goes
Oh,
into
right.
Atlantis.
I
right.
love the Anunnaki.
Yeah, me too. It's good fun.
It ties so much shit in. Like
The
But it also
Enlil
makes
verse
sense.
Enki, which then leads into my favourite with the Enlil verse Enki is how you get the eagle versus the serpent, because then you look through history.
Yeah, and it's
that's
everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's the
Yeah,
Roman
everyone's
Empire
picked a
killing
side.
pagans.
it's on the
that's
ambulances, for
it.
fuck's sake.
First time I listened to Graham Hancock was on Joe Rogan, and then I ended up buying his book. So I was like, I'm going to read the book, and I started reading it. Like one of the first chapters in Magician of the Gods.
Yeah, I got that
it's
one.
the first one. When he starts talking about the same thing, like the serpent and the
eagle,
you just mate, there's like a whole 3-4 chapters on it, and you're
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
So
It's
it's everywhere.
everywhere.
How they run down the astrology. He's like running down the symbols.
Yeah,
in the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
way.
it's like
it's heavy,
fucking
and it's like
everywhere,
packed
man.
full
Like,
of
what
info,
the fuck?
but it covers every angle.
I think the most blatant one for it is the flag of Mexico, because the whole
With the in the,
the
center
Mexican
of it, yeah.
Empire. When you think of like what the indigenous of Mexico and that, you got your Aztecs, you got your Olmec. I'm probably saying that completely wrong, but you got your Mexicas and all of those cultures going on, and
Mazatec.
they're all like human sacrifice, and they're straight up the most pagan of all
Yeah,
pagans. There's
yeah.
still cannibalism in.
Oaxaca.
Yeah, that's it. All of them. They've got people on. They got Mel Gibson making movies about them for Apocalypto.
Yeah, that's
And
a
then
sick movie.
When it's a dope movie. And then when the Spanish turn up,
I love it.
when the
Fucking
Spanish
Mel
turn
Gibson's
up and
going
take them
above and
over,
beyond,
Yeah.
that's it. It's now been westernized. It's now been taken over. And then what is the flag of Mexico City? Or Mexico's not Mexico City. Flag of Mexico is literally an eagle killing a fucking serpent.
Yeah.
It's literally
It's-
that
The thing
empire.
about St. Patrick.
Yeah.
When the fuck do you think there was ever snakes in Ireland?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What is this, some
I've heard
Caribbean
about
island?
it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's
all
not
right.
getting rid of snakes out of Ireland. He's getting rid of the pagans out of Ireland.
Yeah.
And he's stealing all their magic and bringing it back to the actual pagan, the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Who was all fucking dizzied
You
up
heard,
on
you heard the ones,
demonology.
you heard the ones about the popes and the grey pope, the white pope, the black
Yeah.
Oh,
pope.
that's
Yeah,
the
I
wild
know,
one,
and the
yeah.
schisms
Black
and
Pope,
everything.
That was
Yeah,
a pretty.
yeah,
To be fair,
whatever.
that was a pretty new one for me. Probably only like end of last year.
Yeah.
I was like, well, what is this then? I started looking into it. It goes down into all the families, which
Yeah,
goes down
yeah.
into
The black
what-
nobility and
Basically,
things
the
like
elites
that.
now. The way I was reading it is, it comes down to whoever the elites are now. Basically, come back to all of that.
Yeah,
Is
I'm
that-
not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like we said about conspiracies don't have an answer. For some reason, they all come from these families. The bankers all come from different
Yeah.
families.
Yeah.
And all the presidents of the US are related to slave owners and
Yeah.
King John. Like that. Why is this bloodline being
I
followed?
heard a thing the other day
They
actually
gotta be
about that.
lizards.
You know how all the presidents are related to a slave owner at some point during
Yeah,
their life?
apart from Trump.
Apart from Trump.
Not
Yeah.
45! Not on my watch!
Yeah, that's it. Which is well, because that dude, I mean, he's obviously not the greatest human being on earth, but like he didn't deserve half as much shit as he got in their media.
No.
That's that. I had to.
It's because he panicked them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's all like think how set up it must have been for how long. Like all the BBC shit they're getting away with, all the
Yeah.
conspiracy shit we've been talking about tonight, all this shit, like it's just like seen as normal. They present it in the news in a certain way, it gets forgotten about, blah blah.
Yeah.
So when Trump come along and they tried their hardest
Yeah.
to discredit him, what does that tell you? That these people that have controlled everything
Have lost
are
control.
scared of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they don't
Well, it's
have
the same
control
way
over
with his
him.
arrest now. Like those charges he's getting done for is bullshit.
Did
So
you?
he's
So go, carry on.
No, go on, what
No,
you
no.
gonna
It's,
say?
But no,
I
it's
can't
already
say.
dealt with, innit? He got a slap on the wrist, a parking
Is that
ticket
all it
sort
was,
of style
then?
thing.
But how many
No,
times
he's
have
still
they
in
tried
trouble.
to? They've tried to
Crazy.
impeach him twice while he was in prison.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's currently going through stuff at the moment, which means he possibly might not be able to run because he's
Yeah.
currently in court and things like that over his
Yeah.
arrest
Yeah, yeah.
that
So
happened
trying to
in
stop
April.
him whichever way they can.
Well, that's it. And the thing is, so when that arrest happened, it actually ended up swaying more people in the States to his side.
Yeah.
Because the charges were bullshit.
Like what we're
Yeah.
saying, who's
Yeah.
the bullshitter here?
Yeah.
Why do they hate him? Because they're the bullshitter, they're the bad person.
That's it.
They must hate the good person.
That's it.
Like,
And again,
they've
I'm
shown
not,
their hand now.
I'm not bigging him up. Like I said, I'm not sure.
I am.
I mean, I'm sure. I'm sure
Trump
he's.
2024.
I'm sure he's a horrible
45,
human
46.
being on
No,
the
47.
individual
Yeah,
level.
man. I'm
like,
literally the same as you.
do
Man.
you know,
I'm
like a business guy? He's
gonna be
80s
sleazy
business
as
guy.
fuck. Like,
Yeah,
literally,
he's
it's sleazy.
with no job.
No, I
If
got
he
a
was
job.
like us, I think he'd be a bro.
No, he's sleazy. He is the
He'd buy the
archetypal.
pizzas.
Yeah,
He'd get a
definitely.
pizza in there.
He would get a pizza in, wouldn't he? Yeah, that's true. He'd get the Mackie D's.
We
He'd
were
get a
supposed to get-
sponsored one.
Yeah.
We were supposed to get pizza in, by the way.
Trump
Do we want to order
Oh
some
no,
food?
no, no! Behave yourself.
I'm starving.
I'm fasting for Jesus.
Alright,
I was gonna say just quickly on Trump. I had to unfollow Jack White on Instagram the other day, I
Jack.
fucking love
Oh,
Jack
musician,
White.
yeah.
I fucking love Jack White. Great musician. But
Yeah.
he put this post up, and it was from Donald Trump. I think it was at the UFC event the other day.
Yeah.
Good
And
out.
it showed him like it was shaking hands with like Joe Rogan, and
Yeah.
I think like he spoke to Mel Gibson, and Mel
Yeah.
Gibson like saluted him with some
Shane
weird
Gillis.
shit. Yeah, straight against all that, like, obviously. And then like Jack White put this big fucking post up, and it was like, have you got it there?
I'm just searching now.
Couldn't find it.
Is this as bad as the Helen Mirren speech at the Oscars?
It wasn't even. It
Did
wasn't
anyone
like.
hear that?
Yeah, spaghetti everywhere, from both
I'll
ends.
find out.
Do you guys remember the Helen Mirren speech at the Oscars a few years ago?
Do you know what? I think I remember murmurings of it as a story.
So
I don't
she-
think I ever looked into
she
it.
But they
came
get
out-
so mind-washed that they think they're going to stop Hitler
Yeah,
by
like
being
it's-
against some
she-
moderate Republican.
She came out and
So
started
strange.
calling the UFC like racist and homophobic and horrible and all this without knowing at that time that was one of the sports with the most like black champions in
Yeah,
it.
it's
It had the
ridiculous.
first professional female lesbian champion at the time
Yeah.
in a combat sport and things like that.
Yeah.
She was like, and our culture is being degraded from this racist and these homophobes, and it was like, bitch, you don't even know what
Yeah,
you're
you
talking
don't.
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Like, do
You
you
know, I'm
actually?
just a fan.
This
Don't
is
judge
like-
the rest of them by me. But also, it's like the black guys are only fighting the black guys because they're the best at it. That's the champ and the contender. It's not a
That's
Mandingo
what does my
battle.
head in when people say like, I bet you fucking watch Joe Rogan and stuff like that. Like,
Oh man.
and you
Yeah,
go,
don't.
you
I
sound like
wanna
someone
sound
who's
shows,
never
isn't it?
watched Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
Like,
I
the
had
stuff
it.
you
I had
say.
it the other day.
Of course.
Someone said about it, and they were like, "Oh, he's like transphobic. He's racist." And I was like, "Where are you getting that? You've
Yeah.
clearly not listened to a podcast because he's not at all."
No,
like,
neither of
And they
those.
just went.
yeah, they
They
just
put
get
their handbag back on their shoulder and fucked up.
It's just like it annoys me, but I just try and stay calm as much as I can. Cause I'm like, I'm not gonna.
I don't
change
engage
it.
in
I've never had a
conversations.
sensible conversation about Ukraine.
No,
Since
Oh,
it was kicked off, I was
mate.
like, don't you think it's funny? I think
Yeah.
Ukraine, power for the
Yeah,
people.
I was like,
Ukraine,
fuck
power for the
this.
people. Refugees welcome, power for the people.
I love that
like that-
video of
yeah,
that
yeah.
guy up in fucking London.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
all on a welcome
Refugees,
refugees fucking protest, and he's going around. He's like, right, so I'm just doing a list. Can you take them? And he's like putting a microphone in front of their face.
Yeah,
Can you take them at yours? Can I put you down on my list? And they're
Anyone
like,
that's saying take refugees, he's like, oh, cool, you agree.
Yeah, he's like, I'll put you
let
down
me,
on the
let
list.
me add your address.
Nice.
Well, actually, I live above
yeah,
shore.
oh, I haven't got the
North
space.
Carolina.
Oh, I
space,
would, but I would, but
Nice.
I would, honestly, but I
And then, like,
I'm
at the
wearing
very
wrong
end of the
shoes.
video, he goes, it clicked. It's obviously edited all the way
Of
through,
course,
whatever.
of course.
He's probably actually had some sensible answers.
Of course
but
he has. Of course he has. He's had some lovely
He's
people.
just, yeah.
So-
But he
But he
got the
gets the-
ones that I liked, and then he showed me.
Yeah,
and I'm on
yeah.
his team.
He gets to the end and he's like, so what should we do with him then? And then just Geezer was just like, and literally had no answer. And it was like, that is the best way to finish that video
So
ever.
the creepiest thing I found with the Ukraine stuff is that there was. Do you remember that video was posted from about 2016, 2014, and it was some American pundit. I think he was a journalist for some top political magazine in the United States, and he was on one of the talk shows they have. There's the guy who used to have the political show when he was like anti-Bush at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
know
think
that-
he also got arrested out
Stephen
there,
Colbert. Stephen Colbert.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
It was,
no,
co-
sorry,
it was,
must
the,
have
it was an
been
episode
that,
of the Colbert
Yeah,
show,
Colbert's a boy.
and the journalist on the show was talking about how basically, so at the moment we're trying to steal Ukraine from Russia
Yeah.
without pissing off Russia so much that they start a war over it.
Yeah.
But we're trying to steal Russia's
Yeah, we're
girlfriend.
using
Imagine
NGOs
Ukraine
to
and,
control their power
Russia
and their
are Batman and Robin. We're trying to steal Robin away without pissing off Batman.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's-
And then now here we are in 2022, and we've
Did you
clearly
watch-
pissed off Batman.
Did you watch the Oliver
bet
Stone
watched-
documentary on Ukraine?
No, I didn't. I've heard about
I think
this.
it's called
I
like
pressed
Ukraine
play,
on
but then I
Fire
got
or
to Oliver
something like that.
Stone.
Yeah, I've heard about
Yeah,
this.
that was really good because I watched that before it kicked off the second time round.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
time round, and then I've watched it again since it's kicked
it's-
off and gone. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that mate,
oh,
fuck it, it's
okay.
really good. A little bit of history on Ukraine
Yeah.
and Russia, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but it goes deep dive Ukraine history, like fucking way back. And then and it's just really fucking. It was like, oh, okay, I can see what's going on here. Right.
Yeah.
And then
One of
and
my
since it's
favourite
kicked off
things-
again, you've gone.
Well,
About
remember
this
when-
like short form media consumption is you can get a headline from 2018 and then you get a headline from today, and it's the same institute, the same
Yeah,
shit, but it's
yeah.
completely opposite opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ukraine,
yeah.
most
Yeah.
corrupt Nazi
Yeah,
bullshit,
yeah.
shithole, energy, money
Yeah.
laundering shit. Ukraine, what a beautiful diamond in the middle
Yeah.
of Eastern
Mate,
Europe.
Make sure you change your profile picture to have a Ukrainian flag on it. That's really going to help everyone
So what's been
out.
annoying me, right,
I do
I
want to
don't
hear this
care.
Jack White tweet.
deep
I'll get to it in a bit.
about like Ukraine or the Pride either way, But I thought it was like an international law that you don't fly a flag higher than your own flag.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
working in central London, on the way to Sam's gig, it was still June, so it was Pride Month, and I walked past MI6, the, what do you call it, the internal house, whatever, the, what do you call it, Home Office.
Oh yeah.
And I
yeah,
walked past Parliament, I walked through the Royal, like, the big old road up to the thing where they have all the processions. All that,
Like Paramount.
Ukrainian flag, gay flag, British flag, all at the same
All the
height,
same, yeah.
Yeah.
all different, and they got them all leaning forward and different bits attached to them, so they lean forward square. And I was like, I thought flag was a flag, like a pride flag
Yeah.
wouldn't count to be put on that pole.
Yeah.
I don't care what it stands for. I don't care anything about that. But the rules of flags are the rules of flags.
Yeah, that's the flag.
It's like, why's your train got tyres?
Yeah.
This is a train rules.
On a train
Certain
track. Yeah.
distance, certain things, certain track. It's the whole point of having trains. That's like from my autistic perspective. It's just been annoying me. My personal politics aside, that is a real grievance.
But if you take so much joy out of waving flags, I don't think you deserve a flag. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? If your pride and joy is waving that flag, you ain't done enough to earn waving that flag.
But
See what I'm saying?
Regardless,
There's a lot more
yeah.
to it than
flags
just waving
aren't
it.
for waving.
You've got to have a bit of something behind it.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You've got to have done something to be able to be proud of waving
proud
that
of
flag.
that, yeah.
Don't just be waving the flag and taking your pride from
But
that.
it's like comparing your scout
Any flag,
badges
any
to
flag.
Yeah,
military medal. Do you know what I
Scout
mean?
badges are sick. What do you mean?
Yeah, but like, it's not the same shit.
never got
So
any.
you can make your own embroidery badge, but it
Yeah.
doesn't mean what the
Anything,
two
yeah.
stripes or the fucking
Yeah,
thing on
yeah,
mate's
I get
collar
you.
means
Yeah, yeah.
anywhere near. So I have a flag that represents a country that's lasted fucking thousands of years.
Biggest empire in history. Represent.
All time.
You're
Greatest
welcome.
country
You
on
are.
the
Hey,
earth.
rest of the world, Africa, West Indies,
You're
Asia.
welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you.
But so all of that, someone come up with a fucking silly flag as well. It's like the basicest shit,
Yeah.
and we fly them at the same height
Yeah, yeah,
in the same procession. It's like, oh yeah, and don't forget,
yeah. Yeah,
they
I
don't
get
only
you.
represent Britain, we represent Ukraine for some reason.
Yeah.
Even though there's no war declared,
No.
all
it's-
we've done is sent them like, okay, we'll tick the box to mean
Send
that
them
it's
loads of
okay
money.
to do
Yeah,
X,
send
Y,
them
and
loads
Z.
of money. They're
Well,
Well, there was
our
literally
guys
a
train
meeting
their
this
guys.
week. We mentioned it earlier. There's literally a meeting this week at
Yeah,
NATO.
NATO are like, should we end the world now?
Yeah,
World War
they've-
Three or no?
They're having a
Yeah.
meeting about it, whether they should let Ukraine into NATO.
Mm.
Oh, so that's going to start.
Well,
Well, here's the thing: all it takes is one country in NATO to go. That's fucking retarded.
Yeah,
don't do
don't do
that.
that. It's
And then
Belarus
they
in
won't do
NATO.
it. So it has to be unanimous, which
Yeah.
means we're fucking lucky.
Yeah, everyone
But-
has
Have
to
you seen
veto
like the
power, don't
background on like why, like the Russians are so pissed off with it? Like, as in like the moving of the weapons slowly eastwards.
Yeah, I've seen all of
so
that.
they're
Yeah,
practicing.
They're literally on their border.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
And so
Like what I
like,
was saying
you,
about
if you
my
look
dad
back
being
to
stationed
when
in Germany,
like,
we
you
used to
look-
lay mines along the
Yeah.
Russian border. There's a whole NATO thing.
yeah.
Go
For
on.
like forever.
You look back to like when my mind's just gone completely fucking blank now.
Sorry,
Oh
bro.
shit.
But like the
Well, it's the same as the
encroachment of
Cuban-
NATO
No,
on Russia. is
Cuba.
what we're getting at.
Yes,
Yeah.
Cuban Missile
So,
Crisis.
yeah.
I was going to say the
so
same
you go
thing.
back to
yeah.
that, and
Yeah.
everyone's losing their minds
Yeah.
because they were going to set up some missiles like
And all
close
the
to the American border,
yeah.
and now they're setting up missiles
Yeah.
on the Russian border,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's poor Ukraine. And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
No,
And it's
like,
literally been like, all right, you've done this. I accept that. That was shit. You promised you wouldn't, but you've already come west this far or
Yeah.
east this far. You're encroaching on this territory. You said you wouldn't. You said there would be a border,
Yeah.
and there isn't. And then the last border they had was Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
so now I swear down, do not touch Ukraine. Handshake, don't touch Ukraine. That's all we
Yeah.
do. All the American companies move in, all the American intelligence moves in, trying to sway Ukraine. They basically split it in two.
Yeah.
The Donetsk and the
Yeah,
big
yeah.
thing was
Yeah.
like a civil war, and they come to an agreement over that, and then betrayed it the day that it expired.
Yeah.
It's almost
like-
It's so
It was-
fucked up,
yeah.
man.
It's almost exactly like you said about Cuba, in a way that, if you think of it this way, what you just described about how, Ukraine got a new government come in and everything, yeah.
Yeah,
And
a
do you
positive
remember
one.
the documentary we watched, Winter in Ukraine or Ukraine on Fire?
Oh yeah.
Winter on Fire, something like that, and it was about how Ukraine elections when they wanted to enter NATO, but a Russian held up government were fighting against it, and they were killing protesters on the street
Yeah,
who wanted
yeah.
to join NATO and things like that. Now, a lot of people think that was like a lot of funding from outside countries funding these protests and funding this one to get into NATO. Even if it wasn't, it was a natural progression that happened, almost civil war-like, for this new government, which is Zelensky, to get into power.
It always looks like he's going carp fishing.
Did you see that thing the other day? where he
Formal
said-
events, what, you couldn't hire a tux, you're the president, you come carp fishing.
Was he not like a former male stripper or some shit?
Comedian,
Well,
professional
he was
comedian.
like a-
stand-up.
Comedian who used to
But he's like a
do
shit
like a
one,
strip
do you know?
show or something.
I don't know,
'Cause
I
that's
thought
what
he
He's
was
got talent tiers, sort of
Yeah,
dickhead.
yeah.
He was a stand-up who used to play a character of the Ukrainian leader on their TV.
Oh, so it's
weird.
fucking like
Yeah.
It's
Like
Black
Brit-
Mirror shit.
somebody
Yeah.
like playing Boris Johnson and
Yeah.
then becoming.
Yeah,
As soon as they
yeah.
flicked on their Hadron Collider, it become real.
It's like what's it? The dude from Buffy who played the Prime Minister in Little Britain.
Yeah.
Oh
Actually being the Prime Minister.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
He wouldn't be a bad one.
He wouldn't be a bad one, would he? Fucking, we'd all be Buffy.
We'll be sorted for vampires.
Yeah, it would be fucking cushy for vampires. But now, if you look at that, so if you look at that as a big social change, almost like a revolution, like what happened in Cuba during that time, where they became
Or
a
the Arab
socialist
Spring.
government, or the Arab Spring.
Yeah.
It's the
But,
runoff of the
this,
Arab
but this
Spring.
is what I'm saying. This is the way it equates exactly to Cuba. Yeah. After that, after the Ukraine one, the US easily moved weapons into Ukraine, and that's what pissed Russia off. Yeah.
Yeah.
When Russia tried moving shit to Cuba after their social change and their social reform, they were like, no,
you can't do
so
that.
much that they didn't even put it there.
Yeah.
If they put it there,
yeah.
World War III would
Was
have
gonna
broken
happen,
out.
yeah. Yeah.
So now they've just allowed it to happen on the other side, and
But it's okay.
and fingers
this
crossing
time
that
the
World War
aliens
III
aren't
ain't going to
stopping
kick
it.
out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's the X-Men who stopped Cuban Missile
Oh yeah, it
Crisis.
was.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
the X-Men.
Magneto, yeah.
That's it. Magneto firmed it, didn't
Yeah,
it? Really?
he
That's
fucking
what,
smashed that
I
shit.
think that's what I like most about conspiracies. They all link together somewhere
Corkboard,
around.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this
It all
Ukraine
makes
shit
sense.
now is linking back to Cuba, linking back
Yeah.
to Kennedy, linking
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
this, linking back to that, and it just it
Talking
all
of
goes
the
around.
Cuban
reaction
Missile
solution.
Crisis, Magneto, Xavier, who you guys joining?
Magneto.
Magneto, yeah.
Xavier's got a
No
fucking school,
idea
bro.
who
He's a
you're on
nerd.
about.
So
He's
I
a
mean,
fucking
in,
goon.
in
my
X-Men,
head
you got
and-
Magneto
Right.
and
Yeah,
Xavier.
gets
Right.
out my
And
fucking
let me
head.
fucking
Okay.
get a Mystique. Let me get
So one of
find out
them
what
is
that's
saying,
like.
we're mutants, we got superpowers, we're the Ubermensch, we're the stronger people, fuck humans, they should be living under our fucking slavery,
Yeah.
yeah? And then you got Xavier being like, look, they may be treating us like shit, but humans and mutants should work together. But Magneto's being
It's
like,
like Martin
we're
and
clearly
Malcolm,
the
bruv.
fucking bombs. Yeah, that is Malcolm and...
And I see myself as like a Huey Newton type of character.
Oh, shit.
Like I'll be... Mutants need their own place.
That's
And
Magneto.
also, I need an AK and a lion skin.
That's Magneto, cuz. You're going full Magneto.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
down
but
with it.
I'm beyond Magneto.
Yeah.
Malcolm was still like fucking pious, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Better than Malcolm was. I'd like, Marcus Garvey, that's another character that's pretty fucking cool.
That's a pretty cool
He
one.
dressed up like an admiral.
He did.
And
But
he was the whole
he
fucking,
weren't in
like,
the X-Men though,
separatism
was he,
thing.
bro?
But as in, like, if I'm comparing X-Men, I don't know what X-Men Marcus Garvey would be.
And that's what I'm trying to say. I want to compare historical figures to X-Men.
Okay. So Martin is Xavier.
Yeah. And Malcolm is Magneto.
Malcolm is Magneto.
Yeah.
Who's Wolverine, cuz?
No, he's like undying.
Yeah.
He might be like the
Booker T.
the
Washington.
idea of rioting.
Oh.
That's always been big in the civil rights.
Yeah.
It's
And
never
Cyclops is the Psyops.
Oh, Psyops is selling more crack.
Storm is that certain religion controlling the weather.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Storm is the tool that they use to get into the community.
Saving the world. Sorting
Storm
out
is
conspiracies
hip-hop.
with X-Men.
Jean Grey and Satanism because of all the fire and shit.
Yeah, there you go, because of the Phoenix and
Phoenix in that.
She's like the risk of a white bitch.
Yeah.
I made it, but remember the community. You don't need a ginger bitch. Go like a little bit less white bitch because they're crazy. If you start this fire, you will burn the world to
Yeah.
ashes. Who's the one that? The teleporter,
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler. Yeah.
Nightcrawler. He'd be like
He's
a
a-
weird one.
CIA.
Yeah,
they're
'cause
just
he's
they're
vanishing and
they're
appearing
just
everywhere.
fucking
Poof, poof.
popping up everywhere.
Yeah,
boom,
But
boom,
from
boom,
like
boom.
from what I know about Nightcrawler, he's like shy and like a bit of a virgin.
No, that's the
Yeah,
movie.
that's a front.
That's the movie. In the comics, he's like fucking precocious and thinks he's a pirate.
Yeah, that sounds like CIA.
Yeah, it's the CIA.
Yeah, we'll just take shit.
Well, actually, I was
yeah,
going to
the
say
fact
something.
that
Yeah,
I think
that's-
he's lots of different personalities
Exactly.
makes him the CIA.
There you go.
CIA sorted. What about what is it? Beast?
Beast.
The big dude.
He's
who
like a
sent
nerd,
out-
but he'll fuck you up. That's the
It's like-
British Illuminati.
Oh,
No, I was
God,
going to say
yeah.
that's some sort of like Tesla, some sort of like. What's the company that makes the robots?
Oh yeah, what are they?
Boston Dynamics.
Yeah.
I see one of them dogs chasing a guy the other day.
Chasing a dude.
Yeah, not in real life, but in a
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
Shit.
It's scary.
They made a video of one chasing a dude.
Yeah, a guy runs upstairs, jumps over a rail, jumps back over,
Oh,
and runs
fuck
off, and
off.
gets all confused and walks around the bottom of the stairs.
Fuck off! Why'd they make that video? They're trying to shit me up.
They're trying to teach me. Up and down the stairs, over the handrail once, over the handrail twice. Bing, that's the cheat code.
That's the only
Robots
reason I
stuff.
train and work out is because I'm waiting for the robots to come and they're getting fucked up, bro.
Do you reckon jiu-jitsu's gonna stop
Nah.
the robot?
No, not at all. But I'll
No,
give
but
it
that
a go.
pit bull's spirit, though.
Yeah, that's
I'm a real dog. I've got a dog in me.
dog.
You got copper and fucking cobalt.
I
I'm gonna
genuinely
scrap you, son.
I genuinely do though. There's a playlist which I really like. There's another podcast I listen to. I think we've shouted out a fair few podcasts tonight. There's one which I really enjoy called War Mode, and their intro to
They're nearly
their
as good as that browsing history. Yeah?
they're not as good as browsing history.
Yeah,
Browsing
they're getting
history is
there.
way better.
They're not as influential within a 3-metre radius.
The War Mode dudes, every podcast starts with like a old dad rock song or something simple as Dido, like the song she did with Eminem, like.
Yeah.
But then over the top, it's just like quotes from the news, Alex Jones, random conspiracy
Yeah, I see.
shit, and it's just blasting. Or they'll do like quotes from I don't know, funny meme videos and shit. And it's just a super mix, 2 hours long of these dad rock tunes with fucking these clips spoken over them. And that's what I lift weights to, pretending that who's gonna carry the boats? While fucking
frogs are gay!
yeah, that's it. That's my work, and I'm deadlifting to that.
being gay? Yeah, PRs and not even fucking posting on Instagram. Pure power.
I sent you a quote from one of them the other week while lifting, didn't I? About how
Yeah, you
the
kept trying to
government.
convince me, and I'm at work. I can't actually listen to it and appreciate it right now. When do I have time to appreciate it? Here's another one.
The state shouldn't. Oh, I can't even remember
It's been
it.
12 minutes, and that first video
Yeah.
was 2.5 hours long. What do you want me to do with this, Sam?
That's like Ross and his
recommend
fucking
it.
editing.
I recommend
Yeah,
it.
did that, yeah. It's
Hey,
fucking
it's
3
fucking-
hours long, Ross. I
remember
recorded
the
it 3 hours ago.
That's going to be this week, I'm afraid,
Yeah.
lads.
Yeah, without a
Yeah.
green screen, you got to edit in all these fucking like oral parts. Like, hey, remember that thing we were talking about? And it's like the man they're talking about is known as the Duchy of. Instead of just getting a little quick picture.
Yeah.
Join teams, boy. You got a mic stands. We got a big green piece of cloth.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
That green screen. Green
You
is
son of a
wrong,
bitch, I'm in.
We got him.
We want to get to a point one day where we can rent a studio, which is just one giant
Yeah,
green
that would
screen
be
room,
sick.
and we can just do the podcast in there.
I sort of
Same
wanted
studio
to-
they do Babe Station, and then while they're leaving work, we convince them to come.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted
Shit,
to-
that's not a bad idea. Get a hold of those studios. What are they doing with them in the day?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. You don't need to sleep, bitches. Just walk around on my podcast. You got 16 hours to come up with a Native American costume, and then you're in here bored out your mind. The hits. It's the hits.
Yeah, I wanted to build a studio at the end of the garden.
Oh, yeah.
At some point, I'd
Yeah,
like
that's a
to.
good
That's my
shout.
sort of thing, like for the music, and then
Yeah.
obviously the podcast as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's like a separate little place.
Of course.
Don't have to kick the family out when we do the
that's-
next episode.
I feel bad for like every time.
I
we
feel bad for my nephew. He's currently stood at the end of the driveway waiting.
It's fucking
Poor little
raining.
fucker,
as
it's freezing out there.
Every time we record at my flat, my girlfriend's got to go chill in the bedroom, and every time afterwards, she's like, "Are you treating me like some sort of Islamic wife?" No, just because I got
prayer.
the boys round and you got to sit in a separate
Yeah,
room,
yeah.
love. Like, it ain't like that.
To
To
me,
be
it's like
fair,
that, and I
she had
enjoy that
enough.
part.
She had enough notice to make a plan. So
Good, good.
hopefully she's not too pissed at me.
That's the life of podcasting in our middle ages, lads.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
boy.
can't keep happy wife, can you?
Yeah, it's hard. It's
It
really
is.
difficult.
But she
I
don't
think
know.
it's worth
In a
it.
year's time, love, I'm hitting 14k on the Patreon.
Have you set up a Patreon yet?
No, never.
No, we haven't.
what we do ain't good enough to charge people money.
Yeah, that's
We
what I was
had a,
thinking. That's
We had
We
a
got a
QR
thing come up.
codes that went to our Patreon and it actually made them donate money to Ukraine. 6.7 billion by accident. Out of nowhere. They can't even fly the
That
jets
creased me
before.
out. That come out in the news. They were like, yeah, by accident.
Oh,
It's
it's
like,
mental,
fuck
wasn't
off.
it?
Isn't
Like-
that oh no, it was billions, not trillions.
It was billions.
The amount they lost in the fucking budget analyst's office on 9/11.
Do you know the one that always
Oh.
got me? Do you know the one that always got me was when our ex-Prime Minister, she weren't Prime Minister at the time, She was when David Cameron was Prime Minister. Theresa May, yeah.
Lost all the nonce documents.
She was in
That's how she earned
charge.
her post.
She was in
Keir
charge.
Starmer looked after all the nonces. That's why he's the leader.
Yeah.
She was in charge of all of the files and documents to do with paedophiles working in Parliament and the BBC and places like
shit.
that. She'd lost them.
Do you know, like,
She
lost
lost them.
do you know,
What
like
a
when
silly
nerd is holding a load of
sausage.
papers and
She
you
was
just
going
slap
through the
bottom?
meadows.
Someone
cuz.
did that on the bus and she never
Oh, mate.
gathered them up.
No,
Yeah.
bruv, I heard she was drinking. She was running through the meadows. Remember, it was the most wild thing she ever did. I was like, what's the most wild? Well, when I was young, I frolicked in the meadows and I lost an entire document about every one of my colleagues being fucking paedophiles.
But don't you also think that she looks like a spitting image doll of Margaret Thatcher?
Yes.
Yeah.
If it like got
Yeah.
stretched out, and
Yeah.
then Donald Trump is like the quintessential American businessman, yuppie,
yeah.
white collar, blue shirt, finance,
Yeah, yeah.
cocaine guy.
Yeah.
And then Putin is the bear riding, fucking karate master, Russian KGB.
Yeah.
I feel like it was all. It's like that was what made me feel the most like we lived in a simulation.
Yeah, because
Well, when
that
them
felt
three
like
cabbies were knocking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Russia is back to Russia. America's back to America, and we've got a worse fucking prime minister ever
Yeah.
reincarnated.
Yeah.
Weird as fuck it was for
It
me.
was weird. I also
I
found
missed Gordon Brown at that point. That's saying
that one-eyed fucking
it was
Scottish
a weird
twat.
cunt. Sold all the gold.
Did he sell all the gold?
It was worse than Margaret Thatcher for devaluing the currency.
Cunt.
Yeah.
Got rid of all that gold.
The monetary system's a funny one. I love that one. I really like looking into that.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
weird one, isn't it?
it blows my mind.
How
So
it all
the more
sort
you
of
look
first
into it, the
started
more you're
very
like, then why do I have to?
Yeah.
You've got it.
Yeah.
You invented it. Just have it.
Very
Why am I
simple,
involved?
a very simple mechanism to start with that's
Yeah.
just transformed into this fucking absolute mind fuck that probably doesn't need to be
No,
a mind
too much
fuck
so.
now. Like,
Yeah.
And
why-
if you look into it too deep, you get called anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
yeah.
They control the weather too, man.
Yeah, of course they do.
I remember watching
And Hollywood.
I think it was those conspiracy guys episode on. I think it was on Money, and it was just like, we're not saying it was the Jews, but then like, it goes through
no
like,
one said about them. God
Or they
cross.
split them up into all different groups to make it sound like they're not saying the Jews. So the Hebrews, the
Yeah,
Israelis,
yeah.
the Zionists, and the Yiddish
Ashkenazi.
were all doing this thing at this time.
yeah,
Because they didn't have any other option. It's not their fault, but ended up getting excluded from over 109 countries.
yeah. I was
Over
going to say,
2000
everywhere they
years.
go, they get kicked out.
I tell you what,
Because they're mean. They're chosen.
It is funny that, like, I think we've
They
done.
might as well have an apartheid state out
But
of
if
it.
you just said that to someone randomly in the street
Yeah.
who has
You'd sound like a
zero
nutter.
reason,
Yeah.
you'd be like, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Doing our podcast, I think there's been 3 different episodes at 3 random different periods
I
in
nearly bit
time
my tongue in half.
where we've gone, and for some reason, these people at this time decided to have a little genocide of Jewish people. It's happened 3 times in 3
So
random
everyone was going
episodes.
sweet, everything was great, they had a war on 3 fronts, but then all of a sudden they decided to just get rid of these guys.
The one that got me, I think it was the Civil War. Was it the Civil? No, it wasn't. It was Magna Carta. So during Magna
Yeah.
Carta, when we was giving King John Magna Carta and trying to
Yeah.
get rid of him a bit, they created an army up north. And then marched it onto London to try and get him to sign Magna Carta. But when the army turned up in London, they were like, well, look, we need to build a wall around London because it's a shithole. So to build this wall, let's just tear down all the Jewish homes and fucking build a wall.
Yeah. I mean,
So they hit 2 tropes in one then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? 2 right-wing tropes. They fucking smashed the Jews and then they
And
built
built
up
a
a
wall.
wall. It's like, alright, mate, history repeats.
yeah.
It was Zeno.
Yeah.
I wonder why. But yeah, no, the interesting thing from all the history and that is that my biases are being confirmed somehow. So if he think he's a learned scholar. But like the genealogy of it all, like
No, don't
Israel
say that.
doesn't belong to a religion or a race. But like they moved and become different people. Then loads of people were faking it because it was a religion,
Yeah.
and loads of people were legit to it and moved away from it. So the bloodline isn't there anyway.
What about the whole thing
It's
of
like
why?
it's like a confusing.
What about the whole thing of why Islam finds Jerusalem as one of their holy lands? Do you know what it is?
It's like because they're fan fiction.
Yeah, so basically, in the story of when Allah like teleports and ascends to heaven or whatever
Yeah.
they call it in Islam, the only reason that Muslims have claim to Jerusalem It's because their claim is, just before he ascended to heaven, my man's teleported to Jerusalem, and that's where he ascended from.
Yeah.
He was down over here in like this.
It's like
this
when
way,
a rich
but
woman
he fucking teleported
her
to
husband
Jerusalem and
dies, and
ascended
she's
from
like,
there.
he changed the will at the last moment. I got it here signed in my handwriting.
It's a cheeky one, cheeky lads.
But the Allah is like because there was Aramaic, Hebrew, Arabic, all that at the time.
Yeah.
It was the word. It means the God.
Yeah.
So Jesus referred to God as Allah, which is the Aramaic.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So it's just the word.
So Jesus praised Allah.
Allah.
Allah. Okay, Jesus
Praise
praised
it, Daddy.
Jesus praised Allah.
Yeah, more or less.
Damn.
All the same shit.
Allah Akbar.
But the weird thing is, nothing was
favourite
written
thing to
about
say.
Prophet Muhammad
God,
until
I like saying
150
Alan's
years.
snack bar.
Alan's like,
After.
I always like, do you know mashallah, my brother?
Yeah.
I always like mashallah. It's my brother.
Martial arts, baby.
Did you ever see I Pet Goat 2?
No.
It's like a little 7-minute short video.
Yeah.
Alex Jones promoted it on one of his shows.
Beautiful.
And I watched it and I was just like,
I pet goat too.
yeah, it's just
Alright.
weird. It's just weird. You just got but you got to be in the moment with it. You can't get distracted for
Okay.
a second. You just
Okay.
sort of stay in it for seven minutes,
Yeah.
and you're just like, it's weird. It's a good thing.
Alright, I'll check that out.
It's just white noise and brainwashing.
Yeah.
7 minutes, I swear. 7 minutes. Don't you look up.
It's really
It's-
good.
This is that remix I was talking about.
Yeah.
It's just talking about
Yeah, yeah.
brainwashing while I was
It's
it.
great.
I've tried to show a few people it, and then they're just like, just don't get it. They're like,
I'll give it a go.
Huh? And I'm like, yeah, okay, you're the wrong person.
I'll give it a go. I'll always
Gotta
go.
find out who's the right person.
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah.
Keep on your journey. Listen to my fucking podcast. You ain't getting an isolator on floor 4 until you fucking give it 3 hits. I know you got a work phone. Your missus must have a phone.
You've got to listen to at least a minute so I get the play on,
Yeah,
on Spotify podcast.
We was working at trying to work that out. I think it's 10 minutes.
Is
worth
it?
of
10
listening
minutes?
On
I thought it
Spotify
said
to
on
make
the-
It says 60
It
seconds.
says on there
Yeah.
60 seconds. So I was reading a thing the other day. It's like songs on Spotify is 10 seconds.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a percentage thing
content over 20 minutes
yeah.
is a 10-minute listen.
Shit, bruv, we're getting
Yeah.
50 dudes a week. No, yeah, 50 dudes a week listening to.
I think how
At
many
least-
other
at
people
least 10
listen to
minutes.
At
it.
least
You got
10
offended.
minutes. Yeah, bruv. Nice, they ain't even clicking off before we get like.
We need a QR code.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, 60 seconds it says on there.
How you
Yeah,
doing?
that's what the app says, isn't it? 60
it says.
seconds.
60 seconds. Yeah, that's what I thought when we first watched.
If you're, if
But then
the
what
song
he
is
said
like
about if it's
90
over 20
seconds.
minutes, if it's only over 20 minutes.
Because you
Yeah,
get
it's a percentage, isn't it?
podcasts that
Yeah.
are only 20 minutes long, but you can get songs
I
that are
hate
20
those
minutes long
ones.
as well.
I hate those
Yeah.
podcasts.
Yeah, innit? It's like,
They
I'm
usually
gonna have
do
a
like
nice
a
little cuddle up on the
series,
couch.
don't they?
By the time
Yeah.
I'm comfy,
They
it's
do a
over.
little
and I'm like,
series
fuck.
of like
Yeah,
Joe
5
Rogan
that
it
are
is.
20 minutes long. You're like, why don't you just do an hour long fucking
That's
podcast?
it. I won't listen to a podcast if it's not at least an hour long.
Yeah, if it's-
like,
I did listen to there was one on the Windsor when we was trying to do the Windsors episode, our first
oh
one.
yeah,
I was like properly trying to research things.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah, I
be
do stuff like
fucking-
that.
I'm going to be deep diving, but
yeah.
yeah, I was listening to like a podcast and that was only about half an hour long. I think it was 25
Pisses me
minutes
off.
each episode, but there was about 8 of them in a row. And I was like, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Writing notes as
But
I
then
went.
at least fucking 5 minutes of each of those episodes is them introducing.
Intros, yeah.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is what I'm doing
And
this
then an
week.
Yeah,
advert,
and like a
then,
recap
yeah.
on the last one was always and then what's coming up next is on another one. It was
That's it.
a bit annoying. So they really only had 15 minutes of content
Cheeky
out of like
cunts.
the 25.
Well, there you go. They could have just given you an hour episode and you
Exactly,
just sat down
and
in
it's
one
just
and
been all in
enjoyed
one
it.
hit and done.
Yeah. No, exactly that.
I think that's where I sort of with that first one. I was like, I really wanted to go into it deep and get all the info out there.
Yeah.
Then I realised that I was really shit at reading off of a fucking page. I was like,
It's hard, isn't
I was
it?
like, I remember being shit at this at school.
Is it? Do you write all the notes for you and your guys' episodes?
Yeah, I write. Well, to be fair, we tried to both write notes,
Yeah.
and we was like just both bring in whatever we've got, sort of thing.
Yeah. I get you.
I felt like that fucked the chemistry a bit.
It
What?
did,
That both of
because-
you bring in notes
Because we was both like
trying to
reading
combat your notes
and,
without
like,
having
I
a
felt
linear
like
story.
I was thinking about what I was going to say
Yeah.
next rather than listening to what Ross was
Yeah,
saying, and
yeah.
it was like I felt a bit like.
And then
oh,
I was
this
like
is-
scanning the timeline to make sure we didn't go too far with whatever he was saying because I had a bit in between
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
Like, we
So
didn't
I
wanna
was
mention
really
someone,
self-conscious
yeah.
of my notes.
So what we do is like he'll have notes for stuff to go at the start, the
Birthdays
introduction,
and
the
stuff like that,
introduction to like setting the scene
Yeah.
and the birthdays, and then I'll have the notes for stuff. But when you're writing notes, you find, man, I've never written so much.
I know. I
I did
tend to
5 hours straight the other day and was like, I'm dyspraxic. I shouldn't be writing this long. This is a health condition.
I tend to find I will go on something. I'll scan read a load of shit, and I go, like, that seems like that's got some good information.
Yeah.
So I'll copy and paste that into my notes, and then at a later date, like usually on the van drive home,
Yeah.
I'm just reading through my notes. So I've got like
Nice.
45 minutes to an hour just to read through.
Swerving through
And
traffic.
then oh yeah, I'm not driving. He is. So then I sort of edit it to how I would say it.
Yeah.
So I'll take that information. If it needs to be said that the way it is, then that's how it stays.
Yeah,
But if I can put my own spin on it, that's how I'll then write it.
Of course.
So sometimes when stuff gets a bit heavy, I think on the Colts one a bit, I was trying to get through what the narrative description was. Now, all of the stuff they were saying, it was sort of like a statement. It wasn't something I could have improvised on because
Yeah, that's
also it wasn't my view.
It was more like an essay where you got a quote that you have to like, prove and explain.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
So it was more of a quote than what I didn't want to put, because my spin wasn't that thing at all. So
No,
I was like,
no.
this is what the narrative is about Colts.
Yeah.
So I read the whole thing, but yeah, it got a bit messy because I was just like, a couple of fucking long words in there and shit. I was like, struggle with that.
Yeah.
And then
so I find that.
But then the rest of all my notes, all my timeline notes was all what I adapted myself.
Yeah.
So I was a lot more comfortable reading it because it was how it was written was how I would say it.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I write all the notes, and then he just does zero fucking notes.
Well, no, because I started.
But you had the
notes,
comedy into it.
but it
There
didn't
you
work.
go.
And
Yeah.
then the one time I turned up without notes, it went really well. And I was like, well,
that's it. I think we found our
Works
thing.
for me.
If that's what works, you
works
know
for
what
me.
I
I
mean?
haven't got to do any
That's why I
research.
That's kind of
keep
like
saying-
our vibe as well. Like
Yeah.
Sam is the official one.
Yeah.
I'm
just here just reacting literally.
Waterboy the movie. No. Listen, it was just what? No,
We have had a few of them.
Did he have that? Oh, mate, no, he didn't. Listen, can we please just get back to that?
We've had a couple of them where you're just like this, and I'm like, nah, bruv, look, listen to what I just said. We've had like 2 or 3 of them instances.
More than 50% of the episodes have like, wait, who?
And then there's
The
a
guy you were
recap.
talking about with
There's
a
me
wife or the
recapping.
guy with a thing. No, let me be clear.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You start off you go off on a tangent about like completely the wrong thing. It's still funny, so you've got to keep it in. But then you're like, well, no, actually, it was just.
Ah, you've had a Moretti, yeah.
But with like so what we found as well with our best episodes, whenever it's an episode where we're like, yo, we love this subject, yo, we got a sick subject here, listen to the story and the narrative I've come up with this episode, the way this is going to spin is really good, those are the worst episodes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we had the
big
same
time.
thing with our TT
Yeah.
episode.
Best laid schemes.
We are so mad about the TT,
Yeah.
and we were like, this is going to be sick. Like
Yeah.
it was right around the time TT was on as well that we was.
Oh,
This was for like our
perfect.
third
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, no, I listened
We
to
was
that
like,
one.
yeah. And we were like, obviously, we was watching it. I was
Yeah.
taking notes the whole time I was watching for that year. I was like, I want to have the most up to date records. Like this
Yeah,
podcast
of
is going
course.
to be the most up to date. And I went back through history, done this, done that, and I know so much about it.
Yeah.
And I was chucking all this stuff in the notes. And we got there, and we were so buzzing about it because we just watched it for a week on the
Yeah,
telly
of
as well.
course.
We got there, and we've done it, and I think we've done well. But we were just going on about how much we loved it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
it
I
was
feel
so
like we
hard.
were really not engaging, and then like we got to the end of it, it was like, oh yeah, that was quite good. Yeah, like I think we had good feelings about it afterwards.
Yeah.
And then I was like driving away, and I went, I didn't mention this,
Yeah,
or this. None of the rest of it's going to make any sense. So we had
No,
to come
that's
back here the following day, record all them bits in,
Oh,
and then
fucking hell.
you had a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I was trying to cut shit in because I was
Trying
like,
to get that shit
like, listening, and we kind of like half mentioned some bits, but then we went back and re-recorded like a full bit. But it was like I can't really cut that half bit out because that
'Cause then
leads
none of
into
it's
like the
making
next
sense.
bit,
And then
and
that
then
won't
we
make
don't then
sense
have
for
that
another
bit. And I was
bit.
like,
Yeah.
oh mate. I
So
was
there's a
fucking-
couple of points in there where we probably have repeated ourselves similar sort of line over.
Yeah.
But we just could not get it in, but we was way too enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the Windsors was more like it was
It was
okay. It
new
was
to
like
you,
more like a
innit?
timeline, and I touched what I knew about like my little fucking
Little
like
tidbits
take on
here and
it.
there, yeah.
So that was fine. And the tsunami one, like other than I remember it on TV, I didn't remember I didn't
course.
remember much about it. So then, like, obviously all the research I was doing was just new to me, so I was finding out what I thought was good, and that
Yeah.
sort of like that went well.
I felt that tsunami one was just like a bit like too dark. Like it was too
It did,
dark.
yeah. I
of it,
think
like,
after we started researching,
it was just there was like we started talking about the facts and that, and like
careful about how you speak about it.
yeah, it's a bit
Not
like I
out
know
of
it's
like you're scared of
Yeah,
like
of course.
anyone's opinion, but
But-
just like to yourself.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a bit
You
like
can't like I don't actually want to have a joke. I
Yeah,
don't
it's a
wanna
bit
Yeah.
like
be
Yeah.
like,
just
oh,
all we're
this.
talking about is how many horrific people like deaths there were and like people dying. It was a bit
To be
like
fair, for a history podcast, I don't think we've covered anything that dark.
No, that was darker than I thought.
Yeah, we
Like,
kind of fly over it.
But like with
'cause
like
what I think it's like you've got a long span of time to tell the story.
Yeah.
It's not like, and imagine
yeah
10,000 actual
Yeah.
men like me and you died on the
Yeah.
floor from a spear.
where we're just like, hey, they sieged this castle
anyway,
for a few
10,000
years.
done.
Yeah, 'cause
Anyway,
like-
castle.
Because like you'll talk about
feast.
battle and be like, yeah, like 3,000 people died. And you're like, wow, that's crazy. And then you're then talking about the next bit, so you kind of don't really have time to digest it. But like you're saying, like,
But it's also
If you was to,
we're
if you was to
zooming in
deep
on
dive
the
into
battle.
that battle,
Yeah,
it'd be
I get what you're
depressing.
saying.
if you deep dived into that one particular battle, and you was like you went through the story of that battle, which was like maybe 2 days long,
Yeah,
but you'd have
which is rare.
you'd
But
have
then, as soon as
you'd
you
have like an
research
hour and a
that,
half
you understand all
podcast
the
on 2
outside
days
factors.
rather than
And
an
it's
hour and a half
depressing.
podcast.
It's in a
over an
depressing
empire.
hour and a
Yeah.
half as well because it's just talking about people getting fucked up. And you're like,
Exactly,
oh,
yeah.
shit.
Which is sort of where we went with the tsunami event. Was like the waves only happened for like a few hours.
Yeah, no, exactly. You can't. Yeah.
And
you
so
gotta
all we then really
concentrate
had to talk about was how they found the bodies for the next like
Of course.
couple of
And it
months.
was just dark, man. You just
Yeah.
you kept on bringing up like child deaths. I was like, bro,
Ah.
It was
come
bad,
on, man,
but
let's
then,
stop
like,
this shit.
In them documentaries, they were the bits that fucking got me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Like I was like, oh fuck, like, and I
Yes.
don't know whether that's like, I don't know whether it hits people different when you've got kids and stuff as well. But like straight away, as soon as that come on, I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah,
that's
see,
a
I'm-
3-year-old.
Yeah,
My boy is free, you know, sort of thing.
yeah,
You're
of
like,
course.
you're
I
making
used
that
to be
link.
free.
I'm still sat there watching them documentaries like, fuck them kids.
There was a film about
They
the,
know kung fu,
Boxing Day.
otherwise I don't care.
Yeah, and then what? Is there any evidence of their belts? Bunch of white belts. Just as I expected.
But the world records one was, I think, where we turned.
Yeah.
I was so high for that. It was a joke.
Sound of
Because we both just went, let's go find some world records.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
like,
It
he
was
knew
fun,
that I was
man.
going to go for the stupid
I-
most ridiculous
Weirdest
one.
ones.
I was actually looking through it. It was like one like how many cocktail sticks and getting a beard. I was like, Ross has got that one. That's fine. Like, I just knew which one you were gonna go for.
Have you had an episode you'd have to delete yet?
Yeah, we had
The Colts one was
We-
pretty.
one you say that we had to delete.
You've deleted
You had
yourself.
to do it
Yeah,
twice,
yeah,
and like, that
yeah,
didn't go well.
yeah.
Let's do
Yeah,
it again.
yeah,
After we was on a roll from the world records
set of
one, we were
kidneys.
so fucking buzzing. We was
Yeah.
like, that's the direction we're going. We're going to talk about this stupid shit. We decided to try and do a Strange Deaths one.
Oh, nice.
Again, went through, I found loads. They were
Cool.
really fucking
I like
funny.
that, yeah.
They were really funny. But I think we got too
It was
high.
weird. It was after work as well.
Oh, no, it was a
after
Sunday.
work.
It was a late on Sunday. We were watching
Oh, that's it,
Glastonbury
yeah,
on
yeah.
a Sunday. And you were sat there, and I was sat here. We had a bit of a smoke. And
Yeah.
I'm looking at
we
my
were
4 o'clock
knackered.
alarm and that.
Yeah.
And you know when you just
Literally.
just nothing was it weren't bouncing right, and I was like, oh,
And I
this
kept
feels
going.
like-
I was like, come on, we need to be a bit more
yeah,
enthusiastic.
yeah, fucking sweet.
We were like proper like we were trying to G each other up. I was like, come on, we need to be more interested in this one. I was like, we'd go like the next 2 that we done was like, yeah, and then just back to.
I think we dropped into a similar thing to what we did with the Windsors though. We were like looking at our next
Yeah.
note while the other person was talking, so you
Yeah,
weren't really
yeah.
engaging with it, like, and there was like we weren't really listening.
There,
and then it
there
was a bit-
might be like a savable 35 to 50 minutes maybe.
We said we might keep it and like just use it as like clips for like.
That's not bad.
Shit,
One
like YouTube
where
and
like the
shit.
first like maybe 20 minutes was funny as fuck.
So we had
And it didn't record, and I kept drinking, and
yeah.
then we did it again and tried to like recreate it, so it come off as lame anyway. And by that time, I was fucking levered.
For me, it was the one where we did. I can't remember what the week.
Was the Knights Templar we had to
No,
do
this
twice?
yeah. So a week before, I can't remember the episode before that. I can't remember what it was. I think it was Marcus Aurelius. So we had just recorded Marcus Aurelius, which in my opinion is still one of my favourite episodes we've done.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It's a really fun one.
That's what
What's a
really-
quick brief on that one?
So it's just about the philosopher emperor of Rome, Marcus Aurelius. He was one of the 5 great emperors of Rome. Absolute Donny. He's the big Donny who Russell Crowe loves at the start of Gladiator.
okay,
He's
yeah,
the only
yeah,
true
yeah.
Roman emperor who
Yeah.
should be a Roman emperor.
Yeah, yeah.
Not only is he a
Sigma
bad,
build and also based.
not only is he a bad, not only is he a bad man on the battlefield, he's also like this philosopher king. He's
Okay,
a Donny. He wrote the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius.
He's like the
Real
Jordan
G.
Peterson of the time.
Yeah, he's fucking gangster as hell. So we did that, and we felt so good. We're looking good. We're feeling good. We've had a few drinks, and we're like, you know what, bruv? We've got
Oh, yeah,
time.
we doubled
My
up.
missus ain't home this weekend. Why don't we fucking record next week's episode straight away?
Yeah.
Why don't
Let's
we
go.
get some strippers?
Let's go.
One
And
more
then he
episode,
went.
bro. Oh,
He was
okay.
like, "Have you even finished the notes for the next episode?" I was like, "I ain't finished writing them
I know
down,
enough."
but I know what happens. Bro. I don't care. We've had a few drinks. I remember." And then I tried. I can't remember recording that episode really, if I'm honest. I remember us having a fag break, and that's about it.
Yeah, the fresh air sent me.
Yeah.
No, I remember.
So
it.
did
And
you
then I
listen
listened
back?
to it the
Yeah.
next day and was like, "No, this
I've
ain't
not
happening."
even listened to that Strange Death one.
Yeah, we
because
haven't
I'm like,
listened to it. We just knew.
I just know.
We
It's
just
Yeah.
knew that we weren't bouncing that day.
Yeah, I had like a 13-minute Purple Rain solo.
You ain't far off. I think you actually genuinely did have like a long part where you're just singing Purple Rain.
I don't doubt it. I said it. That's what I do.
You need to put that on YouTube. Just 30 minutes.
I'm going to do it on your podcast, that's alright.
Well, we're lucky, even though you didn't hit record on yesterday's episode, we're lucky it didn't catch our bad dancing at the end of the episode.
That was pretty good. A little bit racist. I've seen him do it. I was trying. I wanted to do it as well.
Yeah, I was trying to join in. It weren't a cultural appropriation, it was cultural
I wouldn't
appreciation.
appropriate that shit. You think I am, bro? I want to be a horse.
We were dressed as native, dancing in my living room to native tribal music.
First Nations, actually, I think.
Sorry.
Half and half, a little bit. Either way, I just went for the stereotypical featherhead man.
Classic.
And I was like more about being sexy than being a native. Which I think is the way to go.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go
sells.
forward.
That's just how
You guys
everyone...
got groupies yet?
No, not yet. We're going to go with the
I'll
feathers.
teach you how to deal with that, because I've been...
Oh, you got to hear the story of him lying to his own son. So he was at the beach with his family, and he was at the beach with his family, and this girl came up to him, which is the shout out for what the girl said in the first place is pretty rad. But she came up to him and was like, "My friends, I'm on a hendo, and my friends have just dared me to go take a random selfie with the long-haired sexy guy," and he was feeling himself just from that.
Sexy boy.
So because he's loving that.
Sexy Tarzan.
So she takes a photo with him and leaves, and then his son comes up to him and goes, "What was that all about?" Now his son knows he does a podcast because the baby
abandon him every Thursday. No, Daddy, no! People must know history.
And so Ryan tells his fucking son, "Yeah, she's a fan of the podcast, isn't she? She just wanted a fucking photo with me."
Famous, aren't I? I got recorded.
That's amazing.
Isn't it? I wish I got someone to lie to.
We were
like
saying
that.
that we was walking through London one day. We was like crossing the road. There was like a load of people in the way. I was like, "Come on, move out of the way." And a couple of people like just shifted to the side. I was like, "Oh, it's because of my famous podcast." On my way to Tesco to get my meal deal, but like, woo, they moved for me.
My favourite one I had was, and it's not to do with podcasting, it's to do with another thing I do. So I was teaching the kids class at the gym I work at.
Is that chaos when you're teaching the kids?
No, man, I'm fucking...
Is it like...
How
a
old do you
strict
teach
bastard.
them from?
Don't bring them,
told
I'm
you
kidding.
need to
5
get
years
down
old.
there.
5 years old.
Alright, since 5.
So I'm teaching them, right? And at the same time, I'm doing some other job. I do a little bit of like background scene stuff in like movies and TV series and that, right?
He's like an extra,
You're an
that
extra.
you're allowed to hurt.
Yeah. I'm an extra. You're allowed
Stunt
to
extra.
hurt. So basically, I'm not a stuntman at all because you have to be part of a British stunt registry and all of that. But if there's a battle scene
Kind of a stuntman, though,
in
to
like
a
a TV
layman.
show or a film or something like that, I've got the right little connections to get a job having a sword fight in the background of a battle scene.
That's cool.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty dope.
Do you
It's
get to
good.
die?
Yeah, I get to die. I get to swing swords. I get to dress in foam armor. It's fucking shit hot. So I'm doing one of the shows. The last one I did, well, not the last one I did, but one I've done in the past was House of Dragon. And the kids, I had to go away from work for.
You
a week.
worked on House of Dragon?
Yeah. Not worked on a couple of fucking days. I had to go for.
They wrote it about my life, though.
I had to go away for a week to film this fucking battle scene, right? And the kids, when I come back, are like, "Where have you been, motherfucker? Like, where? No, you should be here." I'm like, "Sorry, kids, I was away shooting a TV show or shooting a film." I think I said to them. They were like, "What film?" And I was like, "Look, it's a bit grown up for you. You probably ain't allowed to watch it because I know there's nudity in these shows.
Yeah.
You probably ain't allowed to watch it. It's grown up. It's not for you. Don't worry about it. We're doing jiu-jitsu. Don't worry about it." Next day, a parent comes up to me and goes, "Why did my kid tell me that you were in an adult film?" I was like, "Fuck no."
And what's it called?
Talking of that, though, we used to train with a bird who was, it's relevant, Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she
I
was.
think it's like this second episode is a big orgy.
Yeah.
But she's already like a porn star.
Yeah, she
We used to train with her, and like after the porno shit, her like bread and butter was like tapping dudes. Come
Yeah, she
over,
was.
why
She made
not?
money doing that.
Choking
Choking them out.
That's true, for money and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it
Right.
wasn't even that bad. Like probably never, like half of them, she probably never seen their dicks.
That's so mad.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? That people pay for that.
But as soon as I
Crazy.
found out, mate, I fucking googled the fuck out of it. See
As soon as I
everything
found
she's
out I
ever
paid
done,
for it.
couldn't look her in the eye again.
Is this before or after she choked you out?
She
Before
never got
and
a better of me, actually. She never got a better of me.
You choked her out.
Try my best. No, don't spoil women.
He's all.
I'm
That's
all
haram.
test.
That's haram to him.
What else is haram, bro? I want to fucking leave no more markers. That was haram. What she was up to.
What do you think of like the shift in like media now? Like, you always said that you was like pretty liberal or left before.
Yeah.
But
I am
like,
still,
yeah,
sort of.
you would class yourself as that, but like the way that the sort of spectrum's gone.
Yeah.
Like, where do you find yourself now? Because
I still
I'm all over the fucking place at the minute.
I think I just it's
I'm on
fun.
a different type of spectrum.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, definitely. We're all on that one, bro.
Not that spectrum.
I'm fucking on that
I'm
spectrum.
vibrating at 24 hertz.
I
I'm on a
think
colour spectrum sometimes.
as long as all my super right wing friends are calling me a fucking lefty, and then
Yeah.
all of my lefty friends are saying, "Nah, you're a fucking new right, fucking Rogan boy," then yeah, whatever, it's cool.
Yeah.
Because I'm not right. I haven't gone further right. I've gone slightly further right, but I'm definitely
You're not
Down
an
to
Nazi.
experience.
No,
What
but
do you
it is
get
no,
and what
it's
you
down
see?
to
Yeah.
experience. If you asked a 16 to 21-year-old me, like, what do you think of military service? I'd be like, that sounds fascist. That sounds like you're forcing people to do things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And then you ask a 32-year-old me, what do
I
you
wish
think?
I had learned how to
Yeah.
cook, so
Then you ask a
Actually,
32-year-old me, what do you
kill
think of
people with a
military
bayonet.
service? Well, I needed something to do
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
ages of 16 to 21,
Yeah.
so maybe I should have been stuck in the military.
I've had
I'm not
this-
saying go to war.
Yeah, of
I'm not
course.
saying I should have been strapped up
A
and
bit of
booted up in
discipline,
Afghanistan.
bit of fitness, like
Yeah,
like,
that
I-
could have done me a
yeah,
favour.
I had this conversation with Sam at work, and I said, I don't think it'd been a bad thing. People would have got taken out from where they were.
Yeah.
Maybe put up into a fucking camp up in, let's say, Newcastle.
Yeah.
Someone moving from Medway to Newcastle.
Yeah,
Go meet a load of new people.
Yep.
yeah,
Mix
get
of
away
all
from your
different
little fucking toxic
fucking
environment.
classes and all
Yep.
that stuff. And
Yep.
see that it's not all just about Medway, or it's
Yes.
all not just about Newcastle.
and it's not about who you were growing up and how people
Yeah.
treated you growing up. You're
It's
your own
about now.
individual for your
Yeah.
choices and your
Yeah.
choices now. I think it's very healthy for
And
everyone.
I said, I think that would be really good. I said, you're going to exercise all the time. Like, it'd
Yeah.
be good for mental health. It'd
Yeah.
be good for like obesity and stuff like that.
yeah,
People meet new people. They'll realise that it's not just where they live; it's where they are, and
Yeah,
they can do
and-
things on their own. They're not going to be so reliant on mummy and daddy because they've
Yeah.
had to do this stuff. They've had to make a bed. They've had to do this. They've
Yeah.
had to do that. Really good. And then Sam turned around and went, "Yeah, but do you think it should be forced?" And I was like, "That's my sticking point. I don't believe anything should be forced."
no,
Well,
that's
school
it.
is forced. So instead of
School
at
is forced.
16,
Yeah.
you make your decision to go college or
Yeah.
not. If you don't do that, then go and
Like,
I think
it
the
shouldn't
way-
be a criminal
Learn to
offence to
step
not
in
let
and
your
ban
kids
it.
in school. I don't think.
I think it's the same way maybe how, and I don't know the exact details of it, but possibly how South Korea do it. So I think, again, don't quote me, I might be completely wrong. I think they have like a cap on an age where you have to do it by this
A certain-
age.
yeah, you
But
gotta
you
serve them
get to
14
choose
months out
when
of
you do
your-
it.
Yeah,
But you get to choose when you go and do
There's been a
it.
couple of like Premier League footballers now that've had to go like
There you
back
go.
Yeah.
for 6
Yeah.
months or
The
whatever.
Korean
it is,
zombie in the
yeah.
UFC,
Yeah,
he had to
the
leave the
same
UFC
thing, yeah.
to go.
I think-
BTS, I think some chappies
Yeah,
from that had to
yeah,
go
yeah.
fucking
I think
sign
if
up
you grow
recently.
up knowing that at some point you've got to do it,
Yeah.
you will accept it.
Yeah.
You see, like now, if we was to bring it in now,
Oh,
and
it'd be
say,
fun. No.
when
But
you're
then
16, you've got to go there for it, or before you're 20, you've got to go.
But then
Yeah.
you've got to go forward like 3 or 4 generations, and then it's like, oh, everyone's done
It'll be
it.
normal.
It'll be
again,
normal,
Yeah,
brother.
exactly.
But I'm still not.
But even
I
nowadays,
still don't think you should force people.
No,
The
no
way
government.
I think
No
about stuff
government should
is-
force anyone to do anything. But
And
in the
then-
same way, it's like
Yeah, but it would be good.
Yeah.
But
So
the way
I'm
that
really
the
in that
government
upper-
I'm
agencies
with you.
work now, where they're trying to save money and capitalise on everything and be the most economic, they'd bring people in and give them their perfect role.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're going to be fucking useless at bayoneting cunts in the
That
face.
sounds
Yeah.
like
Well, I'm
communism,
going to
bro.
get you to do the computers. You're
Yeah.
really good at flying
Yeah.
in Rogue on GTA. I'm going to get you on the drones.
Yeah,
You're gonna be a drone bomber, cuz.
They wouldn't be able to pick out of all the things that I would be good at.
super soldier, innit?
So you want to stab me in the face and fly a drone? Come on.
Just duct tape you to the bottom of a drone and fly in.
Yeah, but I mean, like, as in, like, they're saving money. Like, they're trying to like decrease outsourcing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they go to these colleges that do teach mathematics and computing, you're the new intelligence corps, the new fucking drone
I was
pilots.
saying like with
All that
school as well, like with the education system. You see, when you come to, like your year 9, you're taking your options. If you wanted to go and do a trade, and I know they've done it with a few people. There was like, I think there was like the Asdan group or something that we had at our school.
I don't know.
Like they would they'd go off and go do mechanics or whatever.
We
it
didn't
was
have
like
that.
Oh,
Did we
wait,
have that?
there was an assembly and they're like, you can do this. There's this new thing. If you sign up, you can do this. Panel
I'm
beating
paying
and
attention.
welding.
Yeah. So
And
like
I
I
went
think
to her. I was like, I really want to do that. Like,
no. But then
You're
like
you.
when I was
Yeah,
in
yeah.
school,
You're gonna get a
they was
C.
all pushing me. They was all pushing me to go sixth form. Go sixth form. Go
Oh,
sixth
yeah,
form.
I
Go
had
university. Go sixth form. Go
Yeah, I had
university.
all that.
I was going. I don't need to go university to be a Sparky. I already knew I wanted to be a Sparky.
Yeah.
They were pushing me. You're better than that. You're better than that. And I was like,
What's better than that?
I was like, what? No. I was like, I'm going to go sixth form 2 years.
Yeah.
University 3 years.
Yeah.
Then come out, try to get a job, and I'll be on whatever.
Yeah, I get the
£1,000
same
a
job
year.
I wanted. 4
I
years
might
too late
eventually
and
build
pay for
myself.
the
Yeah, I might
privilege.
eventually build myself up, but I'm earning from the age of 16 if I go and get an
Yeah,
apprenticeship.
yeah.
And then I'm earning
We need trade schools
good
again.
money for. So
Well,
yeah, we do
So
need
instead
to
of
trade
that, where it's
schools.
like, no, go and study the humanitarians and
Especially
do an English
with-
degree. It should be like, no, go and get your tickets
Yeah.
all out the way in this trade college.
Yeah, especially with how like, I think like younger generations they are fucking not interested in anything. Like make them go and do a trade because like there's no point in them being academic. They don't need to anymore.
No.
You don't
Yeah.
need to know how to do maths. You've got a calculator. on your
AI.
phone.
No, that's it.
You don't need to. do
Not
any
only
of
do we have
stuff like-
calculators, we've got a thing that does what humans do.
Yeah.
Like analyze this data and give me a report.
Yeah.
You can do that now.
Yeah,
It's
like-
not just like 1 + 1 is what.
Yeah.
It's like we have
It's
this
there
thing.
already in place.
And
I-
robots make cars.
I had a
and we
weird
don't
moment
even
as a
need the
kid
dibs.
in school when you said about the whole being pushed for sixth form and uni. Well, I was getting in trouble anyway because I'd done something.
Who was you on report with?
I went.
I was Miss
I went for simple
Ledbetter.
one.
Who's
Yeah,
that
Ledbetter.
ski?
But I got to when I got
No,
to
I had
Ledbetter.
Ledbetter. He's like head of everything. Wasn't
He was
This
geezer.
this is actually who this thing
Just
occurred
had to
with,
toss him off
which
and
is
then
quite.
you're on his team.
That's who this
There's
thing
loads of
occurred
boys all
with.
play football. None of them were
So-
on report, but all there.
Can't wait for Ken Messenger.
I was getting in trouble for something I'd done before a mock exam, and I was getting suspended for it. And he was putting me aside, and he was like, "Well, what do you think this is going to look like on your UCAS and in the future when you want to get into uni?" And I turned to him and went, "I don't want to go to uni, sir."
Yeah.
And he started, "Well, why don't you want to do this? Why don't you do that?" I went, and I sat down. He
'Cause that's
was
your
speechless
job.
for it. No,
You
he
haven't
was
done your
speechless
job.
for it. I went,
You're meant to convince me, and you ain't.
"Sir, look at it this way. I know what my personality's like, and if you think about what I'm getting in trouble for right now, a prank and things like that, yeah, I know if I go to university, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna be away from my family. I'm gonna have all this freedom and rules,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna have a piss up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get fucked up, and I'm gonna waste money and get in debt and be living like that in debt for the rest of my life because of a stupid course I thought I was gonna take in drama in fucking university."
And I thought
And
all
he
that
just
and I
went
did it
silent, and I
anyway.
was like,
Come
Like,
on.
yeah, you did do. I didn't, but I
You know,
knew
they-
that it was
they've
just going to
only
be a
caught
debt
up with
trap.
me. They're like, hey, wait a minute, you money? Let me get out student loan back. I'm like, fuck, I thought you forgot.
I knew it was going to be a debt trap for me personally from then onwards. I knew
Yeah.
from the ages of 16 to 21 I was not going to be responsible enough to fucking study a course and not go
Yeah.
party and do all the other. So I just went party and did all the everything without the student course, you know.
See, I was always like in the top classes for everything, and it was almost like they expected everybody in the express classes to. That's just what you done. Like,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
no,
yeah.
There was
Yeah.
no second option.
Bro,
It was
I
like,
went
oh,
to-
you're just going to that. You
I
went
went
to
to a grammar school, so
Yeah,
that was like
even
even
more
worse.
so.
It was like everyone's going to university, and I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I
it's like
remember.
that plus Nazi youth right?
Yeah, oh, yeah, probably.
Better than everyone.
Yeah, you should have seen our uniforms. They were
You
sick.
know Latin.
We got armbands and that. It was wicked. But yeah, no, I remember I had to tell like my head of year that I weren't like going to sixth form when I got the apprenticeship, and like went in. It was like I just told them I'd like run their dog over. Like I was like, yeah, I ain't come back to sixth form by the way. And they were like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? What? Like I've got a job, and they were like, what? And I was like, thank you, well done for getting a
Yeah,
job. Like
yeah,
what
well,
the
well,
fuck? Like
yeah.
fuck you.
But they don't promote it at all.
No,
No,
they
not
don't.
at all.
Like, I remember like a careers woman officer come into like the library one day at school,
Yeah.
and we were sitting there, and everyone's like, choose your job, choose what you want to do, have a look at the salaries and all that shit. Then I'm sat there, I'm like typing in the electrician, and then she was just like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm gonna be an electrician," and it was like, "Yeah, but the salaries, all this." I was like, "I'm gonna be an electrician."
Time and a half
Like,
for the week,
it
then.
is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
I was on that from early on. I was
You
like,
knew
year
that.
7, year 8. I was going, I'm gonna be a Sparky.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a Sparky. Oh, I was gonna be a street lighting electrician originally, like with my dad. That's all I ever wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then I done it.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
like, and look at I don't know,
Yeah,
I don't
no,
fucking-
no,
do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, I don't
good
know
on ya.
say shit,
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah,
like,
if you do the same thing for long enough, you make
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
And
So
like
weird.
maybe, and every now and again I sit there and go, maybe I could have done something that's probably getting me this much money or that much money now. But
No,
I
but
like
what you've
using
done
my
now
hands.
is cushy and good as fuck. Do you know
I
what I
keep
mean?
getting
Yeah.
there's the
Well,
odd
so you
offer
say,
keeps
but then
coming
you're
in
an
about
electrician.
like into the office, going next step up, going to the office and all that, and I
Yeah.
go, I don't want to sit in an office.
No, there you go
I
then.
want to be out on site having
Yeah.
a fucking good laugh and using my hands, and
Yeah.
I'm good at
Kicking
building
massive
shit.
holes in
Yeah.
Like
drywall.
that toilet in there, I built all of that shit in there.
Nice.
Like, that's everything
Yeah,
that
bro.
I've done.
Can I
like,
just say
fucking-
you make me feel like a little bitch with all of your skills? Because I can
When I
kind
was
of,
about
I
to
can kind
compliment
of spark
your
it.
bathroom earlier, while I stood there, I was like, "This is fucking really nice." Now that you built it, I don't know anymore. I feel like you're blowing smoke up the bathroom. No, but it's sick.
Yeah,
and
very
exactly
impressive.
what you're saying is like, I never committed to one thing. If my dad was one thing and he told me and we were all going to go together, I would have done that one thing forever.
Yeah.
But I've been like in the same mood, as in like, I want to use my hands, I want to be physical. I hate everything else about society. I want to be able to like call someone a fag on sight.
Yeah.
And fucking just
Yeah.
like rip someone for no reason.
Yeah.
Take a shit in their boots. That was the appeal to me. But I did everything. Like, I've
You're
done,
just
like,
there for
3
the
years,
banter.
get bored.
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
years, get bored. 3 years.
Yeah.
And like now I'm in my last phase where it's like, at least it don't hurt every day. I'm like, pipes and light.
Talk about the work banter and you saying shit in someone's boots. I always remember a story from my dad back when he was a tarmacker. One of the pranks they used to do was they'd take a shit in someone's cup and then pour them a cup of tea.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like an
mate.
extra tea bag. Like,
Rough.
But
Yeah.
the apprentices,
filter
the apprentices these days, they're so soft.
Are they?
Even earlier, we was walking back from site, and the other guy who was my apprentice, he's just qualified.
Good on him.
He's carrying his bag, and he's like, "This is so fucking heavy." I was like, "Give it to the apprentice."
Yeah, damn fucking right.
And he was the apprentice was walking out. He was like, "Oh yeah, fuck off." And I was like, I would have been made to carry my fucking
Yeah.
Sparky's tools across fucking 2 miles of fucking Dover docks if he asked me
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
That's what I would have had to have done.
Yeah.
Like the attitude, the whole attitude in it's just changed completely. And
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
there's
even.
a date.
I
There's
talk
a
as if I'm
specific
really
date.
old.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm 31.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
qualified
Exactly.
12 years ago. I started
Yeah.
my apprenticeship 16 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't that long ago.
It actually blows
How
my
has
mind.
it changed so
It's
badly?
it's like 1998 and 2002. That sort of space
Yeah.
was the end of an era.
Yeah.
9/11.
These guys are just completely.
It was the end of the World Trade Center. I
It
don't know
was.
about anything
The
else.
Trade Centre fucked it, bro.
Because everyone turned into sissies. They started taking their shoes off the airport. And I was
It's
like,
so-
you think I'm going to ban the fucking airport? They're like, it's.
I
but
never
like,
even
it
really
was.
thought about that before. About
What?
like, say about where
big
everyone gets
global
brainwashed.
impacts.
It was only during the COVID shit. There was like, yeah, just think about last time everyone was brainwashed. Now everyone takes their shoes off at the airport, and I was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, they
Bro,
do.
that was the end of peak Western culture.
Yeah.
Because
It
before
was.
that, The
It
Rock
like
was.
from
There was
the
full
1950s
trust
until then,
before.
Yeah,
rock and
before
roll.
that, you
And
know,
now everyone's a criminal.
That's
Take your
it.
shoes off,
Limp
regardless.
Bizkit was popping. The Rock was still laying down
Yeah.
the people's elbow.
No, I
and then
think
the towers
actually,
fell
like,
and
like,
fucking
if we-
shit went to hell.
If we're into all your sacrifices and rituals, that what is it called? What's the Woodstock?
Oh, Woodstock.
99.
DMX
yeah.
and Limp Bizkit
Oh,
fucked it.
And
They had like
Korn.
10 million people
Yeah.
there raving,
Yeah.
destroyed.
Limp Bizkit was
society.
surfing on like a fucking door through.
Yeah.
Oh, great. I watched that the other night. It was fucking
I
bad.
I
haven't
told
watched
you to
that
watch that about
documentary.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
I
can't
kept
watch
on-
it
I
because
needed-
I know it's just going to be
I watched
horrible.
a documentary on it.
Yeah, was it
Everyone
the one on
was getting
Netflix?
raped.
Was it
Yeah.
on Netflix, yeah.
It's just like a big old
I watched
rape
it and then I told him about it. He's only just watched it now.
I wish they never.
I know.
Good.
Limp
I
Bizkit.
heard what happened, but I can't watch it because I
No,
know
you
what
gotta watch
happened.
it.
No,
Yeah,
dude,
same
honestly,
campus.
it
Mate,
makes
when
me want to
Korn-
go there. I'm
when
like, I want
Korn
to fucking
started,
go. Like,
yeah.
I want to go.
Well, we did that with. I don't know if you've seen on
How
Netflix.
bad's it got? If you don't want to go fucking Woodstock '69, you want to go Woodstock.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's nostalgia. That is.
We was watching the
I want
new
Jinko jeans.
the new Netflix documentary series about the American Gladiators show.
Alright.
And
Another
it-
golden age.
It was meant to be this whole story about like anti-steroids and making steroids sound bad.
Yeah.
And they tell this story of these two gladiators out on a drive in their in the 90s in a red fucking Jeep with the soft top down. One's listening to MC Hammer on the
Jurassic
radio,
Park back.
and they're having the Jurassic Park fucking car. They're having an argument back and forth about what to listen to the radio. Turns into a slap fight while they're driving. Then they pull over on the side of the highway, have it fucking out like a full-on fist fight rug. One of them bites the other one, so they get up. He goes to help him up, and then fucking clocks him because he bit him instead of helping him up. They beat the shit out of each other,
Nitro
hug it
and
out.
Flash.
Yeah, Nitro and Flash.
Shock.
Hug it out because they're bros. And this is meant to be like some anti-roid rage
Yeah.
story. Like, don't do roids. It's a bad thing.
It makes you fight with your friends.
Makes you fight with your best friends.
Especially
And then
if
they're
you
all,
do that 80s blow. That's going to turn you up.
and then they're all out like they're all beating the fuck out of like bruises, cuts, bite marks on their face. They go to a fancy restaurant and they're like, shit, they're not going to let us in. And the other one turns to the other one and goes, of course they fucking are. We're the American gladiators, motherfucker. And then they get served in the restaurant and they're sitting there all beat up. And he's telling it all like soft and harmonious, like it's meant to be some horrible roid story.
Yeah,
and it
it's
finished.
like
And me and
roids,
Johan
bro.
looked at each other and was
Everyone
like,
will
bruv,
respect you."
we need to get some fucking roids. That sounds like a sick fucking night out.
It's the same as all the pro wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like, my back is broken. I hate my life, but for a moment there,
Yeah, it was
I
the
had Andre the
best.
Giant in the back of the van drinking 24 beers. And every time we went into a bar, we'd have a fight. And Andre would flip the car.
You were saying that
sounds
was
terrible.
You were saying that was like an anti-steroid thing, but
Yeah.
like
They're trying their best to make
They've still got
anti-steroids.
in to the bar,
Yeah.
despite being black and blue.
Yeah.
Surely that's okay. We can look tough and be fucking
Yeah,
black
exactly.
and blue and still get in.
Yeah,
And if they
exactly.
weren't- and that was off season. So that's when they were at the height of the gear. That's when they're putting on the mask. And no one's going to believe we're American gladiators unless we're 18 stone, pure lean beef.
black eyes.
Yeah.
Also,
and a bite mark.
You learned the trick. You learned the trick of the trade when one of the dudes on the show was like, "Hey, because they kept asking every cast of the gladiators who was on it, hey, did you ever do steroids?" And one of them turned to him and was like, "You're asking the wrong question. You should ask people whether they did growth hormone,
Yeah.
because technically growth hormone is
Yeah,
not
Don't
a
show up in
steroid."
the
Yeah.
test
So
either.
when
so
people-
people
Oh, is
switched to
it?
one day like, fuck Decker.
Yeah.
Let's do hormone.
So they're like, "Oh, did you take steroids?" No, never.
No.
But they took growth hormone,
Yeah.
so fucking, they're being truthful in their own deceitful
It's not
little
steroidal.
words.
Such a weird world, that steroid thing, isn't it?
I wish I had the money and the confidence and the smarts to know about it.
Yeah, so it's such a fucking science minefield,
Innit?
isn't it? You're like, what the fuck? Like,
And then you get retards fucking plugging
yeah,
their
you
arse
get
cheeks
like
in the
bro
gym.
science everywhere, and you're
Yeah.
like, fuck me, you got to try and read through it all. Fuck.
I ain't risking that. Do you know what I
Nah.
mean?
I would definitely do it when I get older. Like,
Oh,
you know,
man,
like,
when
you
I'm-
like,
Yeah, that's it. I'm
like
literally, I've
TRT,
got an alarm on my
100%.
phone.
Yeah, when I turn
I'm
40.
like, hello. Or actually,
Yeah,
I'm trying
literally.
to I've got a daughter, so I'm trying to encourage her to be trans.
Yeah.
And then when she gets the
She
testosterone
can get
from the
take all
doctor, I'm gonna cha cha cha, whoa, double strength. She's only young though. I've got time to wait. Or maybe not. I don't know. How it's
Yeah,
going
whatever. Yeah, no, definitely when I'm a bit older, I think.
Oh man, for sure. I wouldn't mind a bit of it.
Just sort me out
Test
right
when
now.
you're an old man, Ross. Bit of steroids when you're an old man.
I might need them soon. My knees are fucking dying.
Yeah.
My fucking body dying big time.
Yeah, falling apart.
There's some stem cell shit.
And they've been, to be fair, they've been falling apart for fuck knows. I snapped my ankle. I think I was
Fucking
21, and then I was like, right,
Were you
Stop.
21?
I'm sure it's 21.
Bro, I feel well old.
Yeah, I snapped my ankle. Stopped playing football for like a season or two.
Mm.
So I think it was about a season and a half. I went back end of the second season out. So yeah, I'm feeling good. Played the pre-season, fucking then done the other one in. I
Oh,
was like,
fucking
oh
Oh shit!
dear.
Wasn't even the same week one.
Exactly
Yeah,
the
like,
same.
Both shit.
Like when I landed and it went and made them noises and made that sound and felt that feeling, I was like, I've done exactly the same fucking thing here.
Oh fucking hell.
And I played one more season. I was like, that's it, I'm done. Not playing football
Yeah.
again. Just drive past Luton Rec on the weekend. Just all the lads are playing football. I'm like,
Oh.
I really miss it. I really miss
Meet you in
it.
the pub, boy.
And 5 years out, and then stupidly at 29 decided to go back again. I'm playing football again. Fucking sick. Every fucking I don't hurt I play on a Sunday. I don't
Yeah.
hurt on a Monday.
You hurt on
Come
a
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
can't fucking walk. I'm
Yeah. That's serious, Doms.
Well, I've noticed now, I'm getting out of bed. Even when I'm not fucking doing football, I get out of bed every morning. Something else hurts.
Oh yeah.
I'm
yeah.
like, what's that? Oh, fuck it, I can't move my shoulder now. Oh my god, I cracked a fucking rib. It's fucking else all falling apart.
Oh man, I'm
I'm like,
having.
who falls behind stays behind. That's not a shoulder anymore. I'm gonna work around that.
Yeah.
Now I'm down to my forehead and my left toe. We're getting it done.
Let's see, I've got a toe that points up as well.
Yeah, mate,
just-
that
Oh,
was...
yeah.
that- when
You did not
when
believe
you did
me.
that, he texts me and Ross gets a bit dramatic sometimes. So he texts me and he was like, "Oh, I fucked my toe up. It's facing the wrong way." And I was like, "Yeah, alright, of course it is. It's probably just a bit bruised or whatever." You sent me the photo, bro. It's fucking. If his foot's like this, it was
thumbs up.
out here like that. And I was like, "Bro, what is that? Why is it twisted like that?"
It's
giving me the thumbs up.
Literally, I come back here, managed to drive home, hobbled in here, and I went, you need to take me to the hospital. She's, what you done? And I was like, showed her my foot. She's like, oh my God. So I got down there, like, hobbled in, and they're like, oh, what's the matter? And I just basically just, like, showed her my toe. They were like, oh my God, okay, alright, fine. Turns out I've dislocated it, and it's literally like, so that's your foot. It was literally pointing up like that, my big toe, like that.
It was so gross.
And I was like, I think it's just dislocated. I was like, just give me some gas and air. Like, I'll close my eyes, just pop it back in place. So they didn't have any gas and air at the time. They were using what's the fucking stuff that everyone's hooked on over in America? Fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
It was like a
Shit.
fentanyl thing. Yeah.
They gave you the fentanyl.
Yeah. I'm fucking this fentanyl payment. And I'm going to them. They're like, start like touching around my toe, and they're going like, can you? I was like, I can still feel that. They've injected it, still feel it. And they're like, well, we're going to try and like pop it back in place. So I'm literally holding onto this bed, and I can feel everything they're doing. And I'm like, screaming my fucking tits off.
Fuck.
Then some other guy come in, and he's trying to help pop it. There was like literally 3 of them on my foot, trying to tug my toe into place, literally pulling me off the bed like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, that ain't going. Sat around for like another like 6 hours. They'd done nothing. Like, it was just got well busy, and I was like, obviously not going to fix a broken toe. So I was like, fuck it. Phone the missus, got her to come pick me up. Went home. I was like, I wonder if I can get my work.
The door handle and slammed it.
Yeah. I was like, wonder if I can get my work boot on. Work boot, that goes on. Nothing else does, but the work boot does. So I phoned Kieran. I was like, must pick me up in the morning.
Go on.
He's like, well, I'm walking around the side, literally can't walk. I'm like,
Bro, I'm like going for a drawing, like, where's this light fitting going? He's going up there. What the fuck?
Literally everyone. That was it. Because actually, you didn't pick me up. We met.
So what happened to it in the end? Did it go back, or is it you just?
I got literally got a phone. So that was on the Sunday. Obviously, I snapped it. Went to the hospital, and like walked out of there because they was like, they ain't fixing it. I was like, I'll just go to work, it'll be fine. Got to like the Wednesday, they eventually called me out, and they was like, right, you need to come in and get your toe fixed. So because I just walked out, I hadn't spoke to anyone. They obviously still had me on their like system. And that. So then I went in on the Saturday. They literally had to like pull it. What had happened is like, say your toe sits like that. That's like the knuckle bit of your toe. It popped up and over, and so when they was trying to put it back in, it weren't going. So they literally had to put me under and then pull it out
and then pop it back
in like that. But they were going, if we can't do that, we might have to put like a rod through the front of your toe. And I was like, just do whatever you need to do. Don't tell me about it.
Just do your thing.
But I was walking around work for like a whole week just with this toe pointing at me.
I
was sat in that van with my foot up on the fucking dashboard. All the boys were getting in, and they were like, "What the fuck is that? Why are you here?"
At least you got an excuse. It's like, why aren't you doing anything? Fucking look at my toes.
And I was like, I'll tell you what. I said, I'll sit by the board doing a load of testing. Won't I was like, I'll just write the results down. I'll do that. Then I'm up ladders, testing stuff. I'm in the ceiling.
I like turn around. I want to go get a screwdriver. I turn back, he's up the steps. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Get the fuck down.
Hanging on with his toe, literally.
But now it's like, I don't know whether it's an advantage or a disadvantage when I'm playing football now, but I can really kick a ball really well now.
Nice.
Because it don't bend back the way.
Shit. Yeah,
it literally stays like that, and I can't lift it like too far up, and I can't scrunch it. You know when you scrunch your toes out?
Yeah.
It don't go now. It just stays there. So I think it's actually an advantage. I've got like,
you got to take shit like that.
Yeah, and I've got like pins holding my ankle together.
Oh fuck.
I'm basically Arnie.
I've got like wonky fingers and shit like that.
Yeah, you got all fucked up from
like
jiu-jitsu.
All from jiu-jitsu and that. But like, I only realised how fucked up one of them was when I was on set for some Bollywood movie. I pointed like with one of the other stuntmen. He was like, "Where's fucking?"
He poked him in the eye.
I can't remember who we were talking about, but he was like, I don't know. For example, he was like, "Where's Justin?" And I went, "Oh, he's over there." And went to point. I'm meant to be pointing like at Yayan, but if you look, I'm pointing at you. And the other guy on set just went, "What?" and started looking around the corner, going, "Huh?" And I looked down at my finger and was like, "Oh yeah, that's not straight anymore, is it? Fucking hell."
Have you seen some like pretty gruesome things at jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I've seen knees pop out. Like,
that dude who got done with a waiter thing, mate, his dad. With the,
I've seen that one. Yeah, that happened.
They folded his knee completely.
I've made someone else's knee go pop. I've seen in 1 week we had a guy's knee pop out in Muay Thai and then another guy's knee pop out in Jiu-Jitsu in the same week. And I watched a hero, I won't name any names, but I watched an absolute hero at the gym pop both these chavvies' knees back in. Like,
shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I remember once I was like bouncing around the scene. I was like what you would call a cooler.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where like, this rich guy was like really against me.
He's
killing
telling
him.
a story from Roadhouse.
And I had to rip his throat out with the eagle claw.
Yeah, you did.
I saw his throat there.
That
in my
wasn't
hand.
you.
I
That
thought,
was
what
that
am I
wasn't.
doing?
Oh, that wasn't Patrick Swayze at all. That was you.
No, it wasn't.
What are we
It's
on
definitely
anyway?
me,
Oh,
Roadhouse.
we're probably on like fucking 3.5 hours. 3 hours.
Maybe eight
boy.
years.
2 hours and 53 minutes.
Alright, we've done a Joe Rogan. Alright.
Blown it.
Fuck yeah.
4 people, 4 times the.
Bro, that's nothing compared to those conspiracy guys.
That's a Rogan episode.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Are we going for a Rochford one? 7 hour?
Well, at least in the conclusion, let's try and think about what we spoke about.
I can't even
So,
remember.
rabbits and Nazis. Fat people don't count and shouldn't vote.
Biden's got a
Be
mask on.
wary of the Chinese. Thank you guys for listening.
We were going to actually record all of this in reverse. Like, we would rehearse this in reverse,
Alright.
say it in reverse, record it in reverse.
Why
So
would
by
you
the
record
time
it?
it made it to the people, it was the right way around.
I am so confused.
Flag 'em, let 'em
That's
get
true though, isn't
paranoid.
it? Isn't that true?
We
I had a
planned
thought the
it,
other day, and I need your
but
help.
also, organisation. I need an AI for that.
Ooh, I need your help with the thought.
Go on.
If you were to do CPR on a giraffe,
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Oh.
You
the
need to be
running
good at your
from
sprints.
the chest to the mouth.
You need
Like-
2 people.
Yeah.
You need
think-
2 people. You have
And
to.
where does a tie go on
No,
a
you need
giraffe?
like sprints.
Where does the tie go on? The
Yeah,
giraffe?
like if you
It
put
goes
tie
around the
down-
collar. You wear a tie.
Yeah,
around
yeah,
your
that's what
collar.
I always say. People
Yeah.
are like, it's up
Where's
here. I'm
his
like, no,
collar?
that's dumb.
His collar is down by the shoulders because that's where your collarbone is. You fucking tit.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry.
Well,
I
just
got-
his collarbone.
I was just
Sorry.
asking.
It's anatomy. I got real serious about that.
Yeah, that's fair.
You couldn't an anatomy boy. Your anatomy.
Did you say we've done
is-
3 hours?
Yeah, it's 2 hours and 55 or something.
Go on, bruv.
That's proper, isn't it?
Get
That
it
is
out.
It's the slowest I've ever drank beers on a Friday though.
Let's.
I've stacked them up for you.
If we've done this, I think we should
You
close it
really-
out, gents. If we've done
Yeah.
it this
Well,
long.
we were just
It's
trying to
long.
come to a conclusion about
Yeah,
what
we
we've
need to
spoken
find like
about.
a reason
but-
that we come together.
The reason we
Other
come.
than love, because I think that's a bit
That is-
wafty.
It's
Don't
a
want
bit
no
fucking.
zest in this.
It's not June anymore, so we can't
We
say
out-
that.
Yeah.
We out here
Sexual
creating.
love.
We out here creating Medway's first podcasting like community and network.
Yeah.
Name 2 other podcasts from Medway who've got together and collabed.
Yeah,
Can't
right.
think of any.
No.
No.
No,
History, mate.
I don't know all
There
the
you go.
podcasts.
I don't know many. I know ours and
I
these
know all of
guys.
them.
Are you going to
It's
upload
about
this
8.
on your channel as well?
We can. I think
so
we
just
should.
I
send
think you
the-
should, yeah, man.
We'll
Yeah,
just
I
send
think
you
we
the
should.
final
Let's do it.
Yeah.
edit.
Just
We
like a
should've got you on
bonus little
Tesla.
episode.
You should have been like, yeah, now what you got
Yeah.
wrong there was the
Electricity.
DC current needs to be straight up. nicked up. He ain't earthing it.
I think we should release it on both of our platforms. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
that's a
no,
good idea.
definitely.
Because
This
any
episode-
listeners you've got,
Yeah,
might
yeah,
come
switch
to
it
us,
over.
any listeners we've
Considering the
got.
mics, let's give everyone a break.
Yeah,
They're
that's it.
actually getting some feed right now.
I also would like to say that, fuck, I forgot the date. Let me forget the date real quick for you.
You got dates?
I got dates, bro.
Oh, yeah, drop the
We're
dates.
gonna end it like
Drop
a
the dates.
real Yankee podcast, bro.
Yeah,
I've
go,
got
drop the
dates for
dates.
you.
Yeah, so 18th of July I'll be in the middle of Oval Underground Station screaming about Jesus. I should have a placard by then, if not. But the moral of the story is repent. It's all your fault.
On the 28th of July, I got a gig at 11 Camden High Street in Camden. Kiss the Comedy Club. Kiss the Sky Comedy Club, it's called. Yeah, that's it. It's
Kiss
free
the
entry.
Sky.
Kiss the Sky.
the Sky.
It's just like the last one.
This is going to be another one, isn't it? This is going to be another
Kiss
one.
this guy comedy
I
club.
can see a theme coming on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's
This
gonna be
is
a
it.
purple cloud.
This
this
is all just me coming out secretly. But no, Kiss the Sky Comedy on the 28th of July in Camden.
Radicalised.
Doors open. It's a new night of comedy, so they're trying to get as many chavvies as they can down there. Yeah,
Get
bro.
down on us.
Get down on us.
Go
Don't
down
get
on Sam.
When are you going to do your stand-up?
Kiss the guy.
Well, we're figuring it out, but we got to smooth the kinks out.
Got to
for it.
rein him in.
Yeah, that's it.
Me. I didn't stand up.
That was Beetlejuice right there. Me, just hanging around.
Who, me? Just hanging
We
around.
don't bother me. Now I'm going to do sit down comedy. I'm breeding a chaise lounge. But have you heard about this thing, right? They, them, they're going on about.
It just turns into a
I click my
rally.
finger, someone brings me grapes. Anyway. That's the only way I'd do it.
We could get you doing that.
Or like a
Easy.
cavalier hat.
What, like the pimp hat?
Yeah, just pure cavalier jokes. Every try and pull your horse left and it kicks up because you use the spurs on the wrong side. When your musket don't quite hit the chavvy in the face, just takes a quarter of his head off. Yeah, come on, boys, you all know what I'm talking about. And he's still going because there's a bit of brain left. Robot man, what a mate.
Also, check out Browsing History
Yeah.
on YouTube and Spotify if you can find us on there.
And also,
This week's episode coming out Sunday, the 16th of July is.
You might be behind.
sick. This is one of the rare
Oh.
occasions.
When are you releasing this one?
I'll try and.
Are you
what we're
editing
doing
this
is-
one?
No.
I'm going
No.
on holiday Sunday. So.
Yeah, I don't.
Sam just
I won't- I
said. Like, you can't fuck with the space-time continuum.
No.
No, we can. We're
Sam
time
just
travelers.
released an episode 2 weeks ago called, what was it?
Yeah.
Well, if
You
this comes out,
motherfucker.
60
Also, check out our country music radio station.
we just started.
No, but also I'm going to do some sit-ups and we're going to do like a little Spartan homage.
Oh yeah, we've got that episode. We want
Yeah.
you guys to join us for that episode. We need to maybe
Yeah, let's
we'll
all
record
get a
that
fake
after you come
tan
off on
on
holiday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
So what we're thinking of, we want to change the format of our episode for 1 week. It's not that we're behind on episodes or anything, and we need to catch up.
Like, we need to catch up with something very easy to do without Ryan ruining it by being hammered.
But we want to do so like, do you know how you get the Fight Companion podcast?
Yeah, yeah.
We want to do a movie history
Yeah.
movie companion
I'm so
podcast.
down for that.
So we're thinking we'd get together,
We'll watch
all just watch
300.
Hell
300.
yeah. I'm
'cause
so down for that.
July 27th is the Battle of Thermopylae,
Yeah, yeah.
which is the
It's not
battle
gay,
from
it's like
300.
historically
Yeah.
accurate.
So we
And if
thought
we're all
we'd all
naked,
sit
it's
down.
definitely not
Yeah,
gay.
you know what I mean? We're tossing
That's
each
it.
other off out of respect.
Yeah, exactly that.
This is Sparta.
That's it. That's
You'll
how
break
it
your
starts.
son, so watch out.
But I think
Well,
we
you
should
have to
sit
watch
down.
out for me. Yeah, you won't break the size.
I got quick reflexes. I'm good. I can dodge it. It's like Spider-Man.
Do a little movie companion.
Oh, no.
I'm up for that.
I'm fully, what's his name? I remember his name.
Who?
FVLTs. I remember it by spelling felt.
Is this the arrow geezer?
No, this is the ugly
We will
cunt.
fight them in the shade.
Me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
want a uniform.
Quasimodo.
Yeah, I'll be up for doing a watch
Yeah,
for
I
it.
think that'd be a good
sick.
one.
Yes, I'm kind of going to wear bondage gear, guys, so feel free anywhere between red robes and bondage.
Perfect.
That's the dress code.
Perfect.
So we're not sure on what our next episode's going to be. We've got our pals are back over from Australia.
Oh, nice.
Might have him on.
That's a good idea.
Talk about a bit about Australia.
What is it like to live in a wasteland?
Did it say he immigrated out there with his trade and things?
Yeah.
That's that's a little episode.
But I think he's changed jobs since he's been
Oh,
over
right,
there.
He's
so
like a fisherman now. Like he
doing surfing and shit. He's got his surfing
Again, I'm like
licenses.
sat on some
Diving-
like
diving
shit
stuff.
traffic in the A2, and I go on Instagram and I just see Mitch is on a boat, like fucking catching
Yeah.
fish and that. And I'm like, bro.
That's a great
What am I
interview.
doing?
But why are so
Yeah.
many
In a way,
Brits
it's got
emigrating to
tractors
Australia?
Yeah,
And then,
no,
like,
fuck,
since
tractors
he's
are
gone out
sick.
there, he ain't come back yet. So
No,
like,
of course.
he's been out there a good couple of years.
We
now,
got a
so-
homie who's pretty similar. He's out there working on a farm at the moment, and he
But
hasn't-
literally, from how long has he been driving that tractor?
every day.
Talk about a wasteland, but I mean, like, it's been at least 3 months. He's
Yeah.
been rowing and well, whatever the fuck he's doing,
Big
seeding
bit
or
of land.
ploughing or harrowing. He's doing this same field for fucking months.
Which is also
He's doing miles a day.
That gives
It's
him plenty of
still
time to
got
listen to
field
all of
left.
our podcasts.
that's he genuinely does. Yeah, that's what he does. But
Yeah.
also
That's how we
what's,
got the international ranking.
what's awesome about that as well is that this is a geezer who never ever kept a job longer than a few months. But
Yeah.
this farming job, he's like, no, I
He's
fucking
saying,
love
yeah,
it.
when
same
you think
field
I'm
for
in a
3
foreign
months.
country
He
and I might
loves it.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your priorities get straightened out, and that's what he's saying about national service. The Charlie are coming to kill you. Okay, well maybe a little bit of heroin later then. Can we still play Lynyrd Skynyrd?
You got any gigs to release, Kieran?
Yeah, fucking, I should have prepped that one a bit better, shouldn't I?
Sorry.
God damn.
What do you do?
You're
in the
always a
band?
tomorrow kind of guy. It's fine. You
Oh,
can
that's
tell me
alright.
You're a
tomorrow.
tambourine man.
No,
or-
no, it's alright. It's alright. I've got. Oh, I'm seeing Limp Bizkit on the 13th of August.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
jealous,
Fuck
cuz.
yeah.
Dreamland,
fucking
Margate.
doors.
No, not that one. That got
That
cancelled.
got cancelled.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's in
was
London,
gonna be
but it's
there.
with Pendulum as well. So it's gonna
Oh,
be fucking.
sick.
That's gonna be fucking.
That's one of the
sick.
best live shows I've seen actually.
Yeah, Pendulum.
Well,
Well, Limp Bizkit.
like show, but like no, the Pendulum.
Yeah, with the
Come.
lights and shit.
They're all on roids. and there's like 2 massive double bass metal style drum kits, and they're all playing them, and there's keyboards. It's fucking
That's
fun.
madness.
That sounds good. I want to see Rammstein live.
Oh, I bet that's crazy.
Right?
Proper like head.
Do you know what I mean? And all the pyrotechnics. I think that'd be a mental show.
I can't find any of these gigs.
Imagine hearing that in the full fucking.
Just giving up.
Yeah,
wow.
kind of. There's one on the
Very good.
9th.
Once and then,
Wait,
I
ninth.
think.
I know where they're
Probably.
stored now. They're on the. Fuck you.
What do you even play?
Bass guitar.
Bass guitar.
Bass guitar. I'm the
yeah.
funky.
He's a funky bass man.
Funky bass man, bro.
I feel
Watch his
you're
videos.
You're a lead man.
Sick.
Yeah, I'm a funky bass man. Where the hell
play-
is the band chat?
You slap it with a thumb, like
Slap it with it.
Oh, he slaps.
Yeah, like that. Come on! All right.
Once we finish recording, I'll let him have a go on my ones.
Hell
Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
There's a-
it's fucking sick.
In the shipping in Gillingham on 9th of August, and then
It's a good little venue there.
yeah, ship's quite cool. Like,
Poco Loco on the 12th.
Oh,
Boy, go on.
Great Mexican food from Poco Loco.
Ticketed
Best
that
Mexican
one.
food in Medway.
Yeah, not gonna lie. I thought I didn't like all this Mexican shit like avocados and
Yeah.
cream cheese. I just like randomly ate a taco and had it all in. And I was
Yeah,
like,
it's
all
like,
together,
whoa.
it's good.
It's a treat, isn't it?
Yeah, bro.
So yeah, hit Pogo for the takeaway. Discount code. Browser history. But you need 9 phones.
Bro, I actually might hit him up for a little bit. That get some free tacos for a little mention on the
I've
pod.
been going
Oh, yeah.
hard. Actually, this week I've literally hit every page.
What do you mean?
Did you do promos? Would you share this shit? I just feel
Did
like
you?
maybe
Yeah, you even started following
I didn't get a
us.
reply.
Finally, you finally
Fucking hell.
He, was like, he started following you. I was like, fucking hell, it's
Took
only
your
been
time,
6
guys.
weeks.
Yeah, that's on Facebook. You need a fact checker. I've been following you on Spotify for a long time. But like I fall asleep and then shit plays throughout the night as
Yeah.
I'm sleeping. So you're getting the hits anyway. But I don't know what happened.
That's why the numbers aren't adding
But
up.
today I was like, I'm actually going to listen properly and like focus.
Is that all you use for your numbers? Like mainly as the Spotify podcasters?
yeah. Well,
so-
we got. I'm counting up the YouTube.
Yeah, our
views and
YouTube
shit,
numbers
but
are
the
shit
YouTube's a
compared.
shit.
Yeah, I don't think anyone.
The thing is, as well, like I was saying earlier, when you search our name on YouTube, it just comes up with the first episode.
Yeah.
It doesn't come up with our page. So unless you're gonna see you
Yeah,
want to
you
listen
go,
to
oh,
the
that makes
Windsors,
sense,
you ain't
that's
gonna click
them.
on it.
No,
Yeah,
and then go
yeah,
to
So
the
then you've
page
got to click
after
on that to then get to the channel.
See,
So I'm not sure why it happens like that.
our videos on
You need a
YouTube,
QR code.
I've set them all to 18 plus, and that you have to have an account and say you're 18 plus, just because of all the wild shit this guy says, just in case we get fucking kicked off.
What's
and
wrong
then
with
it's
kids?
a ball like.
They're a little bit drugs.
Yeah, see, I got in charge of uploading one of our episodes, and
Yeah.
I forgot to tick that it was explicit.
I always tick things.
We also got
explicit.
banned
Yeah,
for
so-
another one that we said that Charles was a nonce.
Yeah, I said
remember
he
you
was a
saying about
non-sympathizer.
Yeah, we didn't
Yeah,
call
he's
him
a-
a
I didn't even call him a
least-
nonce.
We just said
at the
that
very
he's
least.
Yeah, I was like, he's a non-sympathizer, and it's like you got to remove your opinion.
Diana was 12 when he was
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to
That's a
say
bit
on
of
that
me.
fucking Windsor's one.
See, I'm not even sure what got our Pony Express episode taken off Spotify.
I was going to ask you about that, and also how is it allowed on YouTube and not Spotify? Because I was sure that was the other way around.
I have a
We're
feeling.
not very wealthy.
I have a
Ah.
feeling
We
it
have
could be to do with both me and Ryan getting in an argument with some white person who claimed there was a Native American from America on Facebook.
Yeah, she probably.
The same week that
Shit.
episode came out,
She's
we
like,
had
that's
to-
offensive. I'm 114th Apache.
and we were like, "Fucking
There ain't
what?"
been enough generations in fucking America for you to be 114th anything. Bitch. I think I said bitch 3 times.
And we also said a bunch of other stuff in that episode. But there's also clips of Alex Jones in that episode, Joe Rogan. Because we had to
Yeah, no,
edit
actually,
over
we
the
talked
top
about
'cause-
it. We had to like overdub it and pretend that I wasn't saying what I was saying.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, the whole thing about that $1 billion lawsuit about UFOs. Children was never UFOs. Parents are crisis UFOs.
You done that in the last one as well. It's like you weren't allowed to say certain words. So you
No, that
said
one was a
certain
self
words.
censor.
Yeah.
We said, well,
Yeah, but you wouldn't have got it on if you'd have said all that.
No, I don't think I'd be saying that,
That was
anyway.
a smart self-censor.
Unless I'm
in terms
listening to
of-
Kanye, like
Yeah.
I'm
I
not saying
thought
those
the
words
whole
anyway.
point of doing this was like so you could quote people.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I was going to get away with it. Sam was like, no, let's be careful, let's be sensible.
I do hate the fact you have to slightly self-censor yourself.
I think it's important.
If
Like,
when you're talking to strangers.
I think
Yeah.
it's to a level it's important.
Also-
Just being polite.
I think that's the difference between like.
No.
Yeah.
To who?
To anyone. It's like, look, like, it's just being polite, isn't it?
No, I'm a scientist.
No, I'm just about being polite. That's
It's
all.
just about representing history correctly.
Yeah, I'm all down for
I
doing
feel like they
that.
would have said that.
I don't need to say what they're saying, though.
I don't need to be quoting them to say exactly what they're saying. As freely as I wish. So what, they built the railroads? What else? What else?
The wall. The best wall.
Which one? There's some good walls.
Oh, well, if they
I
built
like
the
the Boer
railroads...
Wall, particularly.
If they built the railroads, you know which wall I'm talking about.
The railroad wall?
Who built the railroads in the US, bro?
I don't know. What are you on about? You're being racist again. Guys, dudes, bros, just like us.
Guys.
Hard workers.
Crossfitters. They're hitting tyres with like, hammers on their day off.
Let's finish this, guys.
Yeah, let's
wrap it.
Right.
I'm on antidepressants, I can't finish. I've been tugging it all night. I just want to talk to everyone.
You gotta stop hitting record, otherwise he keeps going.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
no,
meant.
leave me in charge of the record button, and you won't get shit.